yo, what's up out there?
Ice Cube. I mean, I see.
That is not good.
Get ready to experience the thrill of a lifetime.
If you somehow find this offensive, just don't listen. But my guess is you'll be sticking around.
Let's do this.
It's going down, Jack.
Hey, it's Larry King welcoming you to the Opie and Anthony Show right here on Sirius XM Satellite Radio.
Oh, this is good radio right here.
Y'all are cooler and shit.
It starts funny and then gets very uncomfortable.
One of the most popular radio shows in the world.
Radio journalism at its best.
Hello, kids. It's the Opie and Anthony Show. They swear and they're vulgar and they talk about awful, awful things. That's what you like, isn't it?
Very flavorful.
Yay.
That's what you like, isn't it?
Please welcome Opie. The show is twisted, I'm telling you. Who's enjoying this shit?
That's what you like, isn't it?
Anthony
I want dick prizes. I love when girls go through that. I'm here for you, ladies. Remember that.
That's what you like, isn't it?
and Jim Norton.
If a pussy could talk, it would say, "Die."
That's what you like, isn't it?
Everything you are about to hear is real.
Kind of hard.
Good morning. Welcome aboard.
But enough of this palaver. Let's get the show on the road.
Yes, let's do that. Good morning, everybody.
The hell's this about?
What?
Very, very tinny.
Tinny?
Yeah.
How's that?
Nah.
Is that a little better? Is that a little better?
Well, I guess it's going to have to do. A little tinny. A little distorty sounding. I don't know. Whenever they fuck around with this stuff, like they unplugged the mics yesterday to put the... plug it into the mixing board for Chris Rock's movie thing.
For the big movie shoot?
Yeah. And
when did you realize that?
Together.
When did you realize that we were going to be maybe 5 seconds of a montage?
I kind of knew that was what it was going to be.
Still cool as hell, but
it was fun.
As you're going through it, you start realizing what they were trying to capture.
Yeah, it's going to be one of those things where, it's going to be very quickly cut, I think.
Chris Rock's character doing a whole bunch of radio interviews.
Radio
it's going to be
around here.
So
yeah.
hopefully a couple of us get our faces on in the movie.
Yeah.
Hopefully we get our logo in the movie.
Yeah.
Because even the production staff was going, it's too bad, It's too bad because there's a lot of funny stuff going on in there right now.
Yeah.
They actually said it's too bad because they obviously weren't filming a long form scene with us.
No, they would film about 20 minutes, 30 minutes.
We did 40
minutes of us having an interview, but it's going to be cut with other shows that he was doing interviews with, and
Sure.
very quickly,
yes,
ask a question, get an answer, boom, back to another interview with someone else, bam, back and forth kind of a thing.
I bet you on the big screen it's maybe a minute. I mean, a minute for everybody's interviews.
Right.
So out of that minute, then, if we get maybe 10 or 15 seconds, that'd be cool as shit. It's still cool as shit.
Enough time for fucking screen cap.
That's right.
Enough time for screen cap.
It was weird because they took the audio and put it in through the movie. Whatever, I'm talking like a child. Through the movie thing. It was hard to hear because I couldn't even wear my headphones because we usually can catch each other in this.
Right.
And you said something and it sounded like that to me.
Oh, really?
It was so weird hearing you talking
very
normal
low,
volume.
Yeah.
With no
amplification through the headphones.
Well, it was a little movie magic.
Yeah, it was.
We were in the middle of movie magic.
Yeah, because you usually
we had to wear the headphones because we have to look like radio dicks.
But they weren't connected to anything that was like working.
That's where the movie magic comes in.
Because they took our microphones, unplugged them, and plugged them into the mixing board that they had.
But no one sees us with headphones on, so we should have probably done the whole thing without headphones on.
Yeah. I don't know.
What is it, a continuity thing?
They wanted it to look like we had headphones on.
Chris Rock was cool as hell, though, man.
Yeah, that was a blast, man.
I feel like we turned the corner with Chris Rock finally. I feel like he's going to become a regular on the show now.
He's a pal now.
I think so, because we really were having a good time with him, and he was just so cool.
Yeah.
I mean, he's been in here, off and on, but I just feel like yesterday was a big step forward for our relationship with Chris Rock as far as the radio show goes. I'm not expecting to pal around with the guy or anything.
Yeah.
Although I do have some chit chat with him at the gym every once in a while.
Ooh.
Because his locker's pretty much right next to me, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's in the same It's in the same. Whatever. It's fine.
And then
that's just bragging. Sorry.
Rosario Dawson was in here also.
She is so hot.
She looks very pretty.
Oh my!
She was.
That's Anthony liking a girl voice, by the way. She's pretty.
She was. She was sitting in a seat. I guess they had her in the background. Who is she? Is she supposed to be the girlfriend?
She's the love interest,
the fiance
in the movie that we probably shouldn't talk too much about.
So at one point, she was sitting in a chair. And she was in camera view, and I guess
she was?
Yeah, they had her sitting over here.
Yeah.
And the camera that was over...
Oh, I thought she was just hanging.
No, she was. At first she was. Then they put her makeup on and everything, and she was in the shot.
Oh, I thought she was just kind of hanging, checking it all out, because we had probably 20 people in here in this tiny little fucking closet.
My favorite part of this whole thing was the fact that our own Sam Roberts, who had no expectations, no fucking preconceived notions about being in this movie and participating in our little scene here, was sitting at the computer, per usual.
Right.
And didn't get up to move.
Well, he's not stupid.
He just...
I'll never say that Sam Roberts is stupid.
The fact of the matter is, if he got up to leave, no one was going to tell him, hey, get back in that seat.
Right.
But he didn't get up to move, so the assumption was made by the production staff that Sam Roberts is an integral part of this program, and if there's going to be filming of this program, he needs to be in the scene. Presto changeo, he's in the fucking movie.
That's the correct assumption. I am integral to every part of the Opie and Anthony show.
There you go.
And you had to fill out all the paperwork.
Oh yeah.
And you just got paid.
Yeah, hell yeah.
You got a day's pay.
As, by the way, E-Rock, who dressed in his nice polo shirt with his
what is
collar.
Hold on. What is E-Rock wearing today?
What is E-Rock wearing?
Just to compare.
E-Rock?
Sam, looking through the glass.
You know what he did?
What did he do?
He wants to give himself the benefit of a doubt yesterday.
So he's fading away from the look?
He's wearing a polo shirt.
What an asshole. What an asshole.
What a fake.
You're fading away from it slowly, hoping no one notices.
He's very smart, though, to think to not just come in with a Simpsons shirt.
Right. Because then we'd be all over.
Right.
Man, E-Rock you're calculating.
Plausible deniability.
You calculate shit, man. That's creepy. You knew if you put a Simpsons shirt on, the beating would be much worse. But now we're aware that you're kind of just fading out of the Hollywood look from yesterday.
E-Rock always wears these.
We told Chris Rock, by the way, and Chris rolled his eyes.
Oh, he made a face like, ugh.
Because we were telling Chris Rock about how E-Rock dressed up, hoping that he might be, in the background or something. And Chris Rock, he rolled his eyes and gave a kind of a chuckle.
Yeah. It was in between takes, too. It was like the whole crew was in here.
Oh,
and Chris Rock,
they were all laughing.
You had to bring up, look at E-Rock. He wore a polo shirt.
By the way, Chris, E-Rock wore...
oh, he loved that.
E-Rock, so you had to look through the window there, right at Sam Roberts, who was in the movie.
That should have been you.
That should have been you.
That should have been you. You were dressed, and you were perfect.
The director had requested E-Rock, I believe. He saw the shirt. And
you know what? Anyone that sat in that seat, by the way, was going to be in the movie.
Right.
It didn't have to be you. Travis, it could have been. It could have been one of the girls.
Or they could have just pushed the chair aside.
Because at one point, they were like, we need the camera guy there.
That's when I knew that I was in good shape.
Yeah.
Because... At the second take, they go, we need the camera guy there. And I was like, well, you guys want me to just get out of there? And the guy goes, no, we need you there for continuity.
Yeah, because they already, we're
you're in the first part of it. You
were like a coffee cup. They had to make sure the coffee cup was in the same exact fucking place.
But less valuable.
For the scene.
By the way, how dumb are we to not have one of the girls there?
Yeah, Sam.
Exactly.
We really are dumb.
I know.
How dare you take up a spot that one of the beauties
Jackie or Sydney.
They
could have been there
2 weeks.
Exactly. They're made for the motion pictures.
That would have been great.
They're up for... they've been here 3 weeks now.
3
stop
weeks.
At the 2 week.
How do you know how long they've been here?
I just have a good feeling about these things.
Exactly. Imagine that, an intern 3 weeks in, and they're in the fucking movie.
Chris Rock
part
movie.
of the Opie and Anthony show. That would have been classic.
The whole staff is just watching them every intern.
Seething.
But let's make it perfectly clear. We're gonna be barely in this movie.
Oh, I know. But you know what? It was very exciting and fun to be part of.
Of course it was. And it happened. The crew of the movie are all fans of the show,
Fans
going
of the
way, way
show.
back.
It was great. A lot of fun, that's for sure.
Yeah, it was a trip.
Well, E-Rock.
And how was it for you, E-Rock?
Oh, great.
Any observations?
Took a while.
Yeah, it did take a while, man.
It always does. Those things, wow. It takes such a long time to do anything.
You think it took a long time? Imagine those guys. They were here all day. And it'll probably be 2 minutes of the movie.
Uh-huh.
They filmed probably 2 minutes, because not only did they film us, they filmed a bunch of other, not a bunch, probably 2 or 3 other radio shows, and then they also filmed a couple things in the lobby, and I think they filmed something in an office with Brian Regan. And all that will be at just a couple minutes on film. And they were here all fucking day.
Who's Regan playing?
I think his lawyer or manager or something like that.
It was weird when you guys were done. We were walking down the hallway, and that little remote studio on the side, where a lot of the political talk goes, it's Regan and Chris Rock. As we're walking past, Regan is angry. Like, his arms are flailing. He's yelling.
really?
And Chris is just sitting there on the other side. So I don't know what the scene entails, but it's a pissed-off Brian Regan.
Oh, my God. That's going to be great to
Never
see.
see that. Cool.
Nice.
Brian.
And the movie company made this big, fancy Sirius XM sign that's in the lobby that lights up.
Oh, did they do that?
Yeah, the movie company did it. But, and this isn't us saying this, some people here that work here posted photos of it.
Just say it.
Oh, yeah, who are you, a fucking lawyer now?
No, shut up.
Oh, sorry.
So the sign out there, they're posting photos of the sign saying the movie company is trying to sell that sign to our company.
Right.
They're not just going to give it to us because it has our logo.
No, they want to sell it.
How much they want for it?
That I don't know.
It's
But
gotta
I
be
saw it up on
thousands.
Twitter and Instagram yesterday.
I bet it's thousands of dollars.
Expensive.
Yeah, it's got neon light on it and shit.
Greenstein will figure out how to get that for free.
Yeah.
That
sign.
They have no idea who they're tangling with.
Yes.
Because he's been in the movie business, too, so he understands those guys. That's where he comes from.
And he also realizes what are they going to do with it? Yeah. They could either smash it or keep it here for free.
Yeah.
Greenstein knows that shit. So thank you for the present.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll
wonderful.
have them. He'll have them paying. All right, Scott. Look, we'll give you $1,500 to take it off our hands. I don't know. I got it. It does look nice out there in the lobby.
Yeah.
Is it gone?
No, it's still here.
Still there.
Still there, all nice and shit.
I want it for my house.
You know, if Chris Rock's character
Yes.
had wanted something Googled, and a listener to this show had not seen me at this chair, it would have taken him right out of the movie.
Out of the movie, right
into
there.
the hot blonde that should have been sitting there.
Little eye candy.
Yeah, right?
Should have been some eye candy in that seat.
You wanted Jackie in the chair?
That would have been nice. For Sydney.
Or the two of them just crammed into the chair together.
Both of them on each other's
Making
laps.
out.
Just petting each other softly.
That's funny.
Anyway, so that was fun.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times.
And, as I said, Sam fucking filling out the paperwork at the end was great. We're all sitting here filling out our paperwork. There's a lot of fucking paperwork you gotta fill out when you're done with those things. All kinds of releases and fucking legal things and pay forms and shit like that. So we're all sitting here filling them out, and I was just thinking that E-Rock is right there on the other side of the glass. The closest person to him through the glass is Sam, and he's watching Sam fill out his movie paperwork.
It's not like you felt bad. I mean, you were the one who was being the meanest of all. E-Rock walked in here when we were done, and one of the camera guys wanted to take a photo with him because he was a big fan. And Anthony goes, "Oh, look, E-Rock's finally in front of a camera lens."
What a jerk.
That is a jerk.
That is a mean thing to say.
E-Rock, you didn't go home sad, did you?
No, I just went home.
Oh, yeah.
So, all right. I just want to say Brian Cashman is the greatest guy ever.
Wow, this is kind of funny, huh?
Did he call up a radio station and curse? Was it on a radio station?
I haven't heard any audio of it happening yet.
Brian Cashman and the Yankees have finally had it with A-Rod.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they've had it with A-Rod a while ago, but they're finally making it known.
Public, yeah.
To everyone else. They've had it with this guy. I guess A-Rod, it was a pretty innocent tweet. He just kind of tweeted that, you know, the doctor cleared him for rehab games, I guess.
Yeah.
That's all he tweeted.
Uh-huh.
And Brian Cashman, where did he say this? I need to know. Basically,
I thought it was...
He said that A-Rod needs to shut the fuck up. That's the quote. That's the quote.
The Yankee organization likes to announce these things, apparently. They don't want the players announcing when a player's coming back from the DL, things like that.
You're reading this wrong.
No,
I understand what you're saying, but
I think that was his motivation.
Yeah, but this has a lot to do with everything else that led up to that tweet. I bet you if it's a normal player and he fucks up a little bit like this, I understand policy.
Dude, behind the scenes,
they would let it go.
Said,
like,
right.
You know what? You probably shouldn't have fucking tweeted that. But they've had it with this guy, so they use that to say he needs to shut the fuck up.
Exactly. Yeah, behind the scenes, they would have said something to any other player.
A-Rod has cut deep. These guys fucking hate him.
But that was the reason that he said it, but he didn't have to say it like that.
It was the boiling point, obviously.
Yeah.
He told it to an ESPN New York reporter.
Oh, just a reporter?
Yeah.
Was it in an official capacity or no? Were they just chatting?
Oh, maybe it was off the record.
I think.
But that's how Jesse Jackson got in trouble.
No, I think it was on the record. I think. I honestly think Cashman finally fucking had it.
Yeah.
The tweet was visit from Dr. Kelly over the weekend, who gave me.
Dude, you're okay, dude. Yeah, you go there, boom. You pick the bat up, you hit it, you run, boom, you're home.
Boom.
Who gave me, what does it say, the best news, the green light to play games again. See, that's kind of an innocent tweet. Sure, maybe it goes against some policy, but it usually that doesn't deserve a, you need to shut the fuck up.
Yeah. No, he doesn't like it.
It wasn't off the record. Cashman finally said, you know what, enough with this guy.
The Yankees
I guess they're stuck with his contract, right? They would love to fucking get rid of him.
Yeah.
You got to think.
Yeah, it's a lot of money, and he's just been a pain in the ass. And the chokemeister in the playoffs.
And the paper had to bleep out the fuck part. You know how many papers?
Paper bleep it out.
I mean, they
put in the little asterisk.
Yeah. What does the front page say? You got it right in front of you. Right there. The front page.
Oh, front page. Yeah, here it is. Shut the up.
Yeah.
Cashman's vulgar tirade, a tirade over Starr's tweet.
How great would that be if you saw fuck on the front page of the paper, though?
Oh, boy.
Who would have a problem with that?
That would be
and what would that mean in the end?
So offensive.
They don't have to answer to anyone in the newspaper, do they?
What of the children?
Oh, maybe the advertisers, their advertisers.
What of the children?
You got anything else on this, Travis?
Well, since we're talking about the Yankees, I pulled something for you, and then I gave you a little bonus.
Your pud?
Yeah. Every morning.
Is it the one thing that's so douchey, and then you found another douchey thing?
Well, yeah. Then I found another one that I just.
Track one is the first douchey thing that we talked about.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The 1-1 swung on, hit in the air to deep right. That ball is high, noticed far. There it is, gone. Brett Gardner connected and drove one deep in the lower deck in right. Gardner plants one in the right field seats. Gardy goes Yardy. He homers, and the Yankees now trail 3-2.
Oh, did you see? I
said Yardy.
I got horrid goosebumps from that one. Gardner is Gardy now. Gardy goes Yardy.
Who in the Yankee organization likes this?
No one.
It fucking sucks.
Publicly, they all will say they love it.
Funny.
You talk to the Yankee players, the Yankee players, and they all say they love it. Not one guy will step forward and say how douchey that is.
So I said, all right.
Gardner plants one in the right field seats. Gardy goes Yardy. He homers, and the Yankees now trail 3-2.
I had to steal that one.
Jesus, that's like,
thank you, sir.
That's like something a 6-year-old would say. Maybe not even a 6-year-old.
Yeah, 4.5.
Oh, shuck.
Yay. It's terrible.
Wow.
So there was another home run an inning later. So I was like, you know what? While I'm here,
Yeah, we haven't done Sterling home run calls in a while.
I might as well check it out because this next guy doesn't really hit home runs a lot. So let's see what he has to say.
And so he doesn't have stupid.
And then maybe somebody tags it at the end.
Oh no, they're still working together. I don't even know.
Oh God,
I don't even know. They're still working together. Those two.
He's so terrible. I can't listen to Yankee games anymore.
No.
I've stopped listening to Yankee games because he's so awful.
Yardy could be one of the worst ones ever. You can't say Yardy.
And Jason Nick swings and drives one deep to left field down the line. On the run is Murphy to the wall. She's gone. Jason Nix hit a long high fly that went about 2 or 3 rows back. A Nix knock. He homers. Hasten, Jason, and the Yankees have tied the game at 3.
What is the second home run?
Wait.
I love how that voice just cuts like a knife.
Second home run. What the fuck was he saying?
Nick's
knock.
Nick's knock.
Nick's knock.
Instead of knock knock?
Yeah. Nick's knock. And he says it twice.
Nick's knock. Nick's knock.
Nick's knock doesn't make sense.
It's stupid.
Oh, because the other ones do?
I know. And then what else did he say after the Nick's knock?
We went backwards. Let's find out.
All right.
Then you got that crow fucking popping in.
Back. A Nick's knock. He homers. Hasten, Jason, and the Yankees have tied the game at 3.
Well, it's his second home run of the season. Robbie Cano's laughing, and they just had a big hug in the dugout. It's a slider
in the dugout,
and he's getting in trouble with that slider.
God, she just gets moist.
I love it.
She can't get enough of the Yankees.
He's laughing in the dugout.
She gives the inside dugout scoop.
Yes, she
that no
really
one
does.
can no one can see unless they have eyes or are watching the same set she's watching. What an idiot.
Everyone just ignores her heavy Boston accent.
She's my favorite person in the world.
You like her?
You can't have someone with a heavy Boston accent calling Yankees games.
It's fucking fantastic.
Giving hugs. Who cares?
The hugging in the locker room or something.
Nick's knock.
What's wrong with Sterling?
Nick's knock.
And they all will just praise him and say they love his home run calls.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Nick's knock. So
that's it. That's great.
Good, that's a good call.
That's good stuff. Good stuff right there.
Damn good stuff.
Well, we'll see what happens with the A-Rod situation.
Nothing.
Huh?
He's just going to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's been asked to.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Well.
He's been asked to shut the fuck up.
But A-Rod's such an asshole, he won't shut the fuck up. So this is going to be kind of terrific. This is going to get good, I think.
Yeah.
That's great that they've had it with him
They
finally.
hate him.
They do, right?
I mean, that's so very un-Brian Cashman to say that just gives you a peek into his mind as to how much he really doesn't. That was an off-the-cuff statement, that like wasn't thought out, and that's how much he hates A-Rod.
Was he just talking like guys will do and go, I wish he'd shut the fuck
Brian
up?
Cashman
No, man.
He
This
doesn't
is-
talk like that.
No, but I mean not realizing that the guy was going to quote him.
Oh, no. He just had it. It's so obvious.
Yeah, they were
He's finally
talking
had
about A-Rod.
it. He's had it.
He should just shut the fuck up.
And then he says something like, I got to go call him right
Yeah,
now.
I'm going to call him right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I think they ought to do? Cotton uniforms.
What?
You may have something there, George.
Team's cooler out there. You may have something there, George.
Oh, I got something.
I love that.
Team's cooler out there.
Oh, so fucking good.
Let me say hi to Nick. He has a little more on the A-Rod thing. Nick on Long Island. What's up, Nick?
Good morning, boys.
Hey, Nick.
Nick Snocks.
The reason why Cashman flipped out on A-Rod is because the day before, Cashman came out saying that no updates on A-Rod have been given. We don't know when he's coming back. And then A-Rod opens his fat fucking mouth saying that he's coming back, and now he makes Cashman look like a douche.
Are you a big Yankees fan, Nick?
A little bit.
Have you had it with A-Rod?
Yes.
You think most fans have had it with A-Rod?
I would say
For years.
the true Yankee fans say yes, because he's fucking overpaid. He's a distraction off the field, and he's a fucking waste.
Yeah, right on. All right, sir. Thanks, Nick. And then we got someone that wants to defend John Sterling. How are you going to defend John Sterling?
He's a wonderful man.
Yeah.
He's magnificent to work with. Look at him. There he is. In the dugout.
The sound of his voice gets my pussy stuck in his seat.
I'd rather have a crow peck in my head.
She's terrible.
Holy fuck. Wait, we haven't even introduced you or nothing. I'm trying to figure out your name because it says Charler on the fucking phone.
Charler.
Charlie.
All right, I figured it might be Charlie. All right, what do you got?
Listen, I listen to the games just about every night, and I actually, for whatever it's worth, I've enjoyed the Sterling home run calls for years. I've been a lifelong Yankee fan, and I know you guys rip them apart. You don't like it, and every time he comes up with a new one, I end up tweeting what he said to one of you guys. I did one the other day that I think to Jimmy when Zoilo Almonte, the rookie, hit his first career home run.
Wait, do you actually enjoy him, or you're just goofing? You can't. You like Gardy went yardy?
Well, I'll give you that one. That one's a little douchey.
Do you have special needs?
Some of the other ones that he's had have actually they've been pretty good. You know, I don't know. It's tough to explain, and it's gotten to the point where his home run calls have a life of their own now.
No, they don't. No, they don't. You don't notice. You don't notice that he's shoehorning it in, and all of a sudden it becomes ridiculously awkward. His home run call itself is definitely it's good.
Now he does two.
I wasn't even going to say it's
player.
excellent, but his home run calls are good. It's good broadcasting, and then he stops everything to throw in all that nonsense
to make it about him.
Right.
Yeah, but it's gotten to the point now where it's not. I don't think it's just about him. Let me explain.
Did you hear Nick knock knock?
It stops everything.
Nick knock.
No, that's not.
You could hear the edit where the home run call should end. It's like, okay, right there, very good. You did your job. A nice home run call, and then all of a sudden, it's like a car flying off the highway.
What's happened is that it's gotten to a point, and the reason why I say it's taken on a life of its own. Whenever there's a new player that comes to the Yankees, and God knows they've had a lot this year because of all the injuries, they've even talked about it on the air where they'll say the guys in the press box are already speculating as to what Sterling's home run.
Oh my God! Why?
They're probably mocking
Who's doing this?
That's what they do. They actually they're
and you know that gets him off. That gets him nice and hard. He goes, "Oh look, everyone's wondering what I'm going to come up with." Oh. I think I'm going to say Gardy goes yardy. That should kill.
I'll never see that.
They're probably making fun of him.
Yeah,
they have to be
it's the
making
same reason
fun
why
of
we
him.
get excited.
Yeah, dude, he's terrible, and he's a great play-by-play guy. But that it makes it about him.
If there were no home runs in Yankee games, he'd be a great.
He'd be amazing.
I live in a lonely world because I think maybe fucking we're off base, and the majority of people enjoy the stupid Gardy goes yardy and the knock.
You can call me a douche if you want. But
all right, you're a douche. All right, I want
to a game, and one of these guys puts one out, especially if it's you know.
Oh my God, you're still talking about
exactly. I don't
even know how to hang up on you.
I stopped listening.
I don't even know how.
I stopped listening.
You're still talking about it.
I'll let it go. Let it go.
All right, Charlie. Thanks for the call.
Goodbye, Charlie.
Oh, I didn't even know what to do there.
I fucking checked out of his call.
I felt like I was listening to a John Sterling fucking home run call.
Why'd they just pull up a picture of Gerard Depardieu?
They let Susan Waldman hold the trophy, huh?
Holding the 2009 World Series trophy. It's wonderful.
You like her outfit?
It's velvet. She's ensconced.
I'd drape myself in velvet if it was socially acceptable.
John! Oh, God. It's like fucking nails on a chalkboard.
Yeah.
It's horrendous. Comes out of nowhere.
That's the best part. You never know when it's going to come.
Yeah, sometimes she doesn't talk at all.
Yeah, because
everything
is like almost
right in her face.
A baseball game, when you listen to it at a park or at the beach or something, it's almost monotone. It's kind of just nice. It goes with a nice summer day, and then all of a sudden,
see that?
What?
Fucking line woman gets hit right in the face with a tennis ball.
Are we up to Wimbledon already? Wimbledon. Is that Wimbledon stuff? Anyone? I don't know.
No, it might be.
I'm so glad no one knows, because who gives a fuck about tennis? But that ball was going 120 miles an hour.
120 miles an hour.
Did you know that?
Hits her in the face. I'm wondering if she'll be on a machine and then, somebody will go to unplug.
Right.
Think they're unplugging the machine because she's in a coma.
A lot of Seinfeld shit today.
Oh, yeah. I think Jerry's in the building, right?
Yeah, he will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to talk to Jerry.
It would be nice. We got guys trying.
Yeah?
Yeah, but I don't know how much radio he does.
Not much.
Nick Walenda's going to be in here.
Yes.
Well, that's true.
That's very exciting. And Larry King.
Larry
And
King.
Rich Voss. And Rich Voss, my God.
How important is the cable you're walking on?
Oh, really? Yeah, let's have Larry King interview fucking Nick Walenda. That'd be great. No, they're not going to be here together.
No. How important are the feet?
How important are your feet when it comes to walking a tightrope?
Do you wrap the cable up and bring it home when you're done, or does someone do that for you?
Why is it called a tightrope when it's sagging? Looks loose to me.
There was a big sag in that tightrope. That fucking guy had to go downhill. That's crazy.
Nick Walenda.
It'll be fun to talk to him.
We can have him interview Rich.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, who are you? Why do you talk into that electronic thing?
Are we jaded as a society? Because I thought there'd be way more of a buzz on the Nick Walenda Grand Canyon thing.
It was pretty big as it was happening.
I mean, 13 million people saw it. That's a big number, obviously, but
yeah.
I don't know. And then it just goes away like everything else so quickly. When they show his point of view, looking at the wire as he's stepping, and you just see the Grand Canyon below, that's some crazy ass shit.
It's the times
no
we live
safety wire.
We live in the times where you tweet it as it's happening, and then when it's over, you've already had the conversation. What do I need to talk more about?
Nothing lasts more than a day.
It's gone.
It used to be a couple days, maybe 3 days, but now it's like
you don't even get to the water cooler at work anymore.
Oh God, no! You're right.
You've already tweeted it as it's happening. People love to tweet as things are happening,
right? And then
I
that's
love it. It's fun, And then once you're done with it, it's like, ew, why is he talking about that? It's over. We saw it.
Yeah, we're on to the next thing.
Yeah.
We read your Twitter. We don't need your opinion now.
Fuck it. We've heard everything
That's
you have
a great
to say
point, because you had to wait to the next day to socialize with the people you worked with to talk about Nick Walenda.
Now you're all in the same room,
Yeah, by the time you get to work, you've said everything. You put it on your Facebook page.
Yeah, you say it, and it's like, oh, I read that last night. I read that already.
I feel like if I take a nap and I wake up and something happens, and I'm like 2 hours late, it's done. Like, don't even bother talking about it.
Old hat.
So, it's over.
I hate that I know so much about family members because of Facebook. It's so creepy.
Yeah.
And then you don't see these people for a while, and they know everything about you because they're just, following your progress
They
on
read
Facebook.
you on the Twitter.
It's really fucking
Facebooks.
strange. And then you realize you have so many assholes in your own family.
Oh, my God.
They don't think the same as you politically and all that shit. You're like,
yes.
Gotta remind myself never to talk to that person at a family function again. Go away. Joe Piscopo was inducted into the Hall of Fame because of me. Do you want to take this call? What Hall of Fame? The Jersey Hall of Fame?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that there's no other Hall of Fame.
Bernard.
Yo, what up, man?
Hey.
Hi, Bernie.
What's going on? Yeah, I just heard the other day, your homeboy, Joey Joe.
You're the guy that's in charge of the New Jersey Hall of Fame.
Yeah, he got with Whitney Houston and Bill Parcells and all of them.
And all of them.
And Alan Alda.
And you were you were responsible for this?
Oh, me? Nah, who's the outside? How the hell I'm gonna be responsible?
Who's on the
was
phone?
inducted into the Hall of Fame.
You see the part that says because of me.
Because of me.
That's the only reason I'm taking this call.
Sydney's
Those are
on
your
the phone.
interns.
Oh, Sydney, that's all right.
Sir, you got to speak clearer.
Yeah, that's
Poor
okay.
girls, they don't
What are
know.
you doing?
You know, people make
Obviously-
mistakes. It's all right.
Obviously, the caller who gave erroneous information
Yes.
wasn't being clear on the phone.
Muddling his words.
You
Right.
have to be clearer.
Or she misheard him, which is okay because it gets loud in there when she's answering phones.
It's early.
It's fine.
It's very early in the morning.
You know how many phone screeners you've torn apart?
What are
Oh.
you talking about, Sam?
This caller is an idiot.
Yeah, thank you, sir. For nothing.
All right, Bernard. So you just had to call about Piscopo being in the Jersey Hall of Fame?
Yeah, because I know you're not going to bust his balls now. So, take over.
We already knew that, though.
Yeah. We're kind of leaving him alone for now. We're not busting Joe Piscopo's balls.
No. We busted his balls enough.
But the Joe Piscopo
Yeah, don't say-
saga, is that this week or next week? I forget already.
That is 1 week from today.
Okay, every Wednesday the new Opie and Anthony podcast comes out, and next Wednesday we already fucking put it together because we're taking a week off. It's the whole Joe Piscopo saga, starting with the time Anthony came in to tell us all that he saw his Showtime special.
The podcast that went up this morning is a good one. It's got
They're all good, man.
Tony Soprano calling from beyond the grave.
With the ambient thing.
Of course,
you
we're
throw
always
the
on
ambient thing in there as well.
It's got the Tony Danza line, which it's been years since anybody's heard that.
Right.
And what's the last thing on it?
It's the, Dan, I was going to say.
Oh, Dave Rabbit.
And the Dave Rabbit tapes.
Yeah, the
of
Dave
course.
Rabbit tapes. I got that suggestion on my Facebook page. I said, you know what? Yeah, let's do this.
The Nom.
And you know
the
what
Nom
else?
tapes when he was doing a radio show while he was in the Nom.
You know what else is on it?
We didn't. You guys decided to pick the O&A Nugget?
Opie and Anthony Nugget.
But we didn't. I don't even know what it is.
You don't like the Nugget?
Hate the Nugget.
Love the Nugget.
Hate the Nugget.
Love the Nugget.
I had to overrule Sal. This week's Nugget is
Wait, Sal almost picked the Opie and Anthony Nugget?
Yeah.
Ugh.
What is that about?
I didn't let him. I told him he doesn't have creative input.
And I was a little scared because I saw that he was editing a little bit.
Well, he
There was
edits.
some downtime yesterday, so we got to stay past our normal hours, and it was very strange to see Sal at a computer actually editing.
Yeah.
E-Rock, you gave him that job.
Don't think so.
Who gave
I
him
don't
the
know
job
what he
then?
does.
He edits what we tell him.
Because E-Rock's a very good editor. I trust E-Rock with the O&A archives.
He's
Big
just a
time.
bad person and friend.
Aw.
E-Rock definitely makes Sal do a lot of editing.
He does,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. He outsources.
So you at least
that.
check his work there, E-Rock?
I don't have anything to do with the podcast.
Oh, no.
Also, why are there no tissues in here?
But you've never mentioned it before.
Wait, why don't you have anything to do with the podcast? I would love for you to do the whole fucking thing.
I was not
As
asked.
far as the editing goes.
I wasn't asked. I wasn't told anything about it.
Oh,
It just
boy.
Was created and
no. I
Sam
just
was
assumed we were in good hands. Not saying that Sal can't do a good job. I don't know his work.
He's done a good
Probably
job so
can't.
far.
You're saying he hasn't in
What?
the past done good jobs.
I'd assume he doesn't do a good job.
Yeah.
With any responsibility given him.
I know
Well,
if
he's
we
not
had,
good at production.
No.
Who's that, Sal?
Yeah.
He's not good on the phones.
Yeah,
he
he
needs
doesn't
help.
do good production.
He needs help constantly on the phones.
Has he done
I
that?
got a call. They want someone. What do I do?
Has he done any production?
Yeah, he did.
Don't get the panda angry!
Yay! Jackie, thank you so much. Look who brought in the tissues. Jackie.
Yay, the tissues
Thanks,
have
Jackie.
arrived.
You guys throw a fit that the tissues aren't in usually.
All right, Sal. So,
Yes, that's why I had Jackie bring the tissues. That's smart.
That's smart.
Sal.
I'm not saying you can't do it, by the way. But who gave you that job?
It was just like
Ooh.
how do I?
All right.
describe
You kidding?
this? We had a meeting. There was a meeting, right?
But
Would
E-Rock,
you,
it was
buy,
just-
would you buy the 5-pack of those shirts?
Yes, I have a lot of these shirts.
but
right.
E-Rock should be doing it.
I was wearing that yesterday.
I don't.
When we
mind
pick
doing
these
it.
old bits, we want E-Rock to go through it quickly and maybe, fucking trim the fat out.
Can
Oh,
I tell you
boy.
the real reason Sal was asked to do it?
Yeah.
Bite your tongue, please.
Didn't say anything.
I just saw the look. You went looking, hands up, like, what do you want me to do?
I don't think I was ever specifically asked. I was just they told me to go to the meeting. We discussed how it would be formatted, all that sort of stuff, and then
The bosses
I just
wanted
understood that
the
idea.
bosses wanted Sal to do it because when the bosses ask E-Rock to do something, he huffs and puffs.
Do you?
Does he pretend he's overburdened with work?
Do you huff and puff? Please be honest.
E-Rock doesn't like dealing with it
Please
anymore.
Yes, you do. I'll laugh my ass
You
off.
know, Costanza did a thing on Seinfeld. You look angry, people think you're busy. If you like look angry, people think it's because you're busy, so they leave you alone.
So why do you huff and puff?
Because I don't always agree with the decisions being made, so I make it known that I don't agree.
I love it.
And then it gets done by somebody else.
Yeah, but we kind of want you doing that.
Yeah.
You're really good at that.
Look, I don't.
I'm not saying you're not, Sal. I don't know your
He's
work.
done a good job.
Oh wait,
so far.
Sal's talking.
He has-
Sal talking on the show is sort of like the drum solo at a concert. So I'm going to blow my nose while he does that, like as if it was drum solo and I went to get a beer.
Anthony's saying that you wore the same shirt 2 days in a row.
I wore a gray one or blue one yesterday. I just like wearing V-necks.
By the way, congratulations. You almost got my phone number the other day. Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
Mars doesn't have it either. Don't feel bad.
I was on to your trickery though.
Well, I didn't have a way to communicate with you. That was all.
And then I said, Sam, give him my number. And then Sam saw me walking away, shaking my head violently, like you figure out how you're not going to give him the number.
That's okay. I mean, I didn't ask Sam for
so
it. I didn't
look like the bad guy.
And it wasn't going to happen.
So I don't look like the bad guy until right now.
Yeah, but every time E-Rock has a job and one of the bosses says, look, I really want you to change how you're doing it, to do it this way or that way, E-Rock, and it's quite genius of him, he huffs and puffs like nobody's business.
I love it.
Until they leave him alone or they give the job to somebody else.
I love it.
It's perfect.
I think it's great. E-Rock, I say keep doing that.
Well, look who I learned from.
That
was a compliment. That wasn't an
insult. E-Rock.
Awkward.
Like when Eric goes over the worst of list with Rob. Like
No, I
what's
don't
going to
do
be on
that
the countdown
anymore.
and stuff.
I don't do
Eric
that
used to just go, oh, I didn't cut that. It was pretty funny, actually.
No, I've been smarter than these guys forever.
The bosses, you mean?
Yeah, forever, like since day one. But you guys, you're officially smarter than them. How does that feel?
I'm sure you're talking to E-Rock.
All of you guys are smarter than the guys that babysit the channel. How does that feel as you walk around here? Be honest. Who wants to start? You know it's true.
It's depressing.
You're trying to tell me that Rob Cross is smarter than any one of you guys? Stop it. He's a nice guy, though.
It's depressing.
It's sad, right?
Yeah.
E-Rock, would you like to comment?
I'm filling out all your breakfast orders here.
Why are you guys scared to talk about it? You know it's true.
You always say how stupid they are. Just say it.
There is this like element of fear that goes into talking about management.
Because technically, in the end, they could get them fired, I guess.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, I mean, apparently people do get fired for being assholes, but...
Well, yeah. Seen that happen. You really got to fuck up, though. You really got to be an asshole.
It's quite depressing.
Yeah.
That fact.
Sal?
Comment.
Believe
I
it or
love
not.
working here, guys. It's
You think Sal's smarter than the bosses?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. That's how bad they are, yeah.
Wow.
Yes, I do.
Oh, that's pretty good.
At this point, yes, I do.
Yeah.
And he was showing me some fish pictures yesterday.
Yeah.
Just because we talked about fish yesterday on the show.
Oh, boy.
Oh, I didn't even...
But it's a very nice open invite to go fishing with
I did.
him and his
I
uncle.
opened the invite. And
That's a very nice thing.
Oh, I thought it was fish to pH.
Yeah. Oh, no, I thought it was a pagoda.
Oh.
No, because we're talking about that one fish that could take your arm off in the fresh water. What was it? I forgot the name already.
I don't really know freshwater fish that was.
The
Pretty fucking
musk lunge or something?
Yeah,
Muscle lunge.
Yeah.
Muscle lunge, and then people were tweeting me pictures of these fucking creatures.
Freshwater fish get like massive. They get like fucking. They're just weird species.
Creepy looking fish, and they could take your arm off, I guess.
I don't like that Sal's more willing to talk about freshwater fish than the other thing we just talked about, which was you asserting that he's smarter than his bosses.
Well, what are you going to do?
Why do you gotta
We got a special phone call coming in right now. We got so many big celebrities coming in today. We got Rich Voss, Larry King, Nick Wallenda, looks like Colin Quinn, and now we got a very special phone call. Hello.
Yeah, hi, how you doing? I told your intern not to put me on the air. She still put me on the air.
Okay, what's up? You can say it.
Yeah, what's going on?
What's going on?
No, it's no big deal.
Whoa. That's not what she said.
Shut up.
Lady Di insisted on being on the air. Because I confirmed it with her. She said, I need to go on the air because I got to confirm this.
We know all this. I didn't even argue the point with her.
No.
I know she's just a lying fool.
doing, everybody?
Hi, Di.
I'm not a lying fool.
And another red-faced idiot, by the way, too.
Oh, yeah.
You and Paula Dean are red-faced idiots.
Yes.
You call her a lying fool, and she interrupts you to say, "Hi, how you doing, everybody?"
How you doing?
By the way,
yeah.
I don't know how long she's going to stay on the phone this time, but count how many times she answers jokes. It's one of my favorite things that happens. Lady Di, only...
You want me to answer?
See?
One.
See?
Oh, boy. Lady Di.
I'm here 2 days away from the big Lady Di return to the Opie and Anthony show.
Yes.
We've been counting down the days for a while now.
Feeling excited?
Well, you know what? Marion, she's working right now, and the only day that she can get off is Friday.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, we're happy that you're coming.
Yeah, that's why you're coming in Friday.
What?
She didn't address the question.
Don't we usually come in on Fridays?
You haven't been on the show in 6 years.
What do you mean usually?
Getting at?
Fridays.
What are you talking about?
You're coming unraveled.
Here's what happened. We planned for you to come in on Friday.
Right.
Everything is set. Marion is off. We have it planned already. You call up and say, Marion can only come in on Friday. We know this.
That's why we booked you for Friday.
So what are you calling for?
No. I just called up to tell you because Marion told me to call you guys and let you know today that we're coming in on Friday. That's all.
We know that. We've known that for 2 weeks.
You've been booked. We know this.
Yeah, but she told me to call.
Yeah, but why?
you guys.
But Thursday's not when you're supposed to come. I don't understand why you're switching it.
No, I'm not switching anything.
You guys are coming in Thursday instead of Friday.
Yeah,
we
so
understand
good
the
for
phone
us.
call now. Okay.
I don't know what time we're going to come in.
So what time are you coming in tomorrow?
4 hours.
You're here tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow. I can't come in tomorrow.
Why not?
No.
You just said you come in tomorrow.
What do you got to do that you can't come in?
Yeah.
Nothing. I just got a...
Well, let's run through the questions again. So, Lady Di, did you look for a job?
Yes, I have.
Oh.
And what happened?
I haven't found anything yet.
Where did you go looking for a job?
Well, I told you I went over to Family Dollar. Okay.
Yeah.
And what happened?
I went over to the Dunkin' Donuts. I already told you about that.
Oh, drunken donuts.
No, not Drunken Donuts.
See?
Dunkin' Donuts.
She hit the bell. She answers jokes. It's one of my favorite things lately on the show.
Drunken donuts. No, not drunken donuts.
And she doesn't even know we said whatever. All right.
I know what you said.
What did we say?
You said Drunken Donuts.
So, Lady Di.
No. Believe me, I've been looking.
Oh, yeah?
You're a boob.
But I have not found anything yet.
You're a lying fool.
I am not a lying fool.
You went to Family Dollar?
Yes, I did.
How'd that go? What did you have to do? Walk us through it.
Yeah.
Stagger us through it.
You really want me to walk you through this?
Yes. What happened?
Yes.
You walked in the door and...
All right.
How about we start with leaving the house? Because I don't even believe she left the house.
I don't believe she left the house.
I did leave the house.
All right.
I leave the house every day.
Do you?
You know, I drive,
What?
I drive a truck.
Holy shit.
An SUV, a Ford Explorer.
Wow, that's
right.
That's a rich girl's
I
car.
do, really.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
Good for you.
Yeah. And, I had the truck for already 2 years already.
All right.
That's fascinating.
How'd you pay? Her father's money, I'm sure.
What? Go
How
ahead.
many miles you got on it?
I don't know.
How far is the liquor store? They just multiply by the amount of days she's had it.
You really want to know how far the liquor store is?
Oh,
I told you. Hit the bell.
Yes, in kilometers. Yes.
Answers jokes.
The greatest bit, I'm telling you.
Jokes.
Who answers jokes?
Holy fuck.
I mean, you might slip every once in a while, but... all right.
No.
Go ahead, Chip.
Yeah.
Listen to me.
Yeah.
The dollar store is on the same street that I live on.
Uh-huh.
Okay? And the other place you mentioned, the liquor store, is about maybe a couple miles down the road.
Okay.
All right, so
you go into the dollar store.
Right.
And what happens?
I tried to go on that stupid computer, but I can't. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know how to get into it. Now that I have an email
What's that,
address-
Alcoholics Anonymous?
Not Alcoholics Anonymous. Come on, Jim. No.
So you went into the dollar store and you just stared at a computer. Did you ask someone to help you?
Yes, I did. The person was not available to help me because she was busy with deliveries that she had.
So you didn't apply for a job.
Those are lies.
More lies. You're
Yeah.
a lying fool.
More lies.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
The red-faced idiot is also a lying fool.
Well, you know what? They open up today about 9 o'clock. I have to go drop off some laundry. Maybe
You don't
the
even do your own laundry? You lazy lump. You have nothing to do all day. You can't
Really?
even wash out your big, awful panties?
No, I don't have no big lump of panties.
I told you.
Oh, man.
I noticed this a while ago. Go ahead.
No, we've been dropping off the laundry for a long time.
So you didn't apply for a job at Family Dollar. You lied to us.
No, I tried to apply. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
No, you told us you applied for a job at Family Dollar, and then as we interrogate you, you tell us that you didn't apply for a job at Family Dollar.
Okay, all right. Let's correct this really well. I tried to apply at Family Dollar, but I could not because I could not get into the computer.
And how long ago was that?
For me, about 10 minutes.
10 minutes ago.
10 minutes ago, you're at Family Dollar. And why didn't you go back?
I will go back. I go back.
Oh, you will eventually. I will go back eventually.
I'll go back.
I go back there every day. I always buy stuff from there.
What, you go a hoarder?
What do you buy at the dollar store every day?
Yeah.
Can't even answer
What do you
that.
buy?
A lot of things.
Tell us some of what you buy. What do you buy? Tea cozies? What do you buy for $1?
What do you buy?
No. Just because it's called Family Dollar, that doesn't mean it's $1.
Oh, okay. What do you buy at Family Dollar?
I think
Okay.
most of us know that now.
So what do you buy?
Yeah.
Give us some recent purchases.
Yeah.
Paper towels,
Right.
Okay.
toilet paper,
Mm-hmm. Ew.
toilet paper. Okay.
Poor
no,
toilet
no, you
paper.
I know she has to wrap it around her fist.
You gotta wrap toilet paper around your fist.
With her gin shits.
Yeah. They're all fucking awful. It sounds like iced tea being poured into the toilet.
Stuff to clean with. You know, anything
Stuff
you
to
have
clean with?
fantastic,
You want to buy buckshot to clean out your palate?
No.
I have sun visor for the SUV because the truck gets really hot. So I had to buy a sun visor. You know, sun thing, the thing you put over the windshield.
Yeah. Oh, you got one of those things?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I remember those from 1992.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I always used to have one. I had.
Could you please try driving with it up?
What's the picture on your sun visor? What's the picture?
There's no picture on
Okay.
it. It's just like a regular,
Yeah.
you know, like a
Uh-huh.
kind of thing. I don't know.
Right.
It's done away from the windshield.
Right.
So what are you going to do on the show Friday when you come in?
You know what? I don't know yet. What do you guys want me to do?
Oh, well, a lot of suggestions there.
No kidding.
Yeah. You ever see Full Metal Jacket?
Do have a bathroom here. That's terrific.
Buddy, you know that.
Ah, yes, I am in a world of shit. Ah, yes. I do declare. Ah, yes.
I don't know. What would you like for us to do? I mean, I'm not going to talk for Marion.
Could you guys les out?
What?
Could you les out?
Do I what?
Like bump donuts, you know, like fucking do a little scissoring.
I went there for a job. Didn't.
Donuts? What are you talking about?
I attempted to gain employment. Yes, at the dollar store.
You guys want to hire me?
Couldn't work the computer. Man.
Hire you?
Yeah.
What the fuck would you be able to do for us?
Exactly.
Oh, come on. I don't know. I'm just making a comment.
Just made a comment.
If you don't want to hire me, that's fine.
And the final question before we certainly want to move on from this.
Yes, we do.
When was the last time you drank?
Oh.
The last time I drank was yesterday.
Oh. What'd you have? A cordial?
Beer.
Beer, huh?
I drink beer.
Yeah. just
What a
chugging
lady.
down.
That's the only thing that I drink is beer.
I can picture her on her toilet with her legs open doing the crossword puzzle, drinking a Schlitz.
No.
I will imbibe some potent potables.
You got to hit it again. She answered Jimmy's terrific line. What?
I don't take anything to the bathroom with me. That includes my I don't take anything to the bathroom.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
Yes.
What's your beer of choice?
To the bathroom with
Yeah.
me.
What do you drink? What beer?
What kind of beer?
Right.
Why do you have to answer every question with a
Wait,
question?
hold on. What did
She's trying to think of her lies.
Right.
What kind of beer do
It's a
you
really
drink?
simple question.
You really want to know?
Yes.
No, we just...
All right. Since I don't work for them anymore, it's an Anheuser-Busch product.
What's the product?
What is the fucking beer?
Natural ice.
Natural light. The good stuff. The good stuff.
Yuck.
Why natural light?
Natural ice.
Yeah, Natty Ice.
Oh, natty
Natty.
ice.
Natty ice.
Why natural ice?
Because I like it.
Yeah.
Does that have a little extra alcohol in it? Anyone
Yeah.
know?
How much is it?
Yeah.
How much a 6-pack?
How much is a 6-pack?
Oh, my God. Yes,
God.
that's what he said.
Hold on. Okay, how much? I don't know, around $5.
How does she get up in the morning? How does she feed herself?
I have no idea. Oh, could you imagine that? She's buying her 6-pack. That'll be $5. Is that $5? That'll be $5?
And
What is your fucking jowl? Keep hitting the fucking phone buttons.
why do you want to know that?
Your jowls.
Opie, Anthony.
What?
Tim, you guys all know the prices of beer.
No, not really.
really.
I don't know the fucking cost of Natty Ice.
Natty Ice.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a. I swear, I don't know if it's a cheap beer or not.
It is. It's
It
what
is,
hipsters
right?
drink, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, as opposed to let me look into my memory and get the fucking price for Meisterbrow and fucking Milwaukee's Best.
No. I don't go for the expensive
Beast.
stuff.
What?
I don't go for the expensive stuff.
The Beast.
No,
The Beast is a.
Oh, that expensive Beast. That expensive.
Remember St. Pauli girls? Because they had like the little fucking the top that you could use as a roach.
Oh yeah.
We had enough money, we'd buy them.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Nice.
She doesn't go for that expensive stuff. The fucking Beast and Meisterbrow, the Master Brew.
Why isn't Marion calling? She's not at work yet.
She's working.
Is she dildoing herself?
Does she still have that?
She answered.
Hey.
No.
Does she still have that football helmet hairdo?
I don't know. No.
She has that football helmet too.
Nice haircut.
She got
has a
that
very nice haircut.
Does she have that perm?
You'll see her on Friday.
She looks like she's wearing like a retarded leather Tuscadero wig.
No. No.
Yeah.
I just got my hair cut.
Oh yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
I bet you it looks
I wish
exactly
it was
the
like Kennedy
same.
did.
Yeah, I hope we went to the same barber as Vic Morrow.
I did not bring a bowl with me.
What's that?
I did
I
not
heard
bring
you.
a bowl with me.
Oh.
They cut my hair the way they felt like they wanted to cut it.
Fucking home run die.
With a lawn edger.
All right, so nothing has changed once again with you, and we're going to see you Friday.
Ew.
And you're going to annoy the hell out of us.
Come on, Opie.
What?
We're not that bad. You said ill. I heard you.
Well, you know, I mean, let's face it, we like Marion.
Marion at least works for a living. She's responsible.
Right.
You know.
Yeah. That's
you know,
true.
her comebacks aren't very good, but neither are yours.
Your comebacks aren't very good.
I didn't say anything about my comeback.
I can't wait for Friday.
Yuck, how you been, guys? Hello. I just want to say hi. Oh, it's
I hope she's listening.
fantastic. Hi, guys.
We're worried about her.
Di, you gotta do something. You gotta get a job or something.
All right.
I look good. She's gonna tell us how good she looks, and she's gonna move her body. I love her. Love her.
I keep in shape.
Right, and then she'll stick her butt out, her horrendous fucking mashed potato butt.
Oh, I can't wait to see her.
We love her.
I know you do.
We love you too.
Oof.
No.
Thank you.
Well, not really.
Yeah.
I'm talking to Sam.
Well, whatever. We'll see you on Friday, okay?
All right, sweetie. We'll see you
All
Friday.
right. There goes Lady Di. It's a big comeback appearances. 2 days away at this point.
I am happy they're coming in.
I can't wait.
And you know that
I can't wait.
they're
gonna annoy the fuck out of everybody.
Right.
and they're not the only two booked that day.
Make sure no one else is booked.
Oh, there's somebody else booked.
I know the
Confirmed.
other, but no real fucking celebrities or anything. Clear the fucking field for Friday's show.
By the way, the count was 9 jokes that she answered.
Really?
She answered 9 that phone call.
She really is retarded.
She's a delight.
She's a delight.
Delightful woman.
I would love to go through life that way. Not a worry in the world. No responsibilities. You don't give a fuck. About anything. She doesn't look for a job or nothing.
No. I looked at the dollar store, and then you break it down, and she never fucking...
No, and then she just stumbles upon money. Like, she's fine.
Look at this SUV 2 years ago. Oh, with her dead father's money. Right.
Oh.
That's right.
All right. The show's going to get really busy.
Let's eat.
It's going to start with Rich Voss soon.
Oh.
Then the Larry King guy. And then the Nick Wallenda guy. And then Colin Quinn.
Uh-huh.
Wow. Maybe no Colin.
Yeah, Travis is saying no Colin today. Maybe tomorrow.
Busy.
No Colin today.
Right.
What's that about?
He was only scheduled for tomorrow, I think.
Yeah, no Colin. But we'll have Voss, Larry King, and Nick Wallenda.
That's pretty good.
You think?
That's a good lineup.
You think Nick Wallenda will get mad if we say Jesus Christ?
Yes. If you
Jesus Christ.
Son of a...
You think?
Yeah, I think if we goof on it in any way, he'll probably not appreciate it.
Gotta ask him about it.
Yeah.
Gotta ask him about the Jesus
Ask him about
thing.
his religious beliefs.
Sure. The
You know.
King of Kings.
King of Kings.
He's into the King of Kings thing.
Lord of Saviors of
Right.
everything.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Eat time.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. See, told you we had sponsors.
And now back to
The Opie and Anthony Show.
All free men, wherever they may live, are citizens of Berlin. And therefore, as a free man, I take pride in the word, Ich bin ein Berliner.
Near. JFK did his thing 50 years ago today.
Did his head explode?
No. You know that's November 22nd, 1963.
Wow, yeah.
It's the Ich bin ein Berliner or whatever.
Ich bin ein Berliner.
You did that.
We will go to the moon and do those other things. Right. It's like the moon and those other things.
How about you finish your fucking quote? And those other things.
By the end of the decade, we will go to the moon and well, that other shit.
Right. He needed Rich Voss to pump up that line.
Yeah, punch it up.
That's what I do. Absolutely. Voss was in high school then. He was available.
Right. Kennedy's fucking big quote there fucking trailed off a bit.
Yeah.
How are you, Rich?
I'm pretty good. I haven't been here in months, man. It's good because, you know, you build up self-esteem over a couple months.
Oh, and then have
things
it just...
happen. Good thing. Then you go, oh,
and you come in, you go, oh, right back to
Right, let me
worthless
just
nothing.
throw the self-esteem right away.
You know, you just when things are going well.
No, we turned over a new leaf, man. Ask Sam Roberts. We're a much more positive show.
Yeah.
It's a whole new fucking Opie and Anthony you're looking at.
Is it?
Yes. Sam, tell him.
They got girl interns. So now they treat the 2 girl interns like human beings.
Really nice.
Is that a tattoo or?
Oh boy!
What the fuck is that?
Way to go, ADD. Wow, something shiny.
Is that a pinwheel?
Wow. Jesus, Rich. He's explaining something to you. Wow. Is that a tattoo?
A tattoo?
Yes, it's
wow. That coin is shiny. Okay, first of all, because
yeah, are we ever going to get to the second of all?
Women now interns because of what's going on.
It is a tattoo. Yeah.
Oh,
let's get back to the interns. You have 2 women and 2 female interns.
Yeah, you met the one. She was just in here. That you asked her if she's ever been in a BMW.
Yeah. Well, how? Because she's definitely too old for Anthony. But
Jesus, she's on the cusp.
Yeah,
she's got about a year left in Anthony's world.
Yeah.
Jesus. Oh, Anthony's right here.
Once
Sorry.
that graduation gown goes on.
That's not true at all.
We have nothing in common.
That's not true. I'm with a high school graduate right now.
At least one of you is.
Oh, boy.
So you're working on the Chris Rock movie. That's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it was good. You know, the script. I had the script, like 3 weeks ago, and it's good. That's I wasn't playing golf. My golf game was out the window, so I just sat and worked on the script, and we'll see what gets in. They do so many different takes. When they're doing these things.
Yeah,
takes forever, right?
We filmed 40 minutes yesterday. And we're not stupid. We know we'll be in the film maybe for 5 to 10 seconds.
No, you'll be because that scene is a crucial scene. The whole radio thing. It'll be a montage.
They did cancel 10 other shows though, because they went long with us.
Yeah,
we just got that info from somebody.
Your
There's a lot of pissed off people around here.
Fucking great.
That was fun.
It was great.
That was good.
We'll see.
It's so good you get to play yourselves.
Yeah.
No
script. It was so great. No script.
No
to have to fucking memorize. It was fun.
Oh.
And the good thing is, because I've seen you. You're all horrible actors.
Yes.
I'm a very good actor.
I'm a terrific actor too.
Jimmy, he was talking to himself. It's okay.
Oh, okay, good.
He's just talking amongst himself.
Fucking over actor.
I was great as a security guy in Joe DeRosa's little short film.
Oh, right.
Huh?
That's right.
That's right.
You were?
Yeah, I'm a terrific actor.
Next week, I'm a game show host on Amy Schumer's show.
Wow! Oh, wow!
Next week.
Wow! She's put everybody in that.
Every single. Oh, you're not in there, Rich.
No,
oh boy!
She's not a big Rich Voss fan.
No,
okay. That's okay.
Why wouldn't she be? What does she have? Ears?
Come on.
I saw yesterday. I was in the building, and I'm going to take a piss.
It's nice language.
Fucking Jeff Ross walks in and so uncomfortable. He's like, "Hey," and I'm like, "Oh, why are you talking to me?"
Jeff Ross?
Oh, you have a problem with Jeffrey?
We were fucking like best of friends. I mean,
yeah.
I've written
from the same tribe.
Listen, I've written probably on 7 roasts. We wrote on a roast, 2 or 3 roasts together with
me and Rich.
Yeah.
I don't even think we barely got paid for the MTV one we did.
I remember.
I've written on tons of roasts for him. Stuff that was quoted in the newspaper from me.
Oh,
I could tell
but
you.
he got the credit.
But he got credit.
Of course, but
that's fine if you're right.
That's all right. That's your job, writing. Sure,
but that still has to be a little frustrating.
You think when he did the burn, I'd get a fucking call
after
2, even to say, hey. Look at Comedy Central pass on you, which I can't see that happening because I've done so much.
Sometimes the networks will say no, though. Like even though he's the guy, there's times where he might want to do something where they just go, no, we have to get this one and this one.
Wow.
There are times where the network will just overpower you.
I could see that.
He didn't want you on the show.
I could see that the first, but the second.
Yeah, he didn't want you on the show. It's obvious.
Well,
I'm with Rich.
After you've done so much for somebody, and when he first started comedy, I took him under my wings. He'd come to my house for dinner and stuff, and and it's not even that. Let's even say Comedy Central said no. He could call and say, "Hey, look, man.
Yep.
I want you on the show, but I can't." You know what I mean?
Sure, just let you know.
So, and it's just all the shit you wrote.
So how'd it go yesterday when you saw him?
It was so uncomfortable. Like, hey, what are you doing?
So he knows.
I'm
He
going
knows.
to take a piss. Well, I saw him in L.A. one night. I go, what the fuck? How I'm not doing, you know.
What did he say?
Oh, you did ask. Okay.
Oh, the first season.
And what'd he say?
then he goes, oh, yeah, I'm pushing for you or whatever. Okay, you know what? Go fuck yourself. Every time you needed something,
That's
you
a
didn't
fake
push
answer.
for me.
Wow.
You'd call, you know, even if I wasn't right and I had to read his fucking bullshit, you know, how do you like this or how do you like that? Or, you know, and Norton, too. Norton gets that kind of stuff because he knows how to do a roast.
Comics don't normally attack each other like this.
I'm not attacking him. I'm not
Do you think that he wasn't pushing for you though? Because he does like you a lot, and he does think you're really funny. So why wouldn't he? Maybe he did push for you.
I don't. Then why
He
wouldn't
probably
call
thought
me and
that you
say,
weren't right for his show.
What for the burn?
Yeah.
How am I not
That's
right
what I'm
for
saying. Of course, that's why it's crazy. I'm on your side.
Oh, okay.
I don't think he was pushing for you.
You do or don't?
No.
Well, you know what it is?
It's his show. He could have said,
Yeah.
look, we're going to fucking figure out how to get him on.
Listen, he put Ralphie on, and Ralphie's a draw in clubs. Don't get me wrong. He's a big act in clubs. Ralphie sells out theaters.
I like Ralphie, man.
Okay, yeah, he sells out theaters. He's a good friend, nice guy. But it's not like...
Yeah, Ralphie May. I like him.
Yeah, he's big.
You know, he's very fun. But it's not like he's a TV star. I mean, I can see when you're going with Amy,
Leading
who's
man.
on TV, or Jeselnik, who have shows on Comedy Central.
of course.
I could see that. You know,
Yeah.
fucking Norton has, you know, a resume as long as...
I got nothing. I was on Jeff's show once. I was happy to do it,
Yeah.
but nah.
You have a great resume.
Are your feelings hurt, Rich?
No, yeah.
You're on
A little bit,
Jeselnik?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Fair
the
enough.
thing is, it's not, it's like, you know what, just a call. You called me many times when you had fucking roasts. Hey, how about this? How about...
You never called me, Tony. Tony, you never called me. Hey, get off the bridge, you right?
I probably wouldn't even have done this show.
Shut up, you would have.
No, I wouldn't.
I got JetBlue miles. That's okay. I know what you mean. Rich is right. Your feelings get hurt. It happens.
You
It
know,
does. Fuck yeah.
and people, you know, that's all right. I try to help out my friends as much as I can. That's what I do. That's what I do
now.
You try to help out your friends. That's all.
I know. That seems to be a big thing in comedy, and if it doesn't happen, there's a fucking wrath. Hell to pay.
So you know what? Some people, you know, it's just all about them.
Right.
You know, they fucking, you guys have comics in here all the time.
All the time, Rich.
Because you
Not
can't
today,
do
but
20
all
hours.
the time.
Oh, Jesus.
No, you know what though?
Look at
It's just so mean.
Writer today.
Having comics in, it's like I got to a point where I said, fuck comedians. I was so disgusted with comics for a while because so many of them, like I very rarely ask for anything, and then when you ask for one little thing, there was sometimes the response you get from people, even if they can't do something, it's okay.
Yeah.
But the lack of response once in a while, I'm like, just fuck these cunts. Fuck them. Why help comedians? I know that they're good for the show.
Yeah.
But like, I'm not going to say don't have comics on. But there was a while where I'm like, I'm not going to push for any comedians. I'm not going to protect them when they fuck it. You just get to that point where you're just like, you know, people are just disloyal as people.
That's right. Hey, the second you call me about that thing that you didn't do, right away I said yes. You know, that's what we do. When we asked Norton to do our sizzle reel, he fucking, you know, I mean, it's not like he's got anything else happening.
Exactly. Believe me, I was available. And I said yes before you gave me the date. You said, are you available? I went, yes.
I don't know how that show was not fucking picked up.
Because I'm telling you, everything I touch dies, bro.
Oh.
That's not true.
It dies on the vine.
It's not
it
true.
absolutely
There's
is true.
10,000 working cocks in this city. It doesn't die. Whatever. I'm Perry positive lately.
Yeah,
good for
Not
you.
at all. Fucking
She was talking about
friends.
HIV.
Yeah. I just wish his name was Perry. I like the idea of him being Perry Voss.
Where are you going to be, boss?
Oh God! Saturday, Mohegan Sun. I'm doing a casino at Mohegan. Well, Friday's Marissa's, but Saturday at Mohegan Sun.
Man.
Then the following weekend at Hartford Funny Bone. You know, Mohegan Sun. Go up there, play some golf at those courses.
Oh yeah.
Did you watch the U.S. Open?
Yeah, I did.
Watch a little
I
bit
was
of that.
pissed off.
That's a tough course, man. It's a
Holy
It's a
fuck.
shitty course.
What do you? It's a shitty course. It's great when they don't shoot
No,
fucking
man.
17
When you're
under
talking
par.
about, yeah, I don't want 17 under par, but when you're talking about a course where not one pro golfer is under par for the tournament, that's a shitty course in the end. Stop bragging about it.
You don't think it's a tough course?
It's a tough course, but it's a shitty course.
Oh.
I hope he wasn't very happy with the course.
No, don't you think?
I don't
One
know.
golfer should be under par for the tournament.
Well, the first year,
or it gets ridiculous.
The first year at Bethpage at the Open, Tiger shot 1 under, and he was the only one.
Well,
but he was at 1 under.
It's going to bore people, but the U.S. Open, they're known for picking really tough courses and making the conditions ridiculous. What was the one out in the Hamptons, Shinnecock or whatever it's called? I went out for that. I went out for that tournament. I watched a par 3 hole for 2 hours. It was an uphill. They were, I don't know, they might have been hitting 5 irons, 4 irons, probably 5 irons. Not one fucking guy could get the ball on the green. Every single shot rolled off the green, giving them really tough fucking chips. It was my point, it was impossible. They made it impossible where you could not land it on the green. That's when it starts getting...
What's that?
That's when it starts getting ridiculous.
Welcome to Golf Tour.
I know.
Well,
what about Phil Mickelson real fast, and we'll move on?
No, the guy this weekend that won, the Travelers, 44-year-old, has never won a tournament.
The Traveler, because no one played that tournament.
Yeah,
The
Bubba
Travelers.
Watson, a lot of them played.
A
Justin
few
Rose
did.
played.
Terrible.
The winner from the Open played. You know, there was like 10 major things.
All right,
it
fair
came
enough.
down to
I
a
didn't
playoff. It came down to a playoff, and a 44-year-old guy won who's never won. And there's no better feeling than seeing the underdog.
What about Mickelson choking again?
Who cares? He's overrated. They just needed somebody to compete with Tiger back in the day, so they go.
Do you think he's a choke, Mickelson?
Yeah,
I mean, he's won 3 Masters, but I mean,
did he win 3?
Yeah, he won 3 Masters.
It's pretty rough, though. He just can't figure out that U.S. Open. He comes in second. That's the 6th time, I think, right?
Yeah.
That's brutal.
How about Vijay Singh?
Oh, he's done.
He's done?
Yeah, he's pretty much ready for the senior tour.
Wow.
He's going to move.
funny.
He's
He's
going
got
to
two
move on.
names.
What about the Shark?
Oh my God.
Greg Norman?
What about Greg
You know
Norman?
how much money he makes from his clothing line and all his restaurants?
With dumb
I wonder-
shark clothes, yeah.
He was married to the tennis player for a few minutes. Chris
Venus?
Evert, was it?
Chris Everett. And then it went horribly bad.
All
Chris
that
Everett Lloyd?
Yeah.
money attracts money.
You
know
know
what I'm-
Sammy. Sammy Hagar. How old is Sammy? He's like fucking 1,000 years old. He
looks
still
great.
looks like Sammy Hagar.
Holy fuck, he hasn't aged at all.
It's amazing.
He's on Imus right now. I guess Imus is in best of, right?
Yeah, he's in best of, but this can't be all that old.
He's
No,
65.
Wow. Get out
Fucking
of here.
Sammy's 65. He looks like fucking Sammy Hagar.
Dude, he looks
from
great.
years ago.
He's 65 years old?
He's still got like the curly blonde hair thing going. That should just be gray
He used to do our
and
show.
gone. Sammy.
What happened to Sammy Hagar? He used to do our show.
Oh no.
I don't think we were too kind on his new music.
What?
Chicken foot?
Chicken Foot was a little rough.
Oh, it's very
65, heading towards 66.
Didn't he play
amazing.
with a
65 and a
band?
half.
Sammy Hagar was in Van Halen for a little while.
There you have it.
Yes.
And we're all
There
Team
you go.
Roth now, man. David Lee Roth is now officially a friend of
David
this
Lee
radio
Roth.
show. We love him.
Yeah.
He's out of his fucking mind, but we love him.
Wouldn't.
Huh?
Was he with Van Halen
wouldn't?
too? David Lee
He's
Roth?
sort of with Van Halen right now, yeah.
But wasn't there a controversy during the induction into the Hall of Fame with Van?
Yeah,
I'm not
you
really
know,
up on that
they don't
stuff.
really like each other. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
Long
How
hair.
it got a little, got a little ugly.
But there I know.
That's okay.
Oh, we got a very good question coming in. Or an observation for Rich Voss. Thank you, Mike on Long Island.
Mike?
Talk to Rich.
Hey, Rich, just wondering why you're bitching about not being on TV with somebody when you were just on Tattoo Nightmares. You could have cracked a couple jokes there getting your tattoo fixed.
Wait, we did. Well, let me explain.
Did he
TV
crack
to
some
you.
jokes?
Yeah, let me explain. Let me explain something to you. And that's a great question. Thank you for the call.
Oh, wow.
Let me
Great
explain
question.
TV to you.
You tape for 5 hours, but you know what? And then you're done. You're not in the editing room, so you really don't know what they're going to edit. Being they're not a comedy show, they're a tattoo show. So yeah, of course.
Well, that's
we're gonna
your
tell-
that's
we're
your
gonna-
mistake.
No, it's not my
You
mistake.
should
It's a-
perform for only 5 minutes, giving them only 5 minutes of material in the editing room. Why would you
what-
give them 5 hours?
Well, because
we
that's how
learned the
long
hard
it's-
way with that stupid ass Bill O'Reilly. We gave him so much shit, and then they edited the fuck out of it, and made us look like just fucking sex fiends.
Well, the thing is, because the tattoo.
That fucking
Sex fiend.
Remember, we had
Yeah.
some intelligent conversation going on that day. He
Sex.
That all went on the editing floor.
Well, but the thing is, the tattoo
They had an agenda.
took 4 to 5 hours, so I'm not going to sit there like a mime that you got to talk.
No, don't say anything, and then just give them a couple really good lines, and then
Yep.
that's what they're going to use.
Well, Bonnie says some great stuff, and I think they used one line I used that was pretty good. But thanks for the call, and thanks for watching. Hey,
Rich, where's your tattoo that they covered up?
Right here.
What was it again?
It was a tribal piece.
Yeah, now it's just a.
It's flowers. It's got to get touched up again a little.
Were they going to recolor it?
Yeah. I mean, because
It's a bit blotchy.
It was a cover up over a cover up.
Oh, boy.
I said this tattoo.
You're pretty much a
Sounds like the Obama administration.
I said there's more cover ups than Benghazi. That was one of the jokes I did on the tattoo show.
That's a little political for our show.
Yeah. We're not very happy with the
too political for
thing.
It's a good fucking. This is good. I mean,
I know. He said Benghazi like it was a guy named Ben.
Benghazi.
But that tattoo show, they've played like 20 fucking times. I get more people come up to me from a tattoo show than some, Comedy
I
Central
see it on
special.
Twitter all the time. People are like, hey, check out Rich Voss on the tattoo show. I'm like, I know, I've seen it.
How many people are in a vegetated state where they're just sitting
This
there?
room?
Let me see your tattoo. What does that mean?
It's Jack White's autograph, and then that's Rob Zombie's autograph above it.
But that's not real tattoo. That's just marker.
No.
Yeah, no, I got him to sign it a year ago, and then I just haven't.
Wait, listen to me, you fucking groupie douchebag. You fucking jackass. Because you sign your fucking... You're just one of a million people that has somebody's name signed on them. And they're fucking B-list actors.
B-list actors?
They're not actors.
Jack Black?
Oh, God.
You got the wrong color.
It's Jack White.
It's White. I mean,
Whatever.
And I said,
he's a B-list.
Do you know who
actor.
Jack White is?
Huh?
You know who he is?
A jackass tattooed on his arm.
Oh.
No, I don't know. Who is he?
Do you know Rob Zombie?
Yeah.
Okay.
Rob Zombie's the guy you used in your TV show, didn't you?
No.
To play the music?
I was Lemmy.
Well, whatever.
Oh, wow.
Same type of guy.
Very different.
Well, whatever. Rob Zombie. I
don't know who Rob Zombie is.
Rob Zombie.
Rob Emmanuel Zombie.
I think he said Zombie.
Rom Zombie.
Rob Zombie.
Okay, but...
I
Oh,
love you,
Jesus,
Rich.
you and Joe fucking
God, I
DeRosa
love
sit around. And
Do you like
fucking-
DeRosa's tattoo?
Huh?
DeRosa's tattoos are good.
Well, yeah. What is it, a fucking Carlin quote? Yeah, it should have been quit comedy.
Every time you see it, it looks like he wrote kitten on his arm.
It should have been.
It looks like kitten.
Yeah, it
should
does look
have
like
been
kitten.
Straighten up bookend.
Well, the problem with the tattoos is it's KKTITN. Keep kicking them in the nuts because Carlin said that to him. The problem is that Joe used all capital letters, then he put a period at the end of it. And you should never put a period at the end of a tattoo.
And you should never have a tattoo that starts off with KK because if that's all you see, you think he's in the fucking Klan.
Yeah,
you don't see the
think all of a sudden he got saved after the second K, like a black guy walked by who Joe's like, he's a nice fella. No, forget this idea.
Yeah, don't put that there.
KK trucking.
It is. It does look like kitten.
Huh?
It looks like it
I see
spells
kitten every time. Every
Yeah.
time my dumb brain.
It looks like it
sees
spells kitten. Yeah.
What now?
It's just horrible.
You don't like Sam's tattoo?
No, it's fucking hard. Because he wants to have something in life that has meaning to him and grasp. You know what I mean? Look, I put my kids on my arm because they're my kids. Okay? Not to say play in a
You also
garage.
have a cover-up of a cover-up of a cover-up
Not because they
above it.
play in a garage band. Okay?
Oh, God.
Well, Jack White did start in his garage. So.
Okay. All right.
I'm fairly successful beyond that, but
Oh, yeah. How about the guy that changed your transmission? Are you going to put that on the other arm? Frank Thompson. Yeah, Frank, he gave me a good deal on a new transmission.
That's fucking funny. All right, that's good.
Sam, you're not going to win, by the way.
Frank Thompson.
Who's that? Yeah. Changed my transmission.
This is Rich's shit. You're not going to win.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God. We all know not to go down this road with Rich.
We've toyed about his tats in the past, yeah.
Toy? You should have cut off his arm. Fucking toyed with it.
Wow,
two tattoos, right?
Oh, yeah, and then Rob Zombie's logo's above it. That's 3.
Oh, okay.
And you have such good, horrible, no pigment skin where a tattoo would look so good on you.
A tat is very
Yeah, you
good.
can do a lot of colors, Sam. You do have light skin, but you just go with the dark.
Yeah, black fucking signatures. Yeah.
I would get Ozzy on my arm, though.
Would you?
Not at this point in my life, but I
Why
would
not?
have.
Why not at this point?
Nah, it's just I'm too old to do it.
Yeah?
Yeah,
You're
just
not too old.
But it's such a part of your life.
Nah,
Ozzy's a big part. Now you know him and shit.
Yeah, that's why I can't.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that would be creepy if he saw it.
And you'd show him.
Ozzy, look, I
Everyone
got
knew.
did. Brand new.
Ozzy, look, I got a tattoo.
Look what I got, Ozzy.
I got your name
A little
on
something
me arm.
makes us closer.
Yes. Yeah.
What's wrong, Rich?
What,
Fucking
bud?
food, my food.
What'd you order, buddy?
What's the matter?
What'd you get? Come here.
Huh?
What'd you
What
get?
happened?
What I ordered a Rom Zombie sandwich.
Rom Zombie. Rom Zombie.
Who's Rom Zombie?
It's Rob's brother. Who didn't make
Rom
it.
Zombie.
Who's getting Rich's food?
Eric.
Interns.
Which
Hopefully,
one?
Dr. Kevorkian.
Which one?
Which intern?
Tyler and Sal went down to get
Fucking
Oh,
asshole.
those fucking assholes.
Who? Tyler.
Who's that?
Sorry,
she?
Rich.
Hey,
Tyler.
don't
Sorry
tell him
about
who
that.
it is. He'll tattoo the name on his arm. He's my favorite intern here.
Oh, shit.
A lot of people sometimes put their wife, maybe.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see my wife every day.
Wow.
I was already in my life. I don't need to tattoo her on.
Oh.
But if you're tattooing names, yeah, maybe you should do someone in your
close to you.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure those guys call you all the time. Did they do your show after theirs? Do they come on your show?
No.
Okay, there's a reason to tattoo their name. Here's two more people that won't come on my fucking show.
I'm gonna tattoo Who Kid and Bobby Kelly on like back to back on my back.
They come on.
I had a guy tattoo my name on his ass. It was really weird. He got me to sign his ass. He goes, I'm going to tattoo it. And as a joke, I signed it. I never thought he would do it. And he came back. I have a photo of it somewhere. He got my fucking name on his cheeks.
How can you get a white pearly fucking tattoo? And make it look like it's dripping like that.
I just happened to retweet a guy that did my name on
I
his
just
chest.
saw that. Wow.
What kind
Jesus,
I
why?
signed this guy's chest. He
That's
tattooed it.
fucked up.
I'm getting a new piece in a couple of weeks right here, but
You wish you could get a new piece.
so do I.
I know. I said you wish you could get a new piece, and you said so do I.
I thought you meant ass.
Oh, no, I thought you said I need a new piece, Spider.
I feel bad because I didn't sign my name that good for him.
Look, I can't even believe
I
it.
fucked up my own signature. He
Who
had
is
to
that?
tattoo it that way.
Who is that
I
psychopath?
know, he doesn't even look like an O&A listener.
Oh, yeah.
I fucked it up. He still tattooed it.
That's terrible.
I don't sign like that.
It's not even.
I was tired, I think.
And it's not even like horizontal.
No.
It's like it's tilted
But
too
thank
much.
you anyway.
Your
That's pretty-
tattoo is
pretty awesome.
his chest. He has no chest.
Yeah, I don't think he has a nipple.
He had.
Does he have a nipple?
It's probably down low.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit higher
Fat.
up.
Yeah.
Flabby.
What else is going on with you, Rich? You got to be on the movie set soon.
Well,
Where are you guys filming today?
In New York at the Times building, I think.
Oh, cool.
You're close. That's close.
What's that?
Couple
Yeah, I'll
blocks.
walk down there. That's what I do. Get a little exercise.
Walk in the air,
movement.
you know.
Get a little exercise.
Oh.
I want to take. I feel like taking Opie and his wife out to dinner again. That's what I want to do.
Oh, look at
Why don't
that.
you take me out to dinner?
I'll take you out to dinner.
No, he's setting up a
Just to-
joke.
No,
Jesus.
no, I'm not.
Are you setting up a joke?
No, I like.
I'll pay
taking you guys-
attention this time.
No, I won't. I won't.
But you were on your phone just as much as I was.
My phone's turned off. I wasn't on my phone at all. It's completely off.
I mean, when we went to dinner,
Oh.
Because the
I
girl
wasn't on
said
my
that we were
phone.
on our phones too much.
I wasn't. You were. I listen.
Isn't
I
that
don't,
annoying?
No, because I
be
I
told
want
that?
I don't have funny mofo's to send out.
You don't like that name, do you?
That's fucking horrible. I mean, I wouldn't tattoo it on my arm.
Boss just comes in, acts like a cocksucker for an hour and leaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's finally had it with us.
Yeah.
I like this version of him. I ain't taking your shit anymore. That's the Rich Voss we got now. We got Larry King coming in soon.
Yeah.
You want to meet Larry King?
I saw him in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
He doesn't look bad for 140.
He looks great.
Where is he going?
I can't believe he does our radio show. It's amazing.
All right.
I'm serious.
What's
Why
he got
not?
going on?
He was the big fucking guy at CNN forever.
Never came here.
The
when he
king
was
of the
that.
interview.
But you're
And now we interview him.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Huge.
Well, that's a good point.
That's crazy if you think about it.
He's interviewed presidents.
Yeah.
Yes, and then we sit here and ask him shit. That's
I know.
weird, don't you
Crazy.
think?
It's unbelievable. He interviewed presidents, and you had Lady Di this morning.
Yeah, isn't that great?
I love her.
Oh, well, I'm not a president. I'm not all right.
Yeah.
You fucking
She answers
dolt.
jokes. It's my favorite thing.
She's such a dolt.
She answers jokes.
Yeah.
Who does that on a regular basis? You might fuck up every once in a while, but... Why don't we take a break, and when we get back, Larry King will be here. You're sticking around, right, Rich?
Yeah, easily till 8:39. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Mohegan Sun.
Just say it proper.
I thought you were off the air.
Who's on? Who's
No, where are you going to be?
Oh, this Saturday I'll be at Mohegan Sun. Friday I'll be in Marissa's. Thursday night in Red Bank somewhere. This Thursday, Red Bank somewhere. But Friday, Marissa's in Trumbull. Saturday, Mohegan Sun. And next weekend at Hartford Funny Bone.
So who's tattooed on his arm? I want to see if you can remember the names.
Rob Zombie.
Oh.
And who's the other one?
Huh?
And?
E-Rock. Danny, in tribute.
In tribute.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Opie and Anthony. On Sirius XM. The guys are back from the toilet.
And now, back to our show.
We're lucky to have Rich Voss in studio today, I'll tell you that much.
Believe me, good thing you turned the mics on. I had such a bad fucking evil joke to say about that.
Oh.
We were just talking about the money that Obama is going to use to go to Africa.
$100 million bucks.
Yeah.
What happened? It saved,
Jimmy.
$90 million and went to Detroit.
Yeah.
He didn't spend $100 million to go there.
Yeah, the cost is $100 million bucks.
For how long?
Him and his family to go to Africa.
It was $100 million.
It might be less. It might be 60 million, 70 million.
They're trying to, and they're trying to say that
Holy
it's
shit.
it's business. You know that it's a business thing, and it's not just a vacation. It's taking the whole family. They got safaris planned, or they canceled the safari, but they're still doing other things. And
But he gets up there and says we all need to make sacrifices. We'll follow your lead.
Yeah, they're furloughing
Just because you're
federal
the president,
employees.
maybe you should go. You know what? I would have spent 60 or 70 million going to Africa, but I'm asking the American families to sacrifice, so we're going to sacrifice this year and not do that.
Yeah.
We're going to go to Disney World.
They say it improves relations.
It's bullshit. He should only go to Camp David. They already have that. It's free.
You got a fucking vacation place, right?
I read that when they went on the safari last time, they have to hire marksmen.
Yeah, just in case lions come after
Yeah,
them.
well, but Mark's a good guy, and the people he provides are worth it.
Oh, fuck.
Jim Chip.
But wait, Camp David. I mean, they go up to Nantucket or whatever, Cape Cod. They do that one. Kitty.
Kennebunkport? That was the bush.
Kitty?
That was the original bush.
Yeah, but they always go up to the vineyard. The first
Yeah, they
family,
do. Yeah,
the
yeah.
vineyard, which couldn't be any more waspy
Right.
than anywhere on this planet. You know what I mean?
I hear you.
So
hear you.
first of all, if he wasn't president, they probably look who's. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
All right, don't you know what I'm saying?
Well, it's a lot of money to spend to go on a fucking vacation, the president, and they shouldn't in these difficult times be
I agree.
spending all that money.
I agree.
And yeah, oh well.
Unless, of course, he decided to stay, then it's worth every penny. I mean, really.
You don't like him?
I'm not a big fan of his policies and whatnot.
When are you going to speak out
He's
about
a
it?
nice enough guy.
It's about time you speak out about it, I think.
I think I have.
What policy are you? What policy?
Oh,
really
no,
bothers
Rich,
you?
please.
Oh, Rich, it's everything.
Rich.
It's all of his social policies that cost money and do nothing. It's this immigration reform. It's everything that I have no fucking use for. That just is pretty much destroying the country. I think it's there's a lot more he could be doing with the money. This economy doesn't seem to be really getting much better. The job situation that he promised, he in his first term he used the last president screwed everything up. Well, he could use that this term also. The last president screwed it up.
Is there a Democrat that you would like as president? Like if it?
You know what? I got to be honest with you. In hindsight, I think Clinton wasn't that bad. I mean, obviously some huge fucking problems, but he did seem to know about business and that whole "it's the economy stupid" thing. You know, he kind of knew what it took to make to build the economy, you know, and a lot of these social programs and these bullshit fixes that the Obama administration wants to put in play, I don't think they help, and I don't like his stance on gun control. The second his fucking second term kicked in, you know, he left gun control alone, and then they caught him talking about how, in the second term, that's when things are going to kick in with the gun control, and everyone's like, oh, you're paranoid. Well, fucking days into his inauguration for his second term, he's fucking ripping guns away from law-abiding citizens. Enough.
Here comes Larry King.
Oh, Larry King's here.
Oh.
Look at Larry.
Better turn this off.
Larry, come on in,
Come on
sir.
in, Larry.
Come on in, Larry.
Larry
Pull up
King.
your seat over here.
Okay.
So good to see Larry
Where's
King.
the energy today, Larry?
I got a lot of it.
He's full of energy.
I always have it.
Larry,
I got to make an observation really fast.
Yes,
This is, I think, the
give me
third.
more earphone.
More earphone?
Give him a little
I
more
think you guys
phones.
do that over there,
Oh,
sir.
you got the volume under the console.
Do we have coffee here? Is there any connection?
Yes, we have
Get
coffee.
Larry some
Is that
coffee,
better on the
for the love
earphones?
of God.
Yeah, I guess that's
How do you
right.
take your coffee, sir?
I take my coffee with three
sugars.
Three equal or any of those, and milk.
Not cream, right? You got to go whole milk.
I like milk.
You got to go milk.
Yeah.
Larry, I got an observation. This is, I think, your fourth time on our show.
Correct.
We feel like it's so, and I will not curse. I'll say it's really effed up that you are the king of interviews, and now we get to ask you questions.
It is amazing.
We're just two lousy guys from Long Island.
I'm honored that you would say that, and I appreciate it very much.
Oh, we bow to you.
Kings, presidents,
right,
dignitaries. You've spoken to them all, and
now you're on our
it's
show.
an honor to have you in here, Mr. King.
Well, the truth of it is, no, the truth, it really is. You know, this may sound like baloney, but the pant leg goes on one leg at a time.
Yes.
Whether you're president
Or Heather Mills.
or Heather Mills, or even
Jimmy.
I took her leg off on TV.
Did you?
Did you really?
I sure did. See, I go to the moment.
Wow.
And she was describing her wooden leg, and I said, can I see it? And she put it up and took it off.
Oh, wow.
Well, you see, because good broadcast, you two guys know that.
We're terrific
You take
broadcasters.
risks.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, you got it.
The only difference between the ordinary and the really good is the really good are not afraid.
You know, you do have to.
The ordinary
your
are
risks.
afraid. So therefore, the ordinary they think like this. Can I say that? There used to be a sign in the first radio station I ever worked at, and it said, "If in doubt,
no blacks.
If in doubt, leave it out."
Right.
I broke that rule.
Good for you.
So I didn't have doubt. I trusted my broadcast instincts.
With that said, because even in our radio careers, we've seen so much change. What did you do way back then that was like unheard of, where you finally broke the rule?
I was myself.
Right.
If I was funny, I was funny. I was a good interviewer. I was curious. I knew sense of pace. I loved radio. And when I got into television soon after, I loved television. I loved communicating, and that came through to people.
Right.
They knew that what I'm doing right this minute, I love. Not like.
Yeah.
Love. And I think every good performer or broadcaster loves, no matter what the style can change, but you got to love it. You got to take it seriously. And I love this business. I think it's the greatest way not to work.
Right.
And for example, you guys are not working now.
No.
I never think that. The last time I worked was an assistant on a United Parcel Service truck. Before I broke into radio, United Parcel Service used to deliver for all the department stores in Manhattan. And I was on a delivery truck. I was a helper. I didn't drive. But I stood on the side. We carried up television sets from Macy's.
Did you have to crank the front of the truck?
What year were you born? Crank the front of the truck?
Yeah.
No, but I had to wear my brown uniform.
Oh, you did?
And all of us had to look in the mirror every day, and our hats had to be correct.
Wow.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were very strict about the uniform?
We didn't have airplanes then. We just had
that was it.
Trucks.
What year was that you worked for UPS?
56.
Wow. Oh, wow, okay.
And I broke into radio in 57 in Miami.
And you were friends, and we were reading something about you knew Gandolfini, and you were with him at some event.
I knew James. I had interviewed him a couple of times, and I was at the Muhammad Ali dinner, which all the boxing champions came to, and he and I were at the same table, sitting next to each other. And he was a big boxing fan, and we talked about many things. A new show he was going to do on HBO, how very happy he was. He had this little baby girl, and he had a new life. And we talked also about the strange things that happened to him. It was a very interesting conversation. That hasn't happened to many character actors. The only one we could think of was Carol O'Connor, who's a character actor who've been in many movies, plays, who you'd see on the street and you didn't know the name, but I know that guy. Yeah, I've seen him in it. And then you become a star.
All the family
what's it like to be a working character actor and then become a star? And having to deal with that, because you never went in it for stardom.
Right.
You didn't go in to be the lead. And you're comfortable as a character actor because you can go into many roles, and you like the idea of many roles. You like being a different guy today and you are tomorrow. And now you get to be a starring role, so you're Tony Soprano. And the world sees you as Tony Soprano. So nobody's coming over to give you the character actor parts anymore.
Yeah.
So you're happy when you leave it. And then you go back and you do things like, he did that great play.
Right.
You don't think
Carnage.
character actors at some point, though, they aspire to be stars? I think a lot.
Some do and some don't. I just interviewed Jane Lynch yesterday. She had no desire to be a star.
Really?
Yeah, she loved doing what she was doing.
She's pretty famous, though, right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. She's extremely famous.
Yeah,
and you really believe that when they tell you they have no desire to be famous?
Well, take Gandolfini, what he said to me. Now, look at me. I'm an overweight Italian guy from New Jersey. I know how to act. Am I a leading man? But Tony Soprano made him a leading man.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have bet on that.
Right.
There's so many things that come about that you would have never bet on. I was talking about this the other day. If 20 years ago I tell you we're going to have a black president and gays can get married.
Whoa.
Come on. What world are you living in, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Supreme Court ruled today yet?
Did anybody
It's
ever
too early.
intimidate you?
It's a little early, yeah.
What were they ruling on?
The gay marriage, Proposition 8, California.
Right.
Defense of Marriage Act.
Were you ever intimidated by an interview? Like, did somebody...
No. I mean,
The only time it was momentarily was the first 30 seconds with Sinatra.
Wow.
Because Jackie Gleason had got Sinatra for me. It's a great story.
Well, Larry, I got to fill you in. You did tell it last time.
I know. It's a great story.
Okay.
Yeah, why
yes.
are you yelling at
What the
Larry?
hell? I didn't hear it. I
Larry
wasn't here
knows.
last time.
Yes, you did.
I apologize
I
to him,
didn't hear it.
Larry. You're yelling at Larry King.
What's going on with you
No,
today?
well, hold it. He can yell at me. He is helping me. Are you Opie?
Yes.
Opie, I want to tell you something. Opie.
Yes.
Sometimes it pays to listen to your elders. Anthony is your elder.
He said elders. I like that.
Now, what Anthony was doing there was helping me.
I was protecting
What he was
you,
saying
Larry.
to me Don't embarrass yourself. You've told the story before, and then you're going to seem like you're redundant.
Right. Yes.
He asked me, were you ever intimidated? So I said yes, the first time I interviewed Sinatra, and then I thought of the story. But I had forgotten that I had told it here.
Yes. You tell a lot of,
Helpful Anthony.
I tried to be
helpful. Anthony. I want to hear a Jackie
Helpful
Gleason
Anthony,
story.
but you're missing the important thing is that he's going to stand up and say, what does redundant mean? Sorry, Rich.
It's all right. You know what?
Anyway. I would say that the first time in the White House,
so right on.
Doing an interview in the White House was a little intimidating.
In the White House, yeah. Wow, that's got to be. What president was that?
The one in the White House was I interviewed Reagan and Nixon after the White House. In the White House was Bush 41.
Oh, okay.
And Barbara Bush, who became a very good friend of mine, came over to me and said, "Suspenders in the White House."
Really? Oh, wow, yeah.
And I said, that's my gag. That's my gab. That's what I wear.
How many presidents did you interview?
7.
It's 7. Which 7? You got to go.
World leaders. Well, go Nixon, Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Carter, Bush 2, and Obama.
Never Ford?
Oh, and Ford.
Who's the most charming?
Clinton.
Yeah,
Clinton?
by far, right?
Yeah.
Clinton. You could hate Bill Clinton, despise his politics, think he has no character, and I'll put you in a room with him for 5 minutes.
You'll love him.
Over. He also was a great president. He knew how to balance his life. He overcame great things, and he's regarded now as a president people miss.
Yeah, he did wind up, everyone thought that scandal, his little sex scandal there, was going to ruin his legacy, but it just goes to show how good of a job he did as president, that he overcame that in as far as history goes.
I pointed at the TV because Larry King was just on.
Yeah, I'm on that guy, George Papadopoulos.
Yeah. He might want to change his name for Showbiz. Don't you think, Larry?
I'm on Friday night with him on CNN. He doesn't work for CNN. He's got a package show. And like 8 shows run Friday. He is very good.
He's a star from Canada, I think.
Big star. I was on his show first in Canada years ago, and he's a wonderful interviewer. He understands. He's at ease. He has good questions. It's a very relaxed format. I don't know if CNN is kind of looking at him for something, but he's very big in Canada.
Have you ever, when you interviewed a president or something, and you said they're all such charismatic, powerful speakers? Have you ever kind of had an uncomfortable moment with one where you wanted to make a political point, or where there was kind of a push and pull between you and one of those guys?
I never had a problem with presidents. Are easy because they've made it to the top, and they don't. It's kind of funny. They're in a position where they don't need you. You need them. They don't need you. And I've always had a good time with them. Some are better than others. Clinton was very good. Carter was very bright. Reagan was very human.
Right.
I remember talking to Reagan about. Well, I always try to ask human questions. I always felt that I'm the kind of interviewer, even now on the internet every day on Hulu. I ask questions that the public would ask. I'm just a man of the people. They call New Yorker did a story on me. They call it street talk. So Reagan, I asked, what was it like to be shot?
Wow. A lot of people would want to know that. Yeah, sure.
But some might say, "Well, can I ask him that?" And then he said, "I didn't know I was shot."
That's amazing
because I heard a kind of sound, and the Secret Service guy pushed me so hard that I thought the pain was from the push. The pain was from the bullet.
Yeah. I just recently saw a documentary on that whole shooting, and it was an amazing story. The bullet actually hit the door of the limo, flattened out, and then entered his side in such a little slit pattern. It wasn't a bullet hole, and that's why they had such a problem even realizing it was shot and finding it, because it ended up like a little coin slot.
Yeah.
Went right in him that way.
Not too far from the heart.
Right, yeah, very dangerous.
I was taken to that same emergency room, the Ronald Reagan room, when I had my heart attack.
Really?
Yeah, they took me into that same room. That's
wow.
So famous. And that emergency room is named after Nancy Reagan now.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. At George Washington Hospital.
When did you have the heart attack?
Oh, what a story. 1987, I was a smoker, a 3-pack-a-day smoker, and I stopped smoking that day. But
cigarettes could be the worst thing that anyone can do to themselves.
3-pack-a-day, I was an idiot, but I liked it, and I was smoking, Anyway, I finished the television show, and the guest was C. Everett Koop.
Oh, God.
The Surgeon General.
Come on. Yeah,
Surgeon, I swear to God. And he says to me, you don't look good. I said, what do you mean? He said, I don't like the way, you still smoking? I said, yeah. He says, wow. You got a gray pallor. You go to see a doctor.
And would you go?
Wow.
You go,
So I said,
what does he know?
No, I said, no, I appreciate it. Thank you. Now I had to go do the radio show. I'm doing both. So I'm doing my CNN show. Now I go do the radio show. And David Halberstam, the late David Halberstam, wonderful writer. I finish with him, and he says, are you feeling okay?
Wow.
I said, what do you mean? He said, you don't look good. So I go back home. And I was doing the all-night show. It's like 5 in the morning, and I started to get this pain, not in the chest, but in the right shoulder.
Oh, boy.
And the pain is going down the right shoulder. It was terrible pain. So I called up my doctor, and he said, that could be gallbladder, because gallbladder has refracting pain, and the pain can go to the arm. He says, go over to the emergency room. By this time, it was like 7 in the morning. So I called my producer. And he came and got me, and we drove over to George Washington University Hospital, where Reagan was taken. And as we're pulling in, the pain goes away. Actually, and I'm smoking.
Oh, my God.
Pain goes away. So I said, let's pull out, and we'll leave. I'm fine. It was a...
Oh, you were right there.
And what happens is a cop says to her, you got to move the car. So she said to me, the producer, why don't you go in? See, just go in, and I'll pull around. So I said, okay, I don't have to go in. I'm not in pain. So I go in, and there's a lot of people in the emergency room. It's snowing, February morning. And this guy comes over, big guy. You know what I mean? He says, are you okay? Now, that's the third, are you okay?
Wow.
He says, I don't like the way you look. And what they have is spotters in the emergency room, so you don't have to wait online.
Almost like a triage.
It could be a guy with a broken arm, and another guy with a heart attack. So they took me right into this room where Reagan was taken, and they started doing tests, and this cardiologist came down, and he said, I don't like the way you look. I know you've had the pain. You're not having it now. I think it might be serious. I'm going to ask you to do something. Don't leave. I'll stay here with you, because I think that pain's coming back. When it comes back, we're going to take some blood tests. So they hooked me up, ready to take blood. And he said it's going to come back. We sat there, we talked about sports for about a half hour, and suddenly, whack, here come the pain.
Wow.
And the pain comes back, and it's going right down my right arm, and they take these blood tests, and then they go across the room, and they're looking at the results up on a chart. And I'm sitting there, and my producer's standing next to me, and suddenly a blue light goes off. Wow. And they all turn around, the doctors and nurses, and they come running toward me. And it's funny how humor works. I leaned over the producer and said, I don't think this is a pulled muscle. And the doctor came right over and said, and you never forget that moment, Mr. King, you're having a heart attack.
Jesus.
And I said, am I going to live? And he said, good question. He said, that's why they pay you the big bucks, to ask good questions. That's what he said. We don't know. The next 24 hours is telling. The lucky part is it's a right side heart attack. And generally 50% of those recover. So we're going to keep you here naturally and do your tests, and we're going to give you this IPA, a special injection will stop the pain. And I was in the hospital with a heart attack, and subsequently went home. And
after how much time did you go home?
About a week. Stopped smoking that day. Never threw cigarettes. I had cigarettes in my pocket. Threw them in the Potomac. And then 6 months later, I go in for a stress test, and the doctor made me step off the machine in 1 minute and said, there's something really wrong.
Wow.
They did a test, and he said, you're going to need bypass surgery. Bypass surgery. So I'm scared of that, naturally. I said, I want a second opinion, so we called a friend in New York, and the doctor there said, you need it. So I decided to do it in New York because I wanted to die in New York.
Wow.
I was born and raised, I was very pessimistic.
Oh, wow.
I was born and raised in New York. I was having the pain. I stopped smoking, but I was still having this. It was bitchy, man. It was terrible. So I go to New York, so now it turns funny. It's funny now, by the way. It wasn't funny when
right at the time, no.
It's a rainy November morning, end of November, rainy morning, 1987, November 30th. My brother takes me. We get to New York Hospital, walk in, and standing right there is Governor Mario Cuomo and the president of New York Hospital. And he said, Mr. King, you don't have to fill out the forms. We'll take you right up to the 15th floor. We have a special room for you, and your surgery's tomorrow. So I was scared that I go up in this room. They show me this room. What a room. Inlaid carpeting, a view of the East River. It's raining. I'm looking down the East River. Beautiful television sets, chest of drawers. The only thing that told you that was a hospital room was a hospital bed. Other than that, everything was like a suite. And the president of New York Hospital says to me, Mr. King, I'll have you know that the Shah of Iran stayed in this room. And I said, as I recollect, he died. How about you put me in a ward with 48 people, all of whom go home? So it was, now I have not met this gets funnier. It's not funny in the telling, not funny at the time.
I understand.
Now I have not met my surgeon. He comes in the door. It's raining, Sunday. My agent is sitting, Bob Wolf, the late Bob Wolf, my brother. He comes in, he's got a 10-gallon hat, big cowboy boots. Wow. Dr. Wayne Isom, he wound up doing Letterman and he had a lot of famous. We did Walter Cronkite. Wonderful man, became friends. But at that time, I didn't know him. And he goes, Mr. King, you're going to do right fine. Right fine. I looked at the films. It should be a breeze. You're going to do right fine. I discovered that way back. All heart surgeons are either from Texas or Jewish. There's no South Dakota Republican heart surgeon. And he comes over to me, and he starts to do the thing that they all do. They take the two fingers,
start tapping.
They tap the chest, which I discover is the first thing they learn in medical school. Tapping. And as I look down, I swear to God, he has no right thumb.
Whoa. And he's doing the surgery?
Oh, wow.
He's doing my surgery. He's got no right thumb. It turned out there was a shearing accident. His mother was doing leaves and cut it and made him ambidextrous. This I discovered later. But now, I'm looking down, I'm scared to death.
Yeah.
He's telling me what they're going to do. They're going to cut open my chest with a saw, pull it apart, move my heart, put my heart on a lung machine, and heart-lung machine. I'm listening to all this, and he's got... So here's what I said. And this humor can come from anywhere. I said, Doctor, I have had this strange habit all my life. When I meet people, for some reason, I count their fingers. with you, I get to 9. So he explained to me the shearing accident and everything. And I swear to God, I go to sleep that night and I dream that he's shaving and he cut his other thumb.
Oh.
Now he's got 8 fingers. And he says to the nurse, how many are we doing today? And she says, 5. Who's first? King. And he says, oh, we'll try King. And then I goes, but it came through, and I had all my pellets in me. They put inside. And that was 1987, and this is 2013, so...
26 years, right?
26 years. And I needed a stent 10 years later. They put a stent in.
But you eat probably pretty healthy. And
I try to eat healthy. I don't exercise as much as I used to. I walk a lot. I'm 79. I don't feel 79. I'm doing stuff. I'm on the internet. I'm doing a Hulu show.
Yeah.
I can't believe I'm doing speeches everywhere. I do a comedy tour. Because I couldn't retire.
And
No. I noticed CNN is starting to use you a lot more, too, again.
Yeah, when people die.
No, I've seen you down there a lot lately.
On what?
What?
I didn't hear you.
On CNN.
When people die, I interviewed them, and they have all these tapes.
Right. Oh, they do, yeah.
They're standing by. Called me yesterday. They said that Mandela was critical, and would I come over, and I would go over and do it. And so they have all that. And then I'm on this show, George Bomanopoulos.
It almost sounds like Stephanopoulos.
It sounds like Stephanopoulos.
Yeah.
Oh, it's not him?
No. They make fun of the fact that his name's
he's from Canada.
Oh, I thought it was
It's on Friday night.
He really is a rock star in Canada.
It's a very good hour.
Can I ask you about Obama? What do you think of the job he's doing?
Mixed. I like him. He's one of the smart.
Not his background. Mixed. Okay. Right. Sorry,
Larry. So Anthony got famous.
Yeah.
He's a very, very interesting man. I'm reading a book about him and his relationship with the Supreme Court. He's awfully smart. He's not a touchy-feely guy. He's calm in his own skin. Very self-confident. A brilliant campaigner.
Oh, yeah.
The campaign he ran the first time and the second time were genius. You know, they were never in doubt.
Really? Never?
No, never in doubt. I've talked to the people who work with them. They had it down all around the country.
Even when the polls were
They knew the
showing...
internet didn't matter, the bad first debate. Because they contacted about 1 million people a day.
Wow.
Got calls every day.
Wow.
In key areas. If they in Ohio and areas where they looked they were in trouble, and they made personal contacts. And he had recordings going out, and it was just a genius camp. They knew how to use modern technology, and they did it very well. And then he got the aid because he was aided by the Latino vote, which the Republicans look like they're throwing away.
Right.
And women, single women, they're a big voting bloc today. So.
What do you think about the relationship with the Supreme Court, though? Like with Kagan, he put Kagan in, and she was, and she wasn't even a judge, right? She was.
Well, she's been, but she's very smart.
She is.
You don't have to be a judge.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be a lawyer to be on the Supreme Court.
I know that.
You don't have to be a lawyer.
Could we be on the Supreme Court, Mr. King?
I'm very fair.
You know, just for the humor of it, I'd love to see.
Yeah.
And now it's decision day.
Yes.
And Mr. Opie will read for the for the majority.
I like it.
The vote is 4-4 and 1. I don't get it.
And
here's Opie reading the opinion. Opie reading the opinion on Prop 8, the gay marriage prop in California.
Yeah.
I say let the kids get married.
Look, they want to get married. Let them get married.
I would just say let them get married.
Let them
Larry.
get married.
Why do I care?
Why do I have to deal with all this? You want to? That's my reading.
Exactly.
There you go.
Go. Good luck to you.
And I also,
like an every man.
I'm a huge fan of Larry King, and I loved him on CNN. And you always did great with the pop culture stuff. What did you think of Nick Wallenda in the Grand Canyon?
I was on yesterday. I was on The View, and he was on after me.
He's coming in today too.
Yeah. Is he going to walk? They won't let him walk the two buildings.
You know, in New York, they're not going to let him do that.
Chrysler to the Empire State?
Yeah, that's what he wanted.
Do you remember when Philippe Petit did it back in 1974?
I'm going to say, early 70s, with the trade centers.
And then there was another guy climbed the buildings.
Oh, that was George Willig.
Yeah, but he had mountain climber equipment.
No, we're talking about Philippe Petit, who
snuck all these little insignificant.
I love those stunty things that happen in New York.
I knew the Wallendas. The father's dead now, I guess.
Carl, right?
Carl.
You knew him?
Yeah, huh? Knew him long ago. I wonder, and I knew the crazy guy who jumped Grand Canyon in a motorcycle.
Evil Knievel.
Evil was a fun guy. I liked Evil.
Yeah.
His beautiful sister, by the way.
What do you think of all the 10-second delays
Larry.
now? Evil would jump and there'd be no delay. We just saw him fall, and now they have to put a delay on everything.
But I always want guys like the Wallendas. This is so Jewish of me. There's not one Jewish tightrope walker. No Jew in the
Jewish
world.
tightrope
You
walker.
could be a great fighter. You could be an Israeli fighter. They could go in with a manhunt and 10 machine gun nests. But there's not a Jew who would walk from the Chrysler building. What the hell are you?
Not even on the ground.
Are you nuts? Are you nuts?
That's crazy.
So I'm trying to what they get out of it. What do you think that Wallenda gets out of it?
A lot of money. I'm sure he made a couple mil.
Do you think?
Who pays him?
It's kind of selfish to his family, don't you think? He's got 3 little kids on the other side and a wife freaking
who
out.
pays for this, and what do the payer get out of it?
I would assume Discovery gave him a nice paycheck, and then, it's good for his brand.
Watching somebody beat and do what we would never do is what we get out of it.
I know what we get out
but
of it.
out of him, it's the same feeling you get when you conquer something, probably. It's addicting. Like, every time you do a big interview, I mean, I'm sure you want you don't want to just start interviewing nobodies after that. Like, it's the high of accomplishment.
I understand the high. It's just dangerous highs I don't understand.
Yeah, I'm not like that either.
Well, he's an adrenaline junkie, probably.
Yeah.
Thrill seekers.
Right? Yeah.
Who was the crew that you would like hang around with at the end of the night? Like, say, like your friends, like what?
The guys I grew up with.
What? It wasn't entertainers? Or
No, guys I grew up with. I've gotten very friendly with Al Pacino, who lives a couple blocks from me in L.A. Politicians I gotten real friendly with Mario Cuomo. Pretty friendly with Clinton. Bush the first, I keep in touch with him. But I'm talking about friends. Friends are 3 guys I grew up with in Brooklyn and Bensonhurst. They're still my friends, and to them I'm Larry Zeiger.
Yeah.
They have no airs about them, and they're all good guys. And
still bust your balls and like friends do.
Yeah, and they do,
Yeah.
And they kid around a lot, and they're also protective of me,
Sure.
People come down the street. But I never left I left Brooklyn, but Brooklyn never left me. I'm still a Brooklyn guy. So when I come back to New York, I live in Beverly Hills. I got a beautiful house. I got a beautiful wife and two young boys.
Larry, bragging.
Well, you know what I say? This is the truth. I walk down the street with the wife, and people see me and they see her, and there's a big age difference.
Sure.
And she's really pretty.
Yes.
And they look at me and they look at her and they look at me and they look at her, and I know what they're thinking. So I always say the same thing. If she dies, she dies. Get another girl.
Holy
Life goes on. And two young boys that did it without Viagra. I got a 14 and a 13-year-old, and that keeps me young.
Yeah.
I go to their baseball games, and I help coach the teams. And my 14-year-old is going to Notre Dame High School now, which has 4 kids in the major leagues. He's very into baseball.
Yeah. Is he good?
He's very good.
He's very good.
Middle infielder. She's a Derek Jeter type.
Really?
He hits the ball square, knows fielding, knows the game.
So he's got real skills.
His younger brother may be a better all-around athlete. Football, tennis, soccer, baseball, jump off walls. But they're so different. You guys have kids?
I got 2.
I have 3 of them.
Are they different?
Huh?
Oh,
well,
the
black
one from the other?
So I got 2 in college and 1 in kindergarten. First grade. I got 23, 20, 21, and a 5-year-old. So.
Well, I got 13, 14, 44, 51, and 58.
That's amazing.
Oh, yeah.
You got a 58-year-old?
Oh, no.
Wow.
I adopted him, yeah. I adopted him when he was 10.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I'm 79. You could have a 58-year-old.
Sure.
Yeah, but you look a lot younger than 79.
You know what I take that helps me keep young? It's banned in baseball, HGH.
Oh, really?
Human growth hormone.
Is that good?
I take it in pill form. Players have taken it injection for. It's supposed to keep you younger and you quick recovery from injury. I've been taking it for 16 years.
Gee.
It's not banned in life. It's banned in baseball.
Right, yeah.
What are the downsides to it, though?
I have had no reaction to it. So I don't know what it does, except people tell me I don't look my age. I take a lot of vitamins.
Larry stands up, he's got a tail.
I take medication.
Wait, you take HGH. How do you get that?
You buy it from, you can get it in
GNC.
GNC.
Oh. Yeah.
I'm going to start taking that.
I will, too.
Man, right? If that isn't an endorsement.
Oh, my God.
Just
Larry,
walking around.
Well, he used to, what was the big one?
Larry, what about garlic?
Garlic it was, that's right.
Garlic as in unique, as in garlic.
that was your big sponsorship.
That was the spot.
Are they still around? Boy, we did good business.
We used to certainly, you became synonymous with garlic.
And we might have made fun of it, Larry, over the years.
Well, everybody
we might have made fun of it a few times.
I also did Welch's grape juice.
Welch's
grape juice, Florida orange juice.
Wow, yeah.
Garlic, unique as in garlic. And now I'm doing a vitamin commercial now for fish oil.
That's a big one.
That is good.
Yeah, I
Great
do that.
supplement. That's the best supplement. Only supplement that the FDA approves.
I have it, and I don't take it.
Why?
I don't know.
He's not going to eat his relatives.
Oh, jeez.
He's implying that I'm fish-looking. That's why he's in the corner. He's just mean-spirited.
Explain to me. There's Opie and Anthony and
that guy.
That's Rich Voss.
Exactly.
I'm a comedian.
He's the world's tallest dwarf. And
he just stops in?
He just
stops in. My gig.
He's a local comic. It's first time he's on our show.
National comic.
First time on our show. We don't know much about him.
Surrender Darth?
Said he could sit in.
It's from The Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
It's a shirt. My kid bought it.
And you?
Well, I'm. That's a little hurtful, Larry. I'm here every time you come in.
No, but here's the problem. You do look like a fish. No. I mean that as a compliment.
And I'm taking it as one.
And they never identify you. They never introduce you.
That is terrible.
Opie
I know.
And Anthony,
I'm Jim Norton.
That's Jim Norton.
Hi, Larry.
And what are you to the Opie and Anthony show?
I am the anchor. The
albatross.
The thing that stops it from going to superstardom. No, I'm just kind of the third guy in the room, and it's just a little something I've been doing for 11 years.
By the way, a couple of questions.
Yes, sir.
I'm curious.
Oh, no.
Are you paid?
Yes. Now the next question is it what they're paid?
No. Is this a radio show?
I guess.
We hope.
Some would say.
Why is there a beautiful lady at the camera?
That's Sam.
They film it and maybe they'll throw like 5 minutes up on the website.
Yeah, they put it on the website.
You know, a little highlight.
A little highlight.
So I understand that. Now explain the guy in the corner.
That's
exactly.
We've been trying to figure that out for a while.
Like Buana of the jungle.
Buana.
What is he?
He says he doesn't have any black in him.
An ass.
Which confuses us. He's got kind of black features.
What do you do?
Well, usually I sit over there. But when there's a guest in, I video them.
Oh, but when you sit over there, what do you do?
Nothing.
Yeah.
He's supposed to be our web guy, so and kind of a very immediate producer of
How
the show.
big is this production? 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
is
it's crazy.
it 6 every day?
Yeah,
we
plus
got other
there's
guys.
people in the other room.
That's one person.
Yeah.
It looks
play
like
music?
people. No music.
Larry.
Not at all.
You always have guests, or do you sometimes just jabber?
A lot of times we have guests, but we like it too when there's no guests, so we could just kind of talk about our
So I'm not up early in the morning.
day's
in
events.
California. Do you talk news?
Yes,
we do.
Yes.
So, like, are you talking about Supreme Court decisions?
No.
today?
Yeah. The
not so much.
voting rights.
I disagree with that.
You
decision.
disagree with that one? You think it sets
a bad precedent?
Sets voting rights back a few years.
Judge Roberts began by saying, "America is not the same as it was 40 years ago."
This is true.
Therefore, he should definitely vote to throw out Proposition 8 today.
Mm-hmm.
Let's hope so.
If it's not as it was 40 years ago.
Well, that's true. I like how they call it marriage protection also. Like, anytime they get to vote on anything, it's always something that they're giving you and protecting this. And it's not taking away something.
That act, I think they'll throw out.
Because I think a lot of...
National, what do they call it, the marriage...
Defensive Marriage Act.
Yeah, Defensive Marriage Act.
That's gone.
When you're talking about gun control legislation, it's usually presented as some type of safety. Like, we're going to make you safer. Meanwhile, it's...
You ever read the Second Amendment? They're talking about an army. It reads, in order to form a perfect militia, the right of the people to bear arms shall not be taken.
Larry,
infringement.
I understand.
They're talking about, why did they write militia?
Right,
you know
why?
Let me explain why. And it is simple if you read it. It was written very simply. It's to form a militia, you need the public to be armed, so that if a militia is necessary to defend your country or your segment of the country that you live in, you need to be able to get a militia together, a well-organized militia, very quickly.
But we have done something about that. It's called the Army.
No,
Yes.
but the Army
The
is...
Air Force.
But the Army and Air Force is the state. That is the state. The people need the right to bear arms.
The people are the state.
Well, that's what they intended, and if that ever changes where the state is against the people...
So you think it's all right for people to have guns?
I think it's absolutely all right for people to have guns. I think it's a Second Amendment right that is very important to this country, very important to our democracy.
I don't agree at all.
I have to disagree with you on that.
Wait,
Larry.
let's get Larry's take on it, though.
Okay, I interviewed the head of Scotland Yard once.
Oh!
And he said...
I know him.
He could
speaks like him.
It was beyond his sense of belief that Americans carry pistols. He couldn't... I never saw a man like this. He could not... He says, you mean that any American go into a store, and he understood hunting rifles, and he understood seasons for hunting and times of the year when you can hunt and rules about hunting, but you can go in and have a gun. And then he said, well, what are the statistics? How many robbers or people breaking into homes were shot yesterday in America by people defending their home? My guess, none. Maybe one.
You think?
What are the statistics on guns killing family members? High. What are the statistics on guns with alcohol use? Very high. Are most people who are killed by guns are people killing people they know? Yes. Why do you want guns?
It is the right to protect yourself. I believe.
know, but what are the instances where you need it?
Well, you know what? I haven't gotten a flat tire in quite a while, but I kind of like having a spare in my car. I don't think because nothing has happened doesn't mean it might.
You have children.
I don't have children. No.
Right. But people with children, there's a good chance that one child will shoot another
There's
child.
not a
much
good
more
chance,
than you.
Larry. Let's be real. There's not a good chance.
There's a better chance of that than you shooting a burglar.
Well, there's a better chance because the odds that a burglar coming in is a lot smaller than you having kids around. But if you're a responsible gun owner, that's the thing. Any type of powerful instrument, whether it's a car or a gun or a machine that you work on at the job, you have to be responsible. There is an element of responsibility with gun ownership that has to be adhered to.
When you have a constitutional right,
yes,
you don't have that responsibility. In other words,
no, rights come with great responsibility. You should know that just from the First Amendment.
It doesn't say that in the law. No, wait a minute. Hold it. When you have a right, that's inherent. You have a right to have a gun. That's what you're saying it says.
Right, yes.
It don't say you have to be responsible. I just have a right.
No, but a responsibility is...
An automobile is not a right.
Right.
So I have the right to test you, license you, right? Because it's not a God-given right.
Sure.
But I can't stop you from free speech.
No, but even with free speech, there is an element of responsibility that goes along with that.
But if you're irresponsible, what can happen to you?
With the First Amendment, you could be arrested. The typical
fire in a
theater.
Only if a panic occurs.
Inciting riots.
Only if a panic occurs.
Well, true, but also in these days, there are people that are losing their jobs based on what they say. There are consequences that go along with every right and the abuse of those rights.
We're never going to come to agreement.
No, we're not.
I think the gun society is insane. I think America is insane.
I think the media takes it and really does blow it way out of proportion.
Well, shoot up 24 children. Let's not cover it.
No, I would never downplay that, Larry. I'm not saying that isn't a huge tragedy. What I'm saying is there is a portion of the media that loves to throw that out there like it's commonplace. And the truth of the matter is, it's not commonplace. And a lot of these gun crimes, especially these days, and gun violence, is a culture. It is not a mechanical thing. It is not a gun, a machine that is doing the killing. It is a cultural problem in this country with gang violence. There's
but what if they didn't have guns?
They have guns, Larry. Look at prohibition. Look at prohibition.
That's it.
Honestly,
what if they didn't have guns?
If they didn't have guns, there'd be other ways that they would kill each other. Not as efficiently, but they would still be killing each other.
You use the word efficiently.
Yeah.
I would feel better if nobody had guns.
I feel better myself protecting myself with a gun. I enjoy. I
don't want a gun in my house.
I enjoy being able to have a gun responsibly, have it on me, or have it locked away if
You're not a Tea Partier who believes the police will come and take your guns.
No,
that's what they fear.
I don't believe the police are going to come and take my guns, but through very sneaky legislation, I do believe that these restrictions will keep piling up until it becomes virtually impossible to get guns or ammunition, or they have infringed on a right that it says shall not be infringed upon.
I read the amendment differently, but
okay,
that's what makes the world go round.
It certainly does, Mr. King.
They're telling us we have to.
I must just tell you something. Honestly, I am honored to sit here and debate with you for a little bit.
It's a healthy debate.
The
Second Amendment should
sense.
be debated.
It should be.
The founding fathers were not. They were okay. They weren't geniuses.
No, of course not.
And that there's things they could not have known about. I mean, look at how the world has. God, could you go to Thomas Jefferson and explain to him satellites?
No, but you could explain Sam's hair and he'd get it. Related to Thomas Jefferson.
Some family overlaps between the help and the house.
That's what you're saying is.
No, he's Larry.
So I got it. If Thomas Jefferson walked in this room, the only person he would grovel to is Sam.
Sure, Sam's in his bloodline for real.
Yeah,
he's related to Thomas Jefferson,
and we're thinking it's from the side of the family that they tried to
push
keep
down
quiet for a while, but it came out.
Yeah, that's real.
The best thing ever said about Jefferson was said by John Kennedy when he hosted a dinner of Nobel Prize winners in the Blue Room at the White House. It's a great line, and he said, "This is the greatest collection of minds ever to dine in this room, except when Jefferson ate alone.
That's a good one.
So you have great bloodlines. So what are you doing standing in a corner running with a little mic? You think Jefferson would be doing this?
No.
He's going to start somewhere.
Yeah.
It'll be a Shonda.
Yes.
He's an up-and-coming broadcaster.
Yeah, he's more like the
Larry.
Sherman Hemsley Jefferson.
Hey, Jefferson made it with slaves, though.
Right. That's exactly the hair we're thinking.
Yeah, we're trying to figure
His
it out.
founding father, Ben Franklin, he was a cut-up.
Ben Franklin was quite a ladies' man, going over to France and tearing it up over there. Very international man of mystery, that guy.
Did not know how many children he had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Well, you got to read something?
Yeah, I wanted to plug you, and
read
yes, I just wanted to give you a plug, and then I had one question.
That's your
for you.
stuff, Larry, yeah.
I wanted to just give you a plug about when your show is on.
Hi, I'm Larry King, and I'm promoting my web series, Larry King Now. It's on Hulu.com every day. It's a one-on-one web series that focuses on guests. We have newsmakers, celebrities, world leaders. I was recently with James Gandolfini at the Muhammad Ali event in Vegas. My guests on my show have recently included Seth MacFarlane, Betty White, Oliver Stone, Kevin Nealon, Susan Sarandon, Rudy Giuliani, Ed Norton, Robert Woodward, Penny Marshall, CM Punk, Kevin Smith, Deepak Chopra. Today I'm doing Rudy Giuliani, Dwight Gooden.
Wow.
Today. And Senator Joe Lieberman. He suffered a major heart attack. He had a nighttime radio show.
Joe Lieberman?
Oh, that's just your prep sheet. You don't have to read all that.
I'm reading about myself.
Oh, okay.
Exactly.
That's just for us. We already know
I'm
that
carried
stuff.
by Russian TV. That's a licensing deal. They carry the Aura show.
Oh.
And I just did Marilyn Manson. I had a great time.
Wow,
with him.
really?
He's a very smart guy.
Yeah.
He's a shrewd.
Yeah.
He's the male Madonna.
Yeah.
He knows where the action is. He knows where the
yeah.
money is. He
So
knows
is she.
Thank you. Very nice background.
Thank you.
It's a great pleasure to be with you.
Larry, as usual, I love it. Love having you in.
And I have only one thing to say to you, Anthony.
Yes, sir. Oh! he just shot me.
Thank you, Larry.
Thanks,
You
Larry.
made this show better.
Yay. The great Larry King, everyone.
Thank you, fellas.
All right.
This is the Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM. The Opie and Anthony Show continues.
Want to thank Larry King for stopping by. Always a great guest. Loved it.
Fantastic.
Absolutely loved it.
Plenty of things to talk about.
Got a million stories.
He's not rushed. It's very, very relaxed. There he is. Wow.
Nick Wallenda, how are you, buddy? Welcome to the show.
In the flesh.
Hello.
What's going on, buddy?
Wow, that was, I got to tell you, amazing.
Thank you.
To watch that, you can't even fathom being in that position. You're
I
walking
can.
across.
I can't.
You're walking across the Grand Canyon on a wire, and it's one thing to see it on television and try to put yourself in that position. What you can't even say what were you thinking. What's the best way you can explain what that is like, being in the middle of that?
I'll explain it the way my great-grandfather did. Life is on the wire. Everything else is just waiting.
Yeah.
And, that's something that I've done since I was 2 years old. So for me, it's life. It's what I do. For you, you don't understand it.
Not
for
at
me,
all.
I don't understand you sitting in the studio here on the radio.
Neither do our listeners.
So when you step out there, you have complete faith in yourself in your training.
Yeah, in the fact that I've prepared properly.
Sure.
I have a training camp in Sarasota, Florida, my hometown, where I trained with wind speeds of 91 miles per hour leading up to this. I've actually trained last year at 120 mile an hour winds.
Oh my God.
For this event, we also created gusts 45 to 55 miles per hour, which is great because I experienced, Ken Torrey told me 48 mile an hour winds while I was out on the wire. We had two gusts near that.
Yeah.
Or one that was at 48. So
yeah, we saw your clothing really rippling in the wind like that.
Everybody, the biggest question about that walk was, what type of jeans are you wearing?
Yes, people did notice the kind of flared bottom.
They were worrisome. I felt like you were going to catch your heel on your jeans.
You know what's funny?
I'm like, why would you wear flood pants?
I wear buffalo jeans, and I just love them. They're extremely comfortable, and it really is all about people being able to relate to me. I want people. I don't wear rhinestones and sequins and tights or whatever. I want people to go, hey, That guy's a normal guy that just has a very unique occupation. I got a beautiful wife, 3 beautiful kids.
Yeah.
And I just do something that you guys can't relate to. And that's why 13 million people here in the U.S. alone tuned in to watch it.
With that said, some have said it's a little selfish to, walk the wire with the kids and the wife on the other side freaking out.
Well, there are a couple things to that. For one, my wife and kids, my wife comes from 8 generations of circus on one side, 7 on the other.
There you go.
She performs on the wire right alongside of me. So she's just as darn selfish as me.
Okay.
But, and my 3 kids were raised around it. It's all they know. It's what their dad does. So I'm sure there's a little bit of stress, but it's nowhere near the stress level if you were to go on the wire and your kids were to watch tomorrow.
Right.
This is just what their dad does. I'll give you an example. I walked across the Allegheny River in Pittsburgh about 3 years ago, and I was about 250 feet up. It was 1,400 feet across. It started raining while I was walking, and as I was walking, there's a bridge to my right. And I look over, and my family's walking alongside, and both my boys are down playing their Nintendos. And I was told during this event, my kids were texting most of the time. I think that speaks volumes.
You
to
just
how
answered the question.
How comfortable they are.
What do you? Oh, sorry.
I have one more question that I just need to know. Like, what's your plan if all of a sudden you realize, oh boy, I'm gonna fall?
That's a great question.
What's the move you do? Because obviously you figured that out as well.
Absolutely. The wire is always at my feet, whether I'm 1,500 feet over the Grand Canyon or 1,500 feet over the streets of New York City. That wire is always right at my feet. There's a misconception that because I'm higher, it's more dangerous. But the truth is, I've trained my entire life since I was 2 years old that if I ever get off that cable, even step off to get a drink of water, I grab that cable. Now, gravity pulls you down. We all know that. We also do plenty of studies, 4 years of meteorological studies, that show that the winds aren't strong enough there to pick me up and throw me off that wire. It would take more than hurricane-force winds. We knew that there was going to be nothing maximum of 60 miles per hour. So therefore, I would have fallen down. And if there were any gusts, if it were to get too gusty, I would have went down to that wire. I would have dropped down. I probably would have had no more kids, but I have 3, and I'm happy with that anyways. I would have dropped down and bear hugged that wire. I trained to hold on to that wire between 20 and 30 minutes. My rescue teams who are standing by on each side have baskets that are mounted to that wire, as well as a helicopter standing by, all trained to be at me within 60 seconds, no matter where I am on that wire. So there are backup plans, there's contingency plans, and it's a lot safer than maybe you can understand. But the truth is that wire's at my feet. Now the next question is, well, your great-grandfather was in 1978, was walking between 2 buildings in Puerto Rico. He fell and lost his life. Well, if you watch that video, which I've watched hundreds of times, he goes down to that wire, which is our safe haven. He was 73. He had a double hernia and an injured collarbone and had no business being on the wire. Now, that's with the deepest of respect because he's my hero, but he didn't have the strength to hold on. And if you don't have the strength to hold on anymore, you might think you're fine walking, but you shouldn't be on the wire anymore.
Is that what it was? He just couldn't hold it, and that's why?
He couldn't hold it. That's correct. And
it did also look like the pole.
Well, the pole helped him go down a bit too.
Place.
It absolutely did. See, he went to sit on the wire. I sat actually in Sarasota during my training camp. We had 30,000 people from my hometown show up during training.
Wow.
And I would sit on the wire 20 feet up. I'd sit there for half an hour doing question and answer with the public.
No kidding.
We're extremely comfortable in those conditions.
Right.
And I think it was evident even that night on TV on Sunday.
And how do you ditch the pole if you're falling?
The pole actually would just get tossed out of the way. Yeah, and it's stuff that we train for. I mean, we train to drop to that wire and grab on.
That's why
and hold on.
This is just incredibly fascinating to us. And then I have to say this: when you did the Niagara Falls walk, we were all so mad.
Yeah,
because I know it was your TV partner, and you were like,
so was I,
yeah, and you were a good sport about it, but it was obvious.
In the end, I think that was a huge gift because it made this event so much bigger.
Sure,
it really did. Because then they were able to say, and here he's doing it without any protection.
7 times higher.
Yes,
much stronger winds, more than double the amount of winds.
Wouldn't your move be to go back to Niagara Falls now without the safety wire?
We'll see. I don't know. I would think about it. I think it's almost stepping backwards though to do that. To be honest, I've got my sights set on other things.
And New York has already said no to the skyscraper.
I haven't even knocked on any doors yet. So yes. If I was the chief of police and
you'd have to say that
a camera was thrown in my face and somebody said, "Would you let Nick Wallenda do this?" He said what he's trained to do, and I respect him deeply. But we go through the proper channels, and actually, I'd start with the governor's office and have a great relation with him. I had to change a law over 100 years old just to walk over Niagara, and if I can change a law, I think I can make things happen.
Were you ever
with the assistance of others?
Sure.
Were you ever scared over the Grand Canyon? Like,
I wasn't ever scared. No, there was never a point where I thought I'm going to fall or I'm going to have to go grab this wire. There were 2 points where you saw me kneel down, and that was because I started to build a rhythm in that cable. There's no stabilization and no shock absorbers in that cable. Those pendulums you saw are simply to keep that wire from twisting out from under my feet. They don't take any of that rhythm out. Because what will happen is if I keep the same pace and the same size steps, I'll build a huge rhythm in that cable, a frequency that'll keep getting bigger. And what happens is it bounces to one side, comes right back at me. So I had to stop. Exactly. I had to stop, let that fade out a bit, and then get up and keep walking.
What do you look at when you're walking? Like, what is your focal point?
It just depends. You know, as I walk over the edge, that's the biggest rush. As I walk over the edge of
like you love that
anything.
Feeling.
Oh, absolutely. You know, look down and enjoy that.
God, we can't even
understand that. No. And then there were 3 points on that wire where I was able to look down and actually enjoy the view. Yeah, I had to be very focused. We had an issue with the tension of the cable. The engineers had expected the weather, and the meteorologist told us the weather, it was going to be about 97 degrees that night. It was only about 86 degrees. And the cable gets more taut, more tension when it's hot outside. So as it cools off, that cable starts to release tension. We were supposed to be at 67,000 pounds, and we were only at 62. So that wire moved a lot more than it was supposed to.
It seemed to have some slack in the middle. They showed one point where the camera was looking right down the cable, and you could see the sag in it. You're walking uphill when you're halfway through.
And actually, it's much more comfortable to walk uphill than downhill. And I started on a plateau that was about 40 feet higher than where I finished. So 3/4 of the walk was downhill, which is much more uncomfortable.
Was there ever a moment on a wire anywhere where you had a moment of I can't do this or this? Like I always thought my nightmare is to wake up where you are and then look down and go, I can't do this. Have you ever had a moment where you're
there was never a moment. There was a couple moments where I was like, it kind of took me back, and I always relate to, or always talk about the first world record I did, which was in Newark, New Jersey, at the Prudential Center when it first opened. I did a world record where I rode a bicycle on a wire live on the Today Show for a world record of 135 feet distant, 135 feet high, 235 feet long, and it had that same drop. It's called a catenary in engineering terms, but it's basically a smiley face. And of course, riding downhill was easy, but when I got to the 3/4 mark, I was riding uphill and that back wheel started to spin, and it was kind of like it took me back. And you go back to training, and I've trained to get off of that bike. I can pick that bike up and walk in, and all of that stuff comes into play. Your mind kind of works a million miles a second. But again, it's so much about training and preparation. What I do is such a calculated risk. People don't understand that because you don't walk a wire. But we can train for pretty much everything, including 92, 120 mile an hour winds. That's you can prepare for everything.
That's what makes it amazing for the spectator, because we don't think about all the training that is involved. We just see a guy on a wire and go, what's he doing?
Well, I say it all the time. If there was one police officer or 3 police officers in the world and 100,000 wire walkers, then everybody'd be, wow, look at the police officer. That's unreal. Right. I think what he does is way more dangerous than me.
We'd still be looking at the wire walker.
The pre-show was almost more amazing than the Grand Canyon walk when you went back to where your grandfather, fell, and you redid it, and then
my mom.
And your mom decided to do it, and then she has to sit down on the wire, and then you have to walk over her. It was unbelievable.
And then
watching her get back
up
is
amazing. The strength involved.
When I was training in Sarasota with this cable, my mom had to. I mean, she was begging me, please let me get on this cable. Let me walk it with you. So she got on that cable and walked with me in training. And if I let her, she would have walked across the Grand Canyon, no question.
And she could do it, no problem, you think?
I think she could do it. I wouldn't allow her to, because I'd be worried about her. But yeah,
and she would take away a little,
Well, yeah,
spotlight there, Nick. So I mean, come on, let's be honest.
And his 60-year-old mother did it too.
Exactly. What do you think of the production technology? Because if you look back at the earlier, Wallenda family, obviously just huge.
7
over
generations.
the years, 7 generations, and the camera work in the old days, the way that looked over Niagara Falls and the Grand Canyon. Spectacular.
The Discovery Channel did an unbelievable job. We had, I think, 16 cameras, including 2 on me, POV cameras, and it was unbelievable. I'm excited because we're working on a director's cut right now where I'll talk through that entire walk.
That the helicopter shot, where it wraps around you, and the background is flying past you, your center frame, and then it takes off and now goes away and puts you in the distance. it was, you got goosebumps. It looked amazing. It was
I haven't
dizzying.
even watched the entire thing yet.
Really?
'Cause I'm waiting to do that film of the director's cut because I want to watch
you
it
want
for
to be
the first
fresh,
time.
yeah.
But
yeah.
I've seen, as I'm doing the media tour, I've seen some footage, and it gives me goosebumps.
It looks amazing.
It makes me nervous, and I was the one on the wire.
And the other amazing shot was from the floor, from the bottom of the canyon up, and they
I've heard. I
zoomed
haven't
in on
seen
you.
that one.
They pull back slowly, and you're like, when is this going to stop? Because you are literally a dot. Up there, and the
only thing that they didn't do that I really wish they did was I wanted to put a car down in the bottom of the canyon because I wanted people to have something to relate
Scale,
to.
right.
It's so hard when you're there. There's no perspective. There, you can't.
Right.
You just can't understand. You
You're
can't
not sure how
contemplate.
big those rocks are down there.
Because there's nothing to relate it to.
I would be impressed even if you wore a parachute while you did that. I would still be blown away by that.
You said you were having a problem with an optical illusion.
Very much so. Those jagged edges of the canyon. I'm looking at a wire that's moving. I'm looking at these pendulums that are moving opposite of that, and those canyon walls. I mean, it was messing with me like you wouldn't believe.
Were you getting the
I was trying to
feeling-
figure out, okay, where's the wire and where am I? Because normally there's
Right.
something that I can focus on. And when I got 3/4 of the way across, I can guarantee you my face changed because now I could focus on the end point above those walls, and all was well. Because now I have something solid to focus on. But those walls give that illusion with that wire moving, like they're moving as well.
So,
and you
yeah.
need something for your equilibrium.
You just gave me anxiety just describing that. I saw it in your face too, Jimmy.
Yeah, it's hard. We have this we kind of like Philippe Petit a lot because we the Trade
had him
Center
on.
walk.
Sure.
And there's nothing about what you do that makes sense to me. Like it's so terrifying, and that's why people are so in awe of it. It's like we can't the balls, the courage to do that. I mean, you obviously have a lot of faith.
Oh, absolutely. I think that's important. Well, it's important in
Well,
my life.
you set a world record saying Jesus the most.
Yeah,
and-
I think so. Actually, Jesus was trending on Twitter that day.
Is that used for yourself also? Obviously, it's your faith, and it helps you. Is it kind of a mantra, though?
I was just raised that way, and that's where I find peace. And who else is going to listen to me while I'm up there but God? I mean, I'm right up there with him.
How freaked out would you be if you just heard him go, Nick? I heard you.
There are so many photos on the internet right now of there's one of Jesus under me holding me and saying, "Shh, stop saying that." You gotta figure it out. There's so many. It's
Before
hilarious.
you reach the other side, you were a internet meme. Definitely, you were on there.
1.3 million tweets within that 2-hour special.
Amazing.
People in this day and age just love being involved in something like that. It becomes this huge community of people as close as you could be in the same room watching.
It is amazing, modern technology, social media, and the fact that I talk to my fans all the time, and I think that's so awesome that I'm able to, and it's so inspiring to me.
You should have tweeted as you were walking.
I was just thinking
How
that.
great
dude.
would that?
Oh, man.
You guys
How great
think
would
that's
that
funny,
have
but
been?
I had my phone in my pocket. I wanted to tweet from the wire. I wanted to tweet a photo from there.
Wow.
It was just the wire was moving way too much in the wind.
But you were thinking about it.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, that would have been-
absolutely.
There has to be a way to do
I'll
it
do
for-
it in one of my next walks.
A
Guaranteed.
button on your. There has to be a way to do it where you can have a button.
Well, when I broke that world record in 2008 on the Today Show, I was 135 feet up. I sat down in the middle of the wire, got my phone out, and called Matt Lauer on my cell phone.
Wow.
So I can tweet from up there for sure,
Oh,
and
of
I can
course.
almost guarantee you my next walk, I'll be tweeting.
You'll
from
be
the wire.
tweeting from the wire.
Here's the
Amazing.
problem as we see it. You're running out of walks because, I mean, where do you go after the Grand Canyon?
There's so many around the world.
There's
I'm
still-
top of the Eiffel Tower,
Okay.
the Great Wall of China, the pyramids in Egypt.
Okay.
There are just many that I want to do. I want to do the Opera House in Australia to the Harbor Bridge.
It really doesn't have to be the highest or the wide. It's like just the
It's really
backdrop.
the backdrop. That's
where
what it's
you
about.
are
That's
is
my
ama-
partner
yeah.
on TV, and that's
Yeah.
what it's about, that amazing backdrop and showcasing it.
Yeah.
Would you do the because of course the Trade Center's not here anymore? But what are the towers? The Petrosian,
Petronas Towers,
the Petronas.
absolutely, yeah, in Malaysia.
What is your? Because we're obsessed with what's his name, Alain Robert, the guy who climbs the
Yes,
buildings.
yep.
But you,
With
to
just
me, are
his
the
fingertips.
only guy
Yeah,
that trumps
it's amazing.
him. What you do is, I think,
Yeah,
scarier.
Petronas Towers are definitely on the list.
How high are they now?
I don't know.
1,100 feet, maybe taller.
No, they're higher than that. I believe. Yeah.
So what is that? Is that what's your number one? Would they be your number one, or what's the place that you're like, I want your dream walk?
It's so hard because there's so many, to be honest. I mean, there really are so many. I really want to do something big here in the city.
It would be.
Really do.
That would be amazing to watch. Yeah. Oh my God.
How far is the Empire? Sorry, how far is the Empire to the?
It's about 4,000 feet from what. Now we're working on. I actually have my engineers looking at it this week. They've been out in the canyon.
4,000 feet.
About 4,000 feet. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's what I want to say. Obviously you're online and tweeting and whatnot. we've read from some people that are just ridiculous, like, the wire's as wide as his foot. That's like, do you read some of those and you're like, really? What do I have to do here?
Of course, there's always people.
You got haters too.
Sort of thing. To be honest,
what is it going to take to not have haters?
I know,
right? The bravest guy in the country.
Right. To be honest with you guys, it is extremely uncomfortable to walk on that cable because I've trained my entire life to walk on a 5/8" wire rope the size of a nickel. My whole life. So it's like changing it all over again, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I've trained for one thing, and that I don't physically have a groove in my foot, but I really do. I know where that wire is supposed to set. On a 2-inch wire rope, you don't have that. So if you step to the side, it starts to twist. That cable starts to do this under you, and it's very easy to do that. So if anything, if it was my desire, it would have been a 5/8" wire rope. It wouldn't have been a 2-inch rope.
Why did they make it bigger?
Because of engineering, we had to. There was no way to stabilize that cable. If you watch, like even Philippe Petit's walk that he did here in the trade centers, he had ropes coming off the sides that would stabilize that wire. We couldn't do that. No one in the history of wire walking had ever rigged a cable until Niagara Falls like what I rigged. And it moves a lot. It's got a life of its own. As I told you about those rhythms, those ropes that we put on normally, they help stabilize and take all those rhythms out.
Sure.
So it took a lot of specific training for this walk.
The anchoring process was amazing to watch too. Drilling those deep holes, putting it in, cementing them in, because you just look and you're figuring now that's a lot of weight, that cable. Across quite a span. How is that fastened?
We had to tension that cable to, I think I said earlier, but about 67,000 pounds.
67,000
And everything we do is redundant, and we work in a 5-to-1 safety ratio, which means if that cable can support 5 pounds, we'll never put more than 1 pound on it. And if those anchors can support 5 pounds, we'll never load them more than 1 pound. So everything has to be 5 times over what we're doing. And that's why there were 4 cables, and the engineers do all of that stuff. But that's why I had to use that big cable. Going back to that was because the weight of it itself, it's about 8.5 pounds a foot. That helps stabilize the cable. If I used a 5/8, it would have snapped under that load for one. And number two, it would have been everywhere.
All over the place.
Did you clean up after yourself there, Nick? Because they were very concerned over there at the Grand Canyon.
Absolutely. Actually, they requested that we leave. They wanted me to even leave the cable up. They didn't want anything to move because it's an amazing attraction for them. Now, they requested that the day after the cable came down because they weren't out there. They were in their offices, the Navajo.
Oh, man.
But
Could you put that back?
They did ask. We are leaving all the anchors and the startup and finish platform. They've asked to leave all that stuff, and they're doing. I guess it's going to be Walenda Lookout Point where people can actually go out there and see where I started and finished. And
if you left that, believe me, you don't want to leave that cable.
Someone would have tried.
Somebody would get out. Some drunk.
Well, that's exactly right. It would have to be secured very well with fencing. And,
now, what part of the canyon was it? Like, I know the South Rim. I've been to the South Rim, the basic part.
It was on the Navajo territory,
right,
and about 8 miles outside of the national parks. So, in order to get permission from national parks is like changing a law, which is what I had to do in Niagara Falls. It's more than that. It's like an act of God, really. But that's why we did it on Navajo land. It was really good for them. It really promoted their land, and we paid them a good sum of money to be there as well. And it was a great experience for me, for sure.
We just had Larry King, and he said, "What do you get out of this? Do you get a good paycheck from Discovery?"
I do, but believe it or not, it's more about the passion and love for what we do. But Niagara Falls, I barely broke even on.
No kidding.
Wow.
This one I did pretty good on, though.
Okay,
after hitting incredible ratings after the first one, life gets a lot easier in that sense.
Do you have any phobias? I mean, heights are terrible.
I really don't. But you know what? I respect heights just like you. I've just learned to control that more than you probably. But when I walk to the edge of the building and look over the edge, it's not as I go arrogantly like, you're Superman. No,
right.
I'm human. I bleed just like you. You know what I mean? I've got that same sense. It's built into all of us. It's a conscience. Basically.
But that's the rush when you step over the edge of a building and you just look down and you realize I'm over the edge of the building. You love that.
I do, but I've walked a wire since I was 2. I've walked on the ground only a year longer. So there are walks. If there was no wind and that wire was completely stabilized, in no arrogant way, because that's not me, but it's like walking on the ground.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's no different than walking on the ground.
We discuss every so often. We talk about if you would take a sidewalk and run it over the Grand Canyon, exactly where you were. You wouldn't get people that would walk that sidewalk.
It's all a mind game.
Now, meanwhile, you can walk a sidewalk on the street without even thinking about it. You're not going to fall off.
Even winds. You walk in the street all the time with 45 mile an hour winds.
You're not
you just
falling
don't realize
off the
it.
sidewalk.
Think twice about
it. Even balancing on a curb on that. When you're walking on the street, but
there's something about that height that adds this
what I
frightening
do
element.
is more mental than physical, no doubt about it.
That would make sense, more mental, because, you would never go out, even on a street, without rails on it. You'd be petrified.
And at the end of the broadcast, you went to the edge. What were you thinking? Because
You know what?
They left you alone there.
It was a dream come true. I had a contract with another network 4 years ago to do this walk. The cable was already purchased, and the contract was signed. They ended up backing out of the contract, not because of anything other than financial problems on the networks to end. So to have that dream come true was a big deal. I mean, it was quite emotional that I'd made it across. There's so much work that goes into this stuff. The preparation that goes into this stuff is vast. People don't realize how much energy and effort and the amount of media leading up to this. This was shown live in over 170 countries around the world on the Discovery Channel. Big. I mean, Olympic category. Huge event. Yeah. So media from around the world, and it's draining. And to be able to say, I did it, I made it. At this point, it's hard for me to even realize, because this is so long in the making. This is something that, when I was a teenager, was the first time that I thought of doing this.
Wow.
And to be able to fulfill that dream, and a dream that no one in the world's ever done before, similar to Niagara Falls. No one in the world ever walked. There's myths that wire walkers walked over. The truth is, no one did. They were a mile downstream. Blondin did it, and others. But to be able to do that is just, it's mind-blowing to me. I'm living my dream, and it's dreams that are not like, making $1 million. It's dreams that are like impossible or seemingly impossible.
How many times a year do you walk now?
It really depends. I'm actually working on some stuff here in the city, and hopefully I'll be back. But for some, hopefully walking over a couple ball games very soon.
Oh wow!
But
cool.
But working on that right now, and many other walks around the country, where I'm trying to walk between a couple mountain peaks too by the end of the year.
And you don't take any of them for granted, though, like because the one where you're like, oh, that one's kind of easy. I have to look past it to get to the big one. You don't.
Oh, absolutely not. Every single one. My great grandfather did some amazing walks. Tallulah Gorge. He was 700 feet up and 1,300 feet across. Vet Stadium. He did a bunch of crazy walks. He lost his life on a walk that was 135 feet high, which is kind of minuscule compared to the other walks he's done and I've done. And it was 200 feet long, and he lost his life on that. We have to take every single one. I've got an uncle who's paralyzed, 2 that died from 30 feet. Wow. 30 feet.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
So you
Two
better
who
take
died from 30 feet?
You better take it all serious. Every single one.
Wow. How did it happen 30 feet? Were they in a circus?
They were performing, in an arena in State Fair Coliseum in Detroit, Michigan. Yeah. And it was the 7-person pyramid. So there were 7 on the wire at the same time. 2 were paralyzed and one was paralyzed. Two actually were killed. But we went back, actually. That was in 1962. We went back on that same exact wire in that same exact arena for the same exact producer and redid that walk in 98. And that was when I knew I was going to carry this on. So believe it or not, I was accepted to go to college, and I was going to become a pediatrician. Wow. My mom wrote a book when I was younger called The Last of the Walendas, because financially it was over. You couldn't pay your bills. And she thought it was it. And my parents pushed me. They did not want me to have anything to do with this industry. They said, go to school. And I was accepted at college. My uncle gave me a call and said, hey, why don't you be a part of this? We're going to recreate the 7-person pyramid. We're going to show the world that we're still around, we're still strong, and Walendas are still going 7 generations. And I said, cool, I'll do it. And we trained for about 7 months, and I thought, this will be it. I'm going to do this walk, and I'm done.
Right.
I will go on to college. Last hurrah, the Walendas. I was part of that. Great. And I did that walk. I went there, and we did it actually about 32 times during 2 weeks. And I remember seeing the media from around the world and saying, you know what? This is my calling. And it's not that our industry is dying, it's just changing, and I'm going to do it in a big way from here out. Within 3 years, I had the world record for the 8-person pyramid that I brought my family over to Japan to do when I was 22. And then, since then, now I have, I think this will be another one, but I think I'll have 8 world records now.
Huge. How are you handling the notoriety? Because you're a recognizable guy now. I mean,
it's fun in a lot of ways. It's a blessing. There's some challenges too when you're having dinner and everybody's coming up, but that comes with it. That's just part of it, and I enjoy it. And again, I'm extremely blessed to be in the shoes that I am. And it could be the other way where where I'm not paying my bills and I have no notoriety. But really, my dream is and always was to put my family's name back on the map. My great grandfather did an amazing job of that.
Oh,
and it was about making sure the whole world knows who the Walendas are again. And again, I'm blessed. I'm living my dream.
That pyramid, I saw that at the circus recently. I don't get it because no one can fuck up.
That's true.
Everyone's got to do their job, and you got to trust everybody.
That's right. It's so much more dangerous because it's one guy trusting 6 others with his life. Actually, me and my wife performs on The Wire. I said that. And we have an agreement that we will never perform that pyramid together. Like, if she's on top, I'm not involved. And if I'm on the bottom, she's not on
But
top.
you're kind of like flying separately because of the kids, right?
Yeah, that's right. Because of our kids, we'll never jeopardize.
But you still do the pyramid thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Is
Yeah.
it really dangerous?
It is. It is. You know, I have a book that just came out June 4th that I should talk about called
Yeah.
Balance. And it really tells my life story, and it talks about the training leading up to that. And yeah, I mean, it talks about the challenges of and the amount of work that goes in. People don't realize, I mean, this is a lifetime dedication to do what we do. We dedicate our lives to, and some of us in a sad way have dedicated our lives to it. But I believe words are powerful. My great grandfather always said he didn't want to die in a nursing home. He wanted to die performing, and he did. And I always say I want to die in a nursing home in an old age.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to die that way.
And how many Walendas are walking right
there
now?
are 15 of us that are performing.
15.
Yeah. Yeah, all over the world.
When you ride the bike, and this might be a silly question, are they regular bike tires, or do they kind of extend like a tram?
No, you know what it is? Specialized bicycle. I
You're
ride
a child.
and it's a stock bicycle. I lock the front end. I take the handlebars off so my balancing pole has room, and I take the actual rubber off the wheels, the tires, but it's just the rims.
But they're real bike rims?
Real bike rims. They're those stock rims right off. You know,
Come
you can
on.
order on their website.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
You don't modify it at all?
Not the least bit.
Huh.
It's and the only difference, only other thing, it's a fixed gear bike, which is stock again.
You're a bigger dude than I realized too. Nick is you're built like Fedor. He's built like a fighter, Nick. Like, you know, it's hard to tell in the clothes you wear, but sitting next to you, like, you got big arms. You have to be in a shape, I'm sure, to do that. I do some elliptical, but I mean,
it is important to stay in shape, and people are surprised at my size because they expect to be some small, dainty person, you know, doing what we do. But
yeah.
We're not.
What are we promoting for Nick? They're telling us to wrap. What are we promoting?
What's up to Nick?
Besides your book?
Other than my book, it actually came out June 4th. Balance.
Right. Okay.
Story of my life.
All right.
It's an amazing story, amazing family, and the last one over the Grand Canyon was just spectacular
Thank
to watch.
you. Stay tuned.
Great
'Cause
job.
I promise there's much more to come.
For New York,
Yeah,
right?
please do something in New York if they let you. That would be just
Absolutely.
great.
That
That's
would
the
be
plan.
fantastic.
Nick, over here, we'll tweet this shit.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, Nick.
What's
Thank you,
your
Nick.
Twitter
Absolutely.
for everybody?
Twitter.
What's that? Nick Walenda. Just Nick Walenda.
N-I-K?
NIKWALLENDA.
Just, we loved it. We
Thank you so
absolutely
much,
loved
guys.
the whole
Thanks for
thing.
coming in. Thank you.
Nick.
Nick Walenda.
The Opie and Anthony Show. Sirius XM.
And now back to
The Opie and Anthony Show on Sirius XM.
Really liked Nick Walenda. What a great guy. Real
He's
nice
a good
guy.
one. He was a good guest.
He said he would come back.
Yeah.
We got an exclusive.
We do?
Yeah, we know what he's doing next, so.
Oh.
Don't challenge me. He told me.
He told you off the air.
I know.
E-Rock, you should have played Walk This Way when he came in. Douche you could do. That. These boots are made for walking.
Walking on sunshine.
Walking on sunshine.
That's
you know.
more like, because up in the air, walking on sunshine. You know.
I'm walking.
Not
Here comes
sunshine.
Nick Walenda. And the other day he was walking on sunshine.
The sad part is someone down the hall going, yes, that's what I've been trying to have them do.
Yeah. Wow, now that's a radio
Want to
break.
welcome Nick Walenda, the guy, of course, that just tight-roped across the Grand Canyon.
Grand Canyon, and he was walking on sunshine.
That's right, Alpha.
That's right. Wow. Oh, fuck.
He was cool about the Jesus thing. We weren't gonna.
know what?
We weren't gonna push him too much on that.
I thought it was going to be a big. I thought he was going to be very religious, like to do an interview with.
Right.
You ever see people that have to interview very religious people, and they're just constantly bringing up God and stuff? No, and that's what led me to believe what Jimmy has been saying, that it's kind of a mantra out there.
Right.
Like he says it to relax himself, but it's not like every second of the day he's.
And for everyone that has haters on Twitter, that should speak volumes to you today. Nick Walenda, who fucking tight-roped across the Grand Canyon, had to deal with shit on Twitter. Are you kidding me?
The cable is. That's nothing. You fucking tool.
We get why we get haters, of course, but I mean, a guy like him should not have one hate tweet.
Hater.
That was amazing.
Fucking nothing.
Right.
We're faggot. Fucking people.
Yeah. I wanted to just a quick little update because people depend on me for the Zimmerman trial information. Yesterday, there was the first eyewitness testified, a woman.
What about a JK, LMNO, P, or Q witness?
Oh, we get it. And it was an eyewitness for the prosecution. She was she was supposed to be the witness that the prosecution said was going to say that there was a chase going on. She saw someone running after someone. Never said in her statement that she knew who was running after who, but there was some running, and then she saw some kind of a fracas going on. Arms flailing, as she said. Some of these things kind of got in the way of what Zimmerman's initial statement was, blah, blah, blah. It's a black woman. And that was the first witness. Well, she gets up, and then during cross-examination, Zimmerman's lawyers start questioning her, and apparently they're like, well, you have a Facebook page. No. She's like, yes, I do. Did you Facebook like a Convict George Zimmerman Facebook page?
Oops.
Yeah.
Oops.
She did. Thank you.
That's all he said?
It was right at the end of the thing, of other questioning. But that was the final, like, hey, jury, by the way, catch this. So you pretty much took all of her testimony and throw it right out the fucking window.
Will the judge tell them not to consider it?
No, they can consider it, but you're told that if you don't believe part of someone's testimony, you could pretty much throw out all the fucking testimony. And if you believe there's bias on someone's part, you can throw away all their testimony. And the jury will be charged with all this. They'll be given instructions and whatnot. And that's a very important thing. Credibility is everything in a trial with your witnesses. And if she liked a Convict George Zimmerman page, you pretty much got to believe that her testimony could be biased. So that was one of the big prosecution witnesses, by the way.
Why wouldn't the prosecution see that and ask her to unlike it before the trial?
Yeah, could you unlike that?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, wipe out your fucking page because, that was a huge one. And from what I'm seeing every day, I'm really being led to believe more and more that George Zimmerman will be acquitted of this, not even a lower charge or anything. I think he will absolutely be acquitted. The prosecution...
You weren't sure going in, right?
I was positive.
Oh.
The prosecution...
Oh, Sam.
Remember also, the prosecutors, they don't want to be forced into prosecuting. There was no arrest right off the bat until there was all this pressure. So they were pressured into arresting him and pressured into prosecuting this case. And a prosecutor doesn't want to be forced into having to prosecute. They should have went to a grand jury who would have looked at the facts and said, all right, it's a self-defense case. To now have to prosecute it as murder too is ridiculous. And these prosecutors are put in a bad position where they have nothing. They don't have a case here. And they're having to make something of a case about this, and they just don't have it. The defense doesn't even have to be that good. That's what's fucked up about this. Oh, he's telling a joke at the beginning. Oh, he fumbled this one. He didn't object to this, that, or the other thing. Well, you know what? That proves how easy a case this is. They don't even have to be that good because the prosecution, it's their burden to prove, and they don't have it. They just don't have it. So if the jury is instructed properly and they consider what they're supposed to consider and keep all that static and peripheral bullshit out of it, I do believe you'll see an acquittal on George Zimmerman.
I actually got a question.
Oh, yes, sir.
What's the whitest city in America for when the decision comes down?
The decision comes down.
What officially is the whitest city in America?
I would think somewhere in Montana.
Montana.
I think you got to go to Montana.
It'll be very white, and I could do some fly fishing.
Yeah, you don't want to go to Indiana.
No.
Lots of black people in Indiana.
Yeah.
All right.
And as I said yesterday, and I'll say it today, and I'll probably say it fucking tomorrow, the press, the mainstream media, should be held accountable for any violence if there is an acquittal and there is violence, because they reported this case right from the beginning inaccurately and with so much bias against George Zimmerman that people that watch the news and all they get as far as information about this is from the news, you would be led to believe that he should be convicted. Now, if he's acquitted, that's the only information these people are going to have and wonder why he was acquitted. There will be allegations of racism, of all kinds of inappropriate actions on the part of the jury. All that will come into play when the truth of the matter is, if you paid attention to the case and know a little bit about the laws, you would know that he should be acquitted.
Right.
But you know, the news has other agendas. So good luck to everybody. Godspeed, everyone.
And in other news, because it's breaking as we speak,
Yes.
they just arrested the Patriots guy.
Yeah. Ah.
Hernandez, right? Yeah.
Yes.
They just took him out of his house in handcuffs.
Yep. Boy, that's
He's
it.
in trouble.
Career down the shitter right there.
So what? It's a friend of his or a friend of a friend murdered a mile from his house?
I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend.
What the hell do you think happened there?
I don't know. I could one murder at a time.
Yeah.
I don't know. What is the allegation there?
I don't know.
Alligator.
It seems a little shady.
Is it?
Yeah. The body was found a mile from his house. You think you would take care of that shit?
And that's right. I did hear that he has a security system in his house, but everything was destroyed.
Oh, wow.
Like all the DVRs that record the cameras and everything just fucking wiped out.
Wow.
Ooh, that's
Didn't he smash his phone or something too?
Yeah,
when they were asking
his cell
questions?
his cell phone.
Oh my God!
Smashed.
Was he throwing his life? Oh,
At,
did this guy just throw his life away?
Yeah.
Fuck. But
That's
they
crazy.
officially arrested him. They just took him out of his house in handcuffs.
Bye.
Within the last, maybe not even an hour.
They had a cleaning crew come in the day after.
Yeah, something.
Oh, man.
Fuck.
Oh, Jiminy Cricket.
Yeah, they got something.
He's in Dutch.
Yeah.
Well, they're down for obstruction of justice, obviously, if you're hiring cleaning crews and smashing your...
Yeah, at the very least. You have, like, fucking...
Let me see your phone. What, this phone? What, this phone?
Wham! Wham! I dropped it.
Right.
Oh, shit.
They
Wow.
can still get information off it, can't they?
Yeah, for the most part. I had a phone that I had a bike accident on last summer. I went flying over my bicycle and pretty much snapped my phone in half. It was bent in half, and they got everything off and no problem.
Pictures of him at a titty bar with the deceased the same night?
Yeah, they were all hanging out. That's what I'm saying.
Wow.
So, what happened.
Yeah. There's a... Man, that's the nightmare we talk about. Like, you go to sleep, you start dreaming, you dream that you're involved in a murder, you're trying to cover it up, and you realize I can't,
You open your eyes
and then you wake up and you're like, oh, I'm out of trouble.
It is one of the greatest feelings ever. You're like, wait, all that stuff that I thought, it was a dream? Oh my God.
I'm in trouble, I'm so fucked, I'm in trouble. No trouble.
Oh, I got to go to work.
Oh, that's great, I got to go to work.
I got to get in the shower.
Yeah, by the way, I'm gonna drive to work today, but I was just in a whole murder cover-up.
Right.
It's amazing. Just seconds ago. But he's feeling like that now, and there's no waking up.
Unbelievable.
That's gotta suck.
Yeah, I mean, what a dummy. Like, you have such a great life. Sometimes I feel like when you look at, like, people who fuck up royally, like, who went to jail for, who just killed the wife? What's the big murder case that's happening right now?
George Zimmerman?
No. It's a domestic case. Guy killed his wife or something. We've just been talking about it.
Anyone? Pal Talk?
I'm asking for a reason because...
Jody Arias.
No, it was a guy.
A guy?
Killed a chick?
Yeah, he killed
her. The one that shot through the door?
Oh, the no leg guy?
No, I don't remember. It might have been him or it was
Dr. Richard Kimball? No?
But I was thinking to myself, like... no, I had watched a documentary on somebody. Okay, I'm sorry, it was a documentary. But I was watching a guy killed his wife. And I think he killed his wife. And I'm like, as mad as I've gotten at exes, I never did anything stupid like that. Like, sometimes you realize, like, fuck, man, even though things are annoying, I have not ruined my life.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean? When you look at people who, in one moment, whether it's drunk driving and killing somebody, or shooting somebody, or whatever it is they've done, they've ruined their life. And, like, this guy, it's like you're one of the Patriots. You got a great fucking gig.
That's terrible.
There it is.
And I mean, if he
the
did
video
it
over and over again.
Maybe he just covered up information too.
That's
He might not
true.
have killed
He
anybody.
might not be up for murder here, but
Maybe obstruction.
He might be, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's definitely in fucking trouble.
Yep.
That's for sure. You don't want to be that guy.
No. We're wrapping up. I want to remind people that today's podcast day. Every Wednesday, a brand new Opie and Anthony podcast. This week's episode is episode number 7. Make sure you subscribe for the podcast because that gives us those fake numbers that we love. And this week it's Max Cook, the guy who does Tony Soprano perfectly. He called from the grave as Tony Soprano, and a little twist, he was also on Ambien because he was so distraught about the death of Gandolfini. So it was a really strange, weird phone call. So we put that up on the podcast this week. Also, Tony Danza, from when he used to do his Tony Danza show, we used to mess with the people online.
Yes, we did.
And also the Dave Rabbit tapes. This was a listener request, and yeah, good idea. He's the guy that used to do radio while he was in Vietnam, and I've had the tapes since I went to college, thanks to Stork. Fred, my friend Fred gave me these tapes a long time ago.
We thought the Stork was retarded.
And we finally did something with it on the radio show, and now it's on the podcast. Just really interesting to hear a guy broadcasting from Vietnam. And
they were great tapes, man. His voice was great. I love those things.
The Big 69.
Yeah, I loved them.
Talking about the whores and the drugs and all sorts of stuff.
It had a sound to it, man. A really weird, older. There was something about it that took you into another
audio
era.
Quality. Yeah.
It was different than anything you hear. Like I loved the Rabbit tapes.
Yeah, absolutely. So
cool.
you could hear the tapes for yourself and our commentary on that on this week's podcast. And what's the Opie and Anthony nugget?
It's I
don't even know. I didn't fucking pick the nugget.
We never got into this. I had to argue with Sal a little bit because he wanted another E-Rock song.
Oh God, Sal.
What did you want, Sammy?
Sal.
We put on Crazy Gary Busey.
Sammy.
Oh, good.
Crazy Gary Busey.
Yeah.
I got with Coke Logic. I think he's going to animate that thing.
Yeah?
Yeah, he's going to animate the Crazy Gary Busey thing.
I also think Sal may have just been looking for an excuse to play the E-Rock songs a whole bunch of times in the office sitting next to...
We do know he loves that.
Loves to push those buttons.
Oh, loves pushing a button.
Nice. I'm looking at numbers.
And a stool.
Man. I want to thank everyone that's subscribing to the podcast. I'm looking at really solid numbers there. Thank you. And the links are on our Facebook page, and it's on iTunes, and it's on the SiriusXM fucking site somewhere. If you can navigate that shithole.
SiriusXM.com/Opie and Anthony.
Oh, that seems pretty easy.
Yeah, it's right there.
They're going to allow the past 911 calls that Zimmerman made.
And an alternate juror has been dismissed.
And an alternate juror has been dismissed. No reason given by the judge. Zimmerman called the police close to 50 times over an 8-year period to report such things as slow vehicles, loitering strangers in the neighborhood, and open garages. This could be a bad thing for the defense, I think, if it shows this pattern of the same things that he's doing. If every suspicious person is black, I'm sure the prosecution is going to try to paint it as he's a racist. Something like that, but and this is why the defense was trying to keep these other tapes quiet. But again, as far as static goes, as far as letting the jury work with the facts of this case, you could show some prior intent, but I don't think it's going to hurt the case.
All right. Is it Jimmy Day?
Today's Wednesday.
Jimmy!
Is it Jimmy Day?
My advice show. Oh, guys.
Oh, boy. You know what I learned from Jimmy's advice show? There's a lot of people drinking and taking drugs out there.
Absolutely. In this room.
Fuck.
Yes.
A lot of fucking people in recovery, wanting to be in recovery, not in recovery at all, but fucking amazing. Jimmy's got a great... you got a great rapport with people that need help, especially in that line. Not so much people dealing with children. When they say, my kids are doing this, Jimmy's like, I fucking duct tape them in their room and fuck a whore.
I can only give... most times people on advice shows are speculating, and I think that you should be honest when you're speculating.
You let the people know that you're not. I'm not an expert at this. Things like addiction, though, and stuff, and getting help, and people that are having a hard time with those things, and relationships also. Albeit you can't fucking hold on to one for a minute.
I literally, there's not one hungry woman in New York. They're all full.
No coffee, no fucking lunch.
Oh, no, I've had my share of coffee and I've had my lunch. Would you like to? No, thanks, I've had that.
What about lunch tomorrow?
Yeah, no,
I still haven't
I've
eaten lunch yet.
I've eaten for the entire week. I do it on Sunday mornings.
Oh, Jimmy.
And
but it's very good, and you're coming on at 10. I
appreciate you.
It's highly recommended.
Thank you, buddy. And so a quick plug is Antisocial second show.
Ooh.
Myself, the great Amy Schumer, David Tell, Artie Lang, July 20th in Pennsylvania are on sale. And Rich Voss will be at Mohegan Sun on Saturday. He forgot to plug, but we love Voss, and go see him. He's a really, really funny comic. We tease him, as you know, but he's hilarious, man.
Yeah, thank you to Rich Voss, Larry King, Nick Walenda, and not so much Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, you don't know.
Not so much.
Oh.
So far, our request is
yeah.
falling on deaf ears, I guess.
Jerry, I heard Jerry walked in and someone in the lobby went, Jerry! And he didn't even turn his head, didn't do anything. He just kept walking.
Wait, in the lobby where?
Or by the elevators.
Oh, downstairs?
No, upstairs. Here it's serious. Like the elevator doors open, he steps out, and I think somebody right there was like, Jerry!
It's probably Denny.
Nothing. Oh, hey, Jerry.
Who was it?
I don't know. Somebody said, I think Roland knew this. Pretty,
Roland. So it's probably Roland, and Jerry didn't know what he said.
Jay.
Jerry.
I'm Roland. Jerry.
Like if you want to play some words back later, we can.
Oh, God.
I'm gonna have some non-ad yogurt. Think about it.
No, I don't want to.
Jim Norton next.
Opie and Anthony have left the building. But Jim Norton is not going anywhere. If you have problems and a phone, it's your lucky day. The Jim Norton Show is next. Jim Norton is a moderately successful comedian, an average author, and a terrible actor. And your chance to speak directly with him has arrived. Call 866-969-1969. The phone lines are open. And the Jim Norton Show starts now.
It's almost lonely being in here without the great Bailey J. Bailey and I have been chatting. I would like to film this, and so I've been chatting with her about that. She will be here within the next couple of weeks, so she really adds a lot when she's here. I love doing the show by myself, and I'm comfortable doing it by myself. I simply enjoy her as a person, and I enjoy her advice, and I think she's very funny and bright, so I really enjoy when Bailey is on the show with me. It's just a fun thing to do. All right, but we have another hour together, so let's talk to... Yay! Paul! Yay! Hi, Paul. Hello?
Hello?
Hi, Paul. How are you? You're on the line.
Oh, well, they got the name wrong.
What's your name?
Bill.
Bill.
Well, I guess the issue I'm having is I found out the girl I'm seeing for almost 2.5 months is a 32-year-old virgin.
A 2-year-old virgin? I hear you. 32-year-old virgin?
Yeah, and she's into that. She's not religious, but like she's been brought up to save yourself for marriage type of thing. And
oh wow! Did she suck your dick?
Not yet.
How long you dating her?
About 2.5.
2.5 years?
Months.
Oh, well, you know what, dude? Now, do you really like this girl?
I do.
Okay, well, that's not a problem. I mean, but she won't fuck you until you're married.
It looks that way, and it's not something I really believe in, you know?
Yeah, I don't blame you. So you might have to dump her. To me, any chick that's held out and isn't sucking dick till they're 32, there's a problem there. And I know it's religion or whatever it is. It's not normal to be a virgin at that age, or to at least if she should let you eat her ass or she should blow you. But if she's not helping you come, then what are you going to do with her? For fucking get married and then you find out her pussy's terrible or she hates fucking?
Right, exactly.
So what is your question? How should you leave her?
Well, really what I want to know is, I don't want to be the dick that pushes her into having sex. And
right, absolutely.
I'm damned if I do, damned if I don't. I just don't I'm not an asshole. I don't like being assholes towards women, and how do I push my agenda without coming off as an asshole.
I would suggest being honest. I think the best course of action, because she may be ready to fuck, dude. The best course of action you can take, I think, is to say, look, having sex in a relationship is important to me. I don't think I'm ready for marriage yet, but I want to be very honest with you. And she might go, well, then forget it. Or she might go, no, I really like you too, and I'm ready for some dick, but let's ease into it. So she might be willing to work with you. Maybe she'll jerk you off a little, blow you, or maybe she'll just lick your balls while you jerk. I know you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. Maybe you can bridge her into sex. Maybe she'll try little things to help you come and then eventually be ready for sex. But I think if she's not ready for any of that, and she's like, no, none of that till I'm married, then you just gotta fucking ditch her, and I don't think you're being a dick. I think she's being unreasonable. So tell her to take her fucking Viking 16th century thinking and hit the yellow brick road.
Sounds like a plan.
Good luck, my friend.
Thank you, sir.
God bless. All right, my friend John in New Jersey here, who, why do you have, go ahead, John, what's your question?
Can you hear me, Jim?
Yes, John, right?
Yes.
Okay, hi, buddy.
How you doing, Jim?
Good. What's up?
So, I'm calling because I have an issue that's been happening for about the last 6 months.
Okay.
Me and my girlfriend have a very healthy sex life, but I find in order for me to, get there, I've been having to think about that. It's almost like an unwilling exchange on her part.
A rape fantasy. Now, you think like you're holding her down or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, like, we do some bondage play and everything like that, and we do have, like, rough sex. But in my head, I imagine that she's enjoying it even though she doesn't want to.
Right. So your fantasies are not that rape is about a power and abuse and harm. You're not thinking that way. You're thinking more of sexual dominance.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think a lot of women have those rape fantasies too. Of course, I mean, even when they want to be degraded or spanked or even smacked hard, it doesn't mean that they want to truly be raped. So rape fantasies are, I think, different than what you're having. You're having just power and you want her to get sexual pleasure from your power type stuff. I don't think that's bad. Have you told her?
No, I haven't discussed it with her. I mean, she likes to be choked. She likes to be held down.
Cool.
She likes the dominant part of it.
Sure.
Just I feel guilty afterwards that like I'm thinking like that, like, oh, she doesn't even want this, but now she's enjoying it, and like almost like it's like against her will.
Don't feel guilty about your fantasy, man. It's harmless. You're not hurting her. You're enjoying each other. Don't feel guilty about what you're fantasizing about. You should. The true psychopath fucks a girl, hurts her, and then fantasizes that she's enjoying it for real. You're actually just making it up in your head. And with a girl who really is enjoying it. So I think that you're okay. I think you should tell her, though, maybe you can play act it.
Well, that would be great.
Yeah. Okay?
Yeah, and she's a very open girl. Thanks, Tim.
Good luck, my friend. Matt in Canada. Welcome, Matt.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, man. Listen, I'm 3 years sober.
Okay.
And I've been getting into stand-up comedy the last year or so.
Good for you, buddy.
Thank you. And it was actually something you said on the air that got me on stage the first time. But anyways, the question I have for you is, a lot of the stuff, like some of the my favorite jokes that I've thought of are sort of based around the culture of the anonymous program.
Sure.
In particular.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering how you would feel about me doing, public material about something that's supposed to be private and anonymous.
Well, I was 3 years sober when I started comedy too. And I had gone on sober retreats with people who were in 12-step programs. And then there were things I took out of those rooms and those meetings that kind of became part of my humor. Eventually they left. But the only thing, and I talked to a priest about it, a priest who was sober through a 12-step program, and I said, because it's important for me to respect the anonymity of all those programs and not break my personal anonymity at the level of press, radio, film. And he said, if you're doing it on stage in a comedy form, it's a performance. It's like if you're an actor and they say, we want you to play this, you would do it. The only thing I have not done and will not do is say, hey, I'm in this program or that program. What I find is helpful is you can talk about the things you learn there, or you could talk about the things you've learned from people, or the personality traits, or the behavioral traits. I would try to avoid breaking the personal anonymity, because I still think there's a way to get the jokes out and do it without violating that very important request that they make.
And I understand that part of it. But the joke's sort of based around, 13 stepping, how, like, when you're out in sort of the normal world, you can get in trouble for, taking advantage of someone who is too drunk.
Sure.
And then in the program world, you get in trouble for taking advantage of somebody who's not sober enough.
Yeah.
There's like nowhere in between to meet them.
Yeah, well, you could talk about that. I mean, again, phrase it however you're comfortable. But, I don't think you should exclude any type of, whatever you want to talk about as a comedian, I think you should talk about. That one, I would just say try to respect what they request because it's saving your life. But again, I think there's a way to talk about it.
Well, thanks, Jimmy. I drove all the way to Toledo just to see you, and it was great. So.
Thank you, buddy. You're one of 8 people that showed up in Toledo. So thank you for coming, man, all right?
It was a great show. Thank you, buddy.
Good luck, buddy. Okay, let's go to Chris in Brooklyn.
Hey, Jim, how you doing?
Hello, Chris.
Hey, I felt obligated to tell you something because I don't think you know, but I was listening to the Ozzy interview when he was on Stern, and when he recorded that last Sabbath album, 13,
yeah,
he was doing coke, heroin, and meth. He was doing everything. When he relapsed, he was doing everything.
Yeah, no, I do know that. It's funny. I didn't know until after he quit, like he had come back to being sober. But we had Ozzy on the show right after Howard. Him and Geezer came over for a half hour, 40 minutes. And we were talking about the different songs. And I love the song Methademic, which is one of the extra songs. So I was asking him about it. I'm like, who was doing, so I said something like, where did that get inspired by? He's like, I was doing fucking meth, so we talked about it a little bit. But how did I feel about it? I mean, look, I love Ozzy. So I was heartbroken when I heard that he relapsed just for him.
Shocked. Yeah, I was shocked. I heard your interview, too, but I didn't hear him admit to doing it.
Yeah, he did admit it, but what I love about Ozzy is this. There's an honesty in him that most performers don't have. And I think that's the beauty of him, is that he does come out and talk about it, and he's not ashamed of it, and he says, look, this is what it was. But I felt bad for him, and I like Sharon so much as people. So I feel bad for them, and I hope that he stays sober. Because, when you love a guy so much, you want to just see him do well. And it's like, Ozzy, you're 64. You've beaten the odds. You got the #1 record on the Billboard charts for the first time in 40 years. Just enjoy it. So hopefully he will stay sober this time and just allow himself to enjoy it.
Yeah, I hope so, man. Good talking to you.
Thank you, buddy. Take care.
All right.
Let us see here. Yes, Jim in California. Hi, Jim.
Hey, Jimmy, this is Tim. But hey, I've got a kid. No, he's not a kid. He's 20 years old, but he's a kid to me.
Mm-hmm.
And he got himself in some trouble with the law, with drugs and alcohol, and he's happened to go into rehab.
Oh, he wants to go.
Well, he wants to go. For part of it is to get him. It's going to help him, make amends with the law.
Sure.
Instead of jail, he goes to rehab, basically. But what I'm having a problem with is he is really down on any organized religion. And he went into one rehab, and he lasted about 2 days because they started to force this, the whole religion sort of thing on him.
Well, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, I was just going to say that I don't know how to explain to him to kind of let him find his own deal. And I know that that I listen to you and Ronnie B and whatnot, and you guys kind of have a different take on that.
Well, I'm not a religious guy either, and I got sober when I was 18, so it wasn't like I was like, oh, good, I want to go talk about God. I didn't want to fucking hear it. So what people told me, and I believed them. Me and Stanhope debated being sober in different programs. And the whole God thing throws a lot of people off, the word God. The 12 steps were come up with in the 40s, or 1942, I think. So it was a different thinking back then. A lot of that, the word God, like in hymn, the hymn has been changed to just God again, so there's gender neutrality. But it can mean good orderly direction. It can mean group of drunks. The group of drunks, these people are a power greater than myself. It's only got to be a power greater than myself. And again, good orderly direction can be a power greater than myself. It should not be enough to keep you from being sober. If you're allowing, I don't like religion. Well, you know what Jim Norton's like. I am not the fucking picture of spirituality. Yeah. All right? What's more important to you? flushing your life down the toilet, or finding a way to navigate those 3 letters. You will find a way, because there are atheists and agnostics who live extremely long, productive, sober lives. No one is going to say you have to be a Christian, you have to be a Muslim, you have to believe in God, the deity. You do not have to believe in a deity. You do not have to believe in fucking Buddha or Muhammad or something in heaven or hell. You can be absolutely as hardcore as Penn Jillette as far as belief that there is no God or afterlife and still be working the program beautifully. So that's just an excuse that we give to ourselves why I can't do this or why I won't do this.
Why do these programs, why do they kind of, I don't know, almost force that? Everything that I've looked at except for one, and one I thought was really a good program, and it turns out it's some Scientology thing.
Right.
But why do they put that in there? I mean, doesn't that seem to be like nowadays more of a kind of a turnoff?
I don't care if it's a turnoff or not. Here's why I say that. It works. For whatever reason, it's free. You're under zero obligation. There is zero burden on anybody, and it works. For whatever reason, the way the steps are structured, I've read the 12 steps, and it was written in the 40s, and every single ounce of my bullshit, every manipulative thing I do, every fucking sneaky Pete thing I do is covered in the steps. It's an absolute, it's one of the greatest writings in human history. That this fucking, these 12 steps cover every piece of bullshit I try to fling. Like, do you know what I mean? So for whatever reason, the spiritual angle, and again, spiritual can be completely non-deity oriented, is very important. Because I do have a spiritual sickness to a certain degree. And that's that self-centeredness and that fucking obsession with self and not giving, and all of these other things is covered. So for whatever reason, dude, why is it still there? Because it works. And I would have been dead a long time ago without it. So either I have to adjust to that, or I can just continue doing it my way. And my way is what got me in all the trouble I was in. So tell him he will figure it out. He will learn to be okay with it, and he does not have to bend and believe in any type of a God in heaven if he doesn't want to. That's fine.
I'm using you and Ronnie B as examples because he's listened to you guys on the radio when he's on the truck with me.
Okay.
And so he knows that you guys have had, your demons and your issues and been through this stuff, but he kind of knows where you stand, too. That's what I'm trying to tell him. So, look, you don't have to make it, a higher God thing, so...
No,
I appreciate it, Jimmy.
Thank you, buddy.
Give me a little bit of insight. Thank you.
Play him this break. Record this and play this for him and tell him, if it had to be Jesus or it had to be God in heaven, I would not be sober today. If they had forced anything down my throat like that, I would not be sober today. They didn't. They're like, this is what we have. If you want what we have and are willing to go to... That's the key. If you want what we have. And if you don't, you're more than welcome to go back out and live life as you see fit. Thank you for the call.
Thank you, Jimmy. Bye-bye.
Okay, buddy. The guy has... And what's the number here, E-Rock? To get more people calling.
866-969-1969.
Okay, it's someone here. Let's talk to Billy in Atlanta. Hi, Billy.
Hey, Jim. How are you?
I'm great, Billy. How are you?
I'm excellent. I've been clean and sober for 27 years. I've worked the steps. I've got a lot going on in my life as far as, own my home, have a great job. But it's the relationships. I've had just a struggle with women, and I don't date really very many women in the program, so it's not that. But I think women are just crazy in general. So
yeah. I understand the difficulty. Are you a sex addict?
I do look at the pictures on the web.
No, but I mean, has it not like the little bit of normal jerking off to porn, but I mean, has it become the thing that you do, which has made a relationship impossible?
Oh, no, nothing like that. I think it's just that it seems to be that white whale. It's that one thing in my life that I've never been able to achieve.
Yeah, I've had problems with it too, and part of it is, I think when I'm single now for 2 years, I was joking about not being able to get a girl to lunch with me. I mean, I was joking and I was serious. Part of it is sometimes I think we're overeager. And I think Opie said that to me. He said, you're trying too hard. And it's such a basic, simple advice, but I think he's right. Women can sense that shit. Not desperation, not like, but just the little neediness. That's why married guys get hit on all the time, because women do not, women can sense that, and it's a turn off for them. So I would suggest just try to be, sometimes it helps. Just say, let's go out as friends. Maybe there's something with women you're missing, so go out with a few of them as friends, and really don't try to fuck them or get involved with them. Just pick up some behavioral things from them. Sometimes that helps, and maybe you'll find somebody. I wish you a lot of luck. There's no real answer for that one. I would just say relax and just be yourself. You're doing something right.
Great. I always have the question that has no answer.
Yeah, no, it's a tough one, dude, because I don't know what you look like. You could look like the fucking Elephant Man.
Robert Downey Jr. is who I've been described as lately.
Jesus Christ. Well, then why can't, maybe chicks are intimidated, but I'll jerk you off.
Yeah, that's it. I had a girl at work one time. She said, you know how guys are like so dressed up sometimes and they look so nice? It's like, you're afraid they're not even going to talk to you. I'm like, really? Is that what it is? I'm that good looking. I'm intimidating. Uh-huh.
Well, maybe that is it, Just go out with them as friends a little bit. You'll find somebody.
All right. Appreciate it. That's on the show.
Thank you, man. Thank you for calling. Before we go, we got Bobby's on the phone. Before we go to him, I didn't see line 1 has been on for 22 minutes. Who is that? Because I can't read anything.
I can see it on my screen here. It's Joe in Chicago. Can you read what he's...
no, I can't read anything.
Joe in Chicago trying to figure out if he should cut his dad out of his life or not.
Oh, okay. Hi, Joe. I couldn't read you. I didn't even realize you were on hold. How are you, Joseph?
Hey, no problem. Pretty good. Basically, the situation is both my dad and I are incredible alpha personalities. And so around his birthday about a month ago, we kind of got in yelling argument type thing. And he's of the mindset that the kids should bow down to the father type thing. And so the long story short was he didn't tell me he was carrying resentment about it afterwards, but I'm hearing from family members that he's going around spreading lies such as I'm addicted to gambling and I'm out gambling away my paycheck each month and stuff like that. And he's always been dramatic and all that, and he's recently gone back to smoking weed and drinking, and it's one of those where it's like it's getting to the point where I'm wondering, is it better for me to just walk away?
Well, I'm sorry, how old are you and how old is your dad?
I'm 31 and he's 61. I've had my problems. I'm not coming in saying I'm a saint, but to have things made up when I already have my own problems to deal with kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's irritating, but do you think about him dying and what it will be like if he passes away?
The thing is, it's not it's one of those where if he was ill, if he needed ultimate help, I'd be there for him. But I want to, essentially just check out. I just want to say, if you need me, if it's, you need an operation, you need to see if there's a bone marrow donor or something like that, I'd be there for him for that. But I just don't want to talk to him. Like, if I see him at Christmas, I'll say hi. But other than that, like, I want nothing to do with him. And I know it's going to cause problems with my sister has 5 kids. I just know it's going to cause a problem for everybody but me, because he's going to take it out on everybody else.
Well, what do you want to do? It sounds crazy. Do you really want to cut him out of your life?
Like I said, I'll be there for him if he is in dire need, but other than that, I don't want to deal with him anymore. If he's going to spread lies and rumors behind my back, I don't want to deal with that. But like I said, the people who are going to suffer from this aren't me. It's really my mom and my sister and her 5 kids.
Well, you can't live for them, obviously. You have to live for yourself. And if he's really insufferable, then I guess don't deal with him. But, I got an email from a guy. I was trying to find that as we're talking. I should have printed it out, about regretting losing the relationship with his dad, and his dad died, and how it affected him greatly. And I was going to read it on the air, and of course, I want to fucking smash my cunt phone because we're not getting any reception in here. So I would suggest if maybe you could talk to your dad or take a little bit of time off, But, you know, again, once they're dead, and you never get that chance back. So you might want to just think about that. But if he's being an insufferable prick, you don't have to deal with him either.
Yeah.
All right.
No, it's a good piece to, you know, I really do worry about them because, you know, he's hitting retirement age and he's going to have all data to make their lives miserable. So...
But again, you can't live for them. You got to live for yourself. But I would say try to make it work if you can.
All right, man. Appreciate it and keep up the good work, man.
Thank you, buddy, very much. I'm so fucking frustrated.
Oh, you're not getting the Wi-Fi in here?
It's just the whole fucking thing. Put Bobby on the phone. Bob Levy. Hi, Bobby.
Hey, what's up, brother?
How are you, buddy?
Hey, Jimmy, I've been sober. It's going to be 3 years now in August. Like, you know, and all I had to do basically was say, you know, my life was a mess. You knew me, you know, how I was. I was out of control. And, like, talking to you and Colin and even Voss helped them. You know, even sometimes when I talk to Voss, I want to go back to drinking. But it really changed my life for the better. It has nothing to do with, like, Jesus and all of that. It's about just making yourself a better person. People don't realize that, you know. They think it's all about, you know, oh, you're turning into a Jesus freak and all that. It has nothing to do with any beliefs. It's changing your life for the better. And my life can't be any better than it is right now by not drinking and doing drugs.
You're happy with where you're at right now?
Totally. I mean, there's no... But the way I was, I would be dead in 2 years if I would have kept it up. There's no way. Because you cannot continue to do coke and to drink every time you do a show and think you're going to live. There's no way. There is no way. And all you got to do is get the people that suck out of your life, and your life is so much better.
Yeah, I mean, there are having some negative people around does hurt, and they say you got to change people, places, and things. So, yeah, it is important. You do have to change the people. But I'm happy to hear you're doing well, Bobby. You know that.
No, I know. I can't wait 3 years, and I'm going to celebrate by having a nice soda.
Attaboy, Bob. Have a nice soda and yank that giant prick of yours.
I love you.
I'll see you soon, brother.
All right, bye.
Bye, buddy. I love Bob Levy. He's one of my favorite people. I owe him a lot. Let us see. Let's talk to Danny in Illinois. Hi, Danny.
Hey, Jimmy. How's it going?
I'm well, buddy. How are you?
I'm good. A little confused. I need your help.
Sure.
I got divorced about 3.5 years ago. At the time, my stepdaughter at the time was 19. I just ran into her at a bar Saturday night, and she's saying it's the new body I got because I gotten myself into great shape, but she's hinting around that she wants to hook up like like booty call.
Now, how long since you've lived with her?
3.5 years.
And does she hate your ex-wife?
Well, she, my ex-wife kind of disowned her for a little while because she disapproved of the boyfriend she had at the time. You know, he was like a alcoholic. He was in a band and bad influence. So they're not in the best relationships, but, the thing is, you know, with my ex-wife, I do have 2 young daughters that are 7 and 9 that I see on a regular basis. So I'm afraid of jeopardizing that, but, you know, it's a court order, so she can't really tell me no. But, you know, my ex-stepdaughter's grown up, and I'm not going to lie to you, Jimmy, she is fucking amazing.
Dude, believe me, I've never had a stepdaughter, but, you know, my head is saying don't do it. My cock is saying, what are you, a silly goose? I would suggest you don't do it because you have 2 kids with the ex. To me, the daughter's doing it for some kind of a weird reason. Like maybe she just likes you or always liked you, or maybe it's revenge on her mother, or whatever it is. It can only end badly. And maybe the court order is the court order with you seeing the kids with your ex-wife, but she can make it hard. She can make it unpleasant. And when it comes to a relationship with your children, do you really want to have... Because dude, if you fuck the ex-stepdaughter, that's unforgivable. Your relationship with the ex-wife, even if it's bad now, will be irreparable, and she will probably go out of her way to fuck you over at every chance, any way she can.
Yeah, I could see her doing that because she is, you know, for lack of a better word, she is a spiteful bitch. But
yeah,
the head on top of me was thinking, you know what? that would be the ultimate fuck you to my ex. And the head on the bottom was saying, dude, why didn't you fuck her already? But that's,
Well, I think you know the answer. I would suggest not doing it. And again, not out of a moral reason, but I mean, she simply logistically can make your life very unpleasant if the ex-wife finds out, and you don't need that headache. It's an ugliness that you just don't need.
Yeah, so I could kind of compromise just thinking about her and jerk off at home by myself. That'd be all right, right?
Absolutely, dude. Just jerk off. Fucking cum in your own belly button, and then you scoop it out and go, I'm glad I didn't do that. No more headaches, all right?
I just want to say one thing. That divorce was really depressing at the time, and I got to say that I owe you big because watching Monster Rain 3 or 4 nights every week, that, give me that little laugh and, just that, little break from reality, laughing my ass off. You helped me through a lot, Jimmy, and I love you forever for that.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. That's very nice. I will say this. If you want to thank me, how about you send me the stepdaughter? Huh? What better way to thank your pal? Thank you for calling, brother. Take care. And we have a call. So, listen, I hope he's still listening because we now have Bob in Oklahoma. See, Eric, this is what I do. I go in a certain order. It's like a fine sushi meal. Bob wants to give an update on his stepdaughter who wanted to fuck his brains out. So here we have the incest hotline. Have you ever been a parental figure to somebody who wants to fuck you or you want to fuck them? Call Jim Norton so he can jerk off to it. Hello, Bob. Welcome back.
Hey, Jimmy. Too bad, I think it was, Bobby was there with you last time. But anyway, I wanted to call back to give you an update. I think I sent you some pictures.
Yeah, she was very pretty.
Yeah, well, she came over for the weekend, to kind of hang out. She was in town and everything. Had a few margaritas. We did the deed, and I'm going to tell you, unfucking believable.
Yeah, it was great, huh?
Oh, my God. Unfucking believable. I don't have the kind of problems the other guy has. Me and her mom doesn't, we don't have any kids together or nothing like that. There's no, nothing together. But, yeah, I'm going to tell you, I kind of went a little bit against your advice.
Yeah.
Wow. My only problem is now is that...
Now what?
So stamina's not,
your phone is cutting out. God damn it. Of all the phones I don't want to cut out, Bob who fucked the stepdaughter. Here he is. So your stamina, you came quick?
He's going to have to call back.
Bob, you're going to have to call back. Believe me, we didn't hang up on you. Oh, for Pete's sake. Goddamn cell phones. All right, Bob, call back, please. Because I do want to hear your story. Chris in New Jersey, let's talk to you. Hi, Chris.
Hey, Jimmy.
Hi, buddy.
Love you, buddy.
Thank you so much.
Hey, I have I don't know. I think I'm just kind of fucked up in my own head. I've been dating a girl now for probably about 5 or 6 months, and it's getting pretty serious. It's been great. It's been like nothing but awesome. She's great. I can't complain. But last night, I don't even know how it came up, but the topic of previous relationships and how many sexual partners you have and all that kind of snuck its way into the conversation.
Sure.
And she kind of brushed it off and didn't want to talk about it at all. And I've done my share of, but I haven't been crazy. I mean,
how many?
I've been 15.
Okay.
I'm 26.
How old is she?
She's the same age as me.
So she didn't want to answer. Did she say none of your business, or I don't want to talk about it?
Yeah, she just didn't want to talk about it. She was like, "Oh, I knew this would eventually come up." She's like, "I was waiting for this to come up,"
Well, she's either had 3 and she's embarrassed by her low number, or your number's 745 and she's embarrassed by that. There's obviously a reason maybe, dude, it might, like I dated a girl many years ago who told me she had sex with a celebrity. Right. And I remember being so angry that she wouldn't tell me who it was. We were together for like a year. She eventually did tell me. It was Robert Reed. What bad luck for me. No, but I was so mad at her, but looking back on it, she just didn't want to break the other person's trust, and she wanted to make sure that I wouldn't. So maybe this girl will tell you as time goes on. Maybe she just needs to know she can trust you.
the thing is, I don't even know if I want to know. I mean, I don't even think I do want to know. I think it could be. I don't think it really should even affect me. But for some reason in my head, it makes me nervous.
Nah, don't let it, dude. Because what you see is who she is. Who cares? Like,
she's great.
If she's fucked 3 people, good for her. If she's fucked 180, hey, look, you're fucking a girl who's done some practice. Good. I love a girl with a shitty history. Like, not only would I want to know how many, I'd want to know how big their dicks were and how much better they fucked her than I'm fucking her. That would turn me on like a... Dude, I used to be intimidated by that. Like, if a girl dated guys with big cocks, like, my dick's fine, but it's not like, you know, you wouldn't put it on the cover of fucking Cock Weekly. But dude, the idea now, like, I want to know if they fuck guys with big dicks and how great what. Like, I made them pornographic, so their past is no longer a threat to me. It turns me on. So don't let that throw you. That's just silly, and you know.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, it's most of me, and when I'm like being rational, it doesn't at all.
Yeah.
But in a moment of weakness, like like last night, it was something I thought about, and I was like, well, if she doesn't want to tell me, then what's going on? But I know that in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter because I trust her completely, and I love her, so it really doesn't matter. But you know, I kind of just needed someone to.
Yeah, it doesn't matter, dude. I'll tell you what, it doesn't matter because men are trained that conquests are good. Women are trained that you're a whore if you fuck a bunch of people. So, you know, again, she's got that same training that you and I have had, just in the reverse. So, you know, if she doesn't want to talk about it, you know, give her a break.
Yeah, no. And one other thing, Jimmy, I just want to thank you. A long time ago, years ago, I had contacted you. I was pretty down and out, and I had sent you a message and to date it on MySpace, and you responded by giving me a couple tickets to one of your shows at Caroline's, and you put me on your guest list, and that's always really stuck with me. And I've always loved you on the show and loved your comedy. And for someone to do something like that for somebody they have no connection to, that's always really stuck with me, so I wanted to thank you.
You're welcome, buddy. If you were depressed and I gave you tickets to my show, I was probably trying to get you to finish yourself off, because that normally will do it. That's the last step people take, is they see me live and they're like, there's nothing else to live for. I'm fucking hanging myself. Good luck, brother. I'm happy you're doing okay.
Thank you.
All right, be good, buddy. All right.
Jim,
Bob is back. All right, let's talk to Bob. Hi, buddy. What were you saying now? You came quick?
No. I mean, 15, 20 minutes,
That's good.
All that quick at 41 years old.
That's great.
But basically, I mean, I finally get Anthony. There's just something you totally forget when you're dating women your own age, and when you're in your 40s. What a nubile, 21-year-old titty feels like. It's unfucking believable, man. I highly suggest, Ant talking about they smell like, homework and bubble gum. Oh my God. And I just can't. I'm definitely glad that I did it. Hopefully it'll happen a couple more times.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, again, like I said, my advice to the other guy was more logistical than moral. As long as it doesn't feel predatory. I mean, it's hard for me to say that I wouldn't do it, because you sent pictures. She's cute. So, happy humping. Oh, yeah. Good luck, my friend. All right?
Thank you much, Jimmy. Bye.
Enjoy. Make sure you don't get her pregnant, please. Let's see. Oh, Chris in New Jersey. He and I have probably crossed paths. Hello, Chris.
Hey, Jimmy. How are you?
I'm good, buddy. How are you? I'm not as good as you, but I'm okay. You have a girlfriend as an escort, huh?
Yeah, we spoke about this.
Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember. Sure.
Yep. And just to let you know, I did celebrate a year clean and sober recently.
Congratulations. That's good news.
Thank you. And it's all going good. But, yeah, so we're still together. Everything's going pretty good. I have encountered, I do go out and sample some escorts myself now.
Sure.
Just to, I guess just to kind of deal with it a little bit.
Yeah.
Because when I do get off, I tend to not get so angry that she's still out there doing it. But, I have a problem keeping it up or getting hard when I get to these girls. And then some of them just cannot perform like my girl does. And it's so hard. I mean, she just knows me so well.
Sure. Plus, you're also probably doing them for the wrong reason. You're doing them to make it even Steven and to even the score, and not because you're really horny. And that's the problem I've had, where I jerk off when I'm not horny, or I do things when I'm not horny because I just want peace, or I want that comforting feeling you get when you're being sexual. So try to just do it for the right reason, because when you do it for the wrong reason, sex becomes bad.
Right. Yeah, and it's kids, you know, no matter how many, I've seen the list of, you know, she could probably do 8, 10 guys in a day. I'm lucky I can get through one woman.
Oh, wow. That's great.
So, you know, when you see that, it's just like, damn, you know. But, yeah, so I will, you know, the last time I spoke to you, I was going to confront her on it, but we're not at that situation.
Oh, wait, you still haven't talked to her about it?
No, not yet, because I'm waiting. We're supposed to get a place together, and I'm thinking that might be...
Oh, you haven't... She doesn't know that you know she's an escort?
No, she does know, but she says she's not doing it. She says she's working other girls. And I read about her on...
I know the site, yes.
You know what I mean?
Fuck
I read about it, and I know it's her. You know, I know her technique. I know what it's...
Fucking send me a link. Oh, she sounds like a great girl.
Definitely will.
Be good, my friend. Good luck.
All right, thanks.
Bye. Let's see. David in Louisiana. Louisiana Dave, we're going to call you. That's your new name on the show.
Hey, how are you?
Hi, Louisiana Dave. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. It's good to be on the show.
You're good, buddy. What's up?
Well, I've been told by numerous people that I'm a sex addict.
Okay.
I want to get an answer from a pro.
Okay. Well, what do you think, first of all?
To a degree, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I got to get myself, whether it's myself or whatever, I've got to get off at least 2 or 3 times a day, or I go nuts. I'm not satisfied.
Yeah.
It has caused me to cheat on my wife.
Sure.
I got caught with 4 different women, not physically, due to my accidental leaving an old cell phone laying on the coffee table and driving a truck over the road. I left out, and, well, somebody decided they would go through the whole phone, and they found a bunch of old text messages. But I can't get enough. It's been that I lost my virginity at 17. I mean, I'm not going around humping pillows and round in the corner and start humping walls or anything, but I just can't get enough of that feeling.
And that's what sex addicts do, by the way. We congratulate ourselves by pointing out the things we're not doing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I do so many things, but then I'll go, well, I'm not fucking babies in the soft spot. And I'll say that doesn't make me a bad person. Well, I never jerked off on a porcupine. But you know what? We know what it's doing to us. And with sex, it's so weird because it does feel good. It is a healthy, normal, natural part of life. But the problem is it begins to take over. And like I said, a lot of times I do it for the wrong reasons. I do it when I'm not horny. A lot of times, dude, if you're coming 3 times a day, chances are it's an escape. It's like any other. It's like food or drugs or drinking. It's a way to remove me from what's happening now, to zone me out. Like that high we get, like in the middle of a good jack, when you find the good scene in a porno. It's that fucking zoned out high you get. And then we wind up chasing that high all the time. And it really is uncapturable. We get it briefly and then it escapes and eludes us, and we have to up the ante and continue chasing it. And the problem is not morally, like you're terrible for being a sex addict. It's that it removes so many things from us, and it eats so much time, and it takes so many real experiences away. There's so many times where we could be having real interactions with people, but we're just zoned out jerking off, or we're having monetary interactions with them, or we're not looking at them as people because we're purely sexualizing them. That's where it gets to be bad, you know?
Right. Well, it's still to the point where, I mean, one of those 4 girls I'm still seeing on and off for the last 3 years, and I mean, I just saw her this past Saturday, but I've gone as far as just sitting there, just be not really intentionally doing it, just sitting there or watching TV and you see a commercial or you're watching the news lady or whatever. I'm like, well, does she have fucking drawers on or she got a bra on or what?
Yeah, that's sexualizing every person. Even if it's not somebody you want to fuck. Like, you'll see a stranger and wonder how big their dick is, or how big, and it's not at all a sex. It could be a 90-year-old man, but you think this crazy shit because everybody is just that. It's almost like seeing everybody as Jewish or black or Irish. You just see somebody as one thing, and their humanity is second. Like, you know what I mean? And it doesn't mean that you want to fuck all people at all. But it's just this twisted way. Like, you probably think that about women that you don't want to fuck, too. Like, you'll see an awful-looking woman. Wonder what her pussy looks like. Like, it's completely seeing the humanity second. And again, I still struggle with that, so I'm not preaching to you. I understand what it is.
Well, maybe you can help me with this too. When I try to have sex with my wife, I can't keep it up.
Of course not, because she's normal, and because it's healthy to have sex with your wife. She might not look as good as the other girls, and you probably feel guilty. There's a lot of head stuff going on.
I have to think of the other shit that goes on.
Yeah.
That's another thing. She's not into the freaky shit that I like, and this other girl that I've been doing on and off for the last 3 years, Jesus Christ, that's everything I've ever wanted, and she takes it in all 3 holes. She swallows, she does this, she does that. I mean, you name it, we've done it. And I just can't get enough of that kind of shit. And then there's the fact that I just can't get enough of that feeling in general.
Yeah, it's a very tough one to quit. But again, if your wife has already caught you, maybe she knows what you're doing and is letting you do it. I don't know. What is your real question? I mean, you know you're a sex addict, so you don't even need to ask that. Like, you know that you probably are. So the question is, is life okay for you now, or do you want to change it?
Truthfully, the sex part, no, I don't really want to change it because I can't get it at home that way. Because I mean, when at home, I've had her tell me I'm not a porn star. Don't be putting me in 100 positions.
Yeah, that's irritating. I'll be honest with you. I'm not saying anyone deserves to be cheated on, but how about this? If you're a woman out there and your husband wants to fuck you like it's porn, how about this? Fucking muster up and fuck him like it's porn, or try. They wonder, I'm not enough for you. No!
I've heard that too.
Of course you have. We all have. And I could see if you wanted to fuck other girls if she's getting mad. But I'm not a porn star. I know, dummy. But I'm fucking you anyway. So could you at least pretend that you like porn? Or could you at least try to learn something from them? I hate that shit. That's lazy thinking that women do.
I'm talking about a woman that used to suck my cock for breakfast. Now,
yeah, that does go.
I'm still with her. We've been married, married for 18 years, been together for 19 years. But it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just, I gotta have all the other shit. I didn't know if I was actually an addict, so I figured I'd call. I didn't even know you had a show, because my XM's been turned off for a year. I turn it back on. You got a show, and I'm listening to this after I listen to O&A, and then it's like, wow.
Thank you, buddy.
What I need to do.
Well, all right. Thank you very much for the call. It sounds to me like you are. But again, if your life is not unmanageable and you don't want to change it, I can't say change it. Let's go to AJ in California, who wants to repair his relationship with his dad.
Hey, Jim. First of all, you're amazing, buddy.
Thank you.
So much fun to listen to. So smart.
Oh, thank you.
And such a jackhole at the same time, which is awesome. Heather Mills with Larry King pulling her leg off. That's great.
Thank you. Yeah, that was a fun one.
So basically, my mom divorced my biological dad when I was 1. Both of them alcoholic addicts. He attempted suicide 10 times, and she was just like, you know what, I'm not going to do this. So she remarries, and before she remarries, she's still drinking and using, and the guy that she met was drinking and using, and they both went to AA, and they said, hey, their sponsor said, before you get together, you live together a year sober. And, so what, you're out of the haze, and this is what you really want. So they get married, and he was the man that, essentially raised me.
Okay.
So their marriage is built on the foundation of sobriety, and about 7 years into the marriage, she finds some pot in his car, which isn't a big deal. It's just pot, but at the same time...
It's a relapse, yeah.
Any relapse is a relapse.
Sure.
So big blowout, don't ever do it again, whatever. So... Then, go 5-6 more years, and he starts having these crazy migraine headaches. I've moved on, and I have moved out of town, and I'm in college, and I start a career, and he's having these crazy migraines. No one can figure out what's going on, and going to the Mayo Clinic and all these places. Come to find out, long story short, that he started with Vicodin, then went to Coke, and then he had a couple of doctor friends that were just giving him meds. And so the migraines were because of withdrawals, and we couldn't figure out why. How did they not find this in tox screens or whatever? So, anyways, he ends up practically losing the business. I have to come back from San Diego to move back home to help with the family business, keep it afloat. And he's got this fucking resentment against everybody else that we can, he can't understand why we're upset with him when he keeps saying that he did this to himself, that he didn't do it to us.
That's the selfish alcoholic addict thinking. We think we're only hurting ourselves. That's the oldest one in the book.
And the crazy thing is, he's on the board of directors for like those sobriety recovery locations, and it's a small town that that we're from, so everyone knows everyone's bullshit, and so now the whole town knows what's going on. Like, what a hypocrite that his sponsor is the chairman of the sobriety ranch. And so now, we're trying to, and he has just the audacity to look down at us, and I'm like, I have a real hard time forgiving him, and it's just a sense of entitlement that just kills me.
Yeah, I mean, look, they say that alcoholics, drug addicts are self-centered in the extreme, and we are, especially if we're actively using or if we're not working any kind of a 12-step or any other kind of program. So your question is, you want to repair the relationship with him, but you're mad at him?
Well, I want to repair the relationship because you hear like what you said earlier about when he's gone. Am I going to resent myself for not trying to take high moral ground? I mean, I grew up in Alateen, and I mean I was in the program before I was I was 10 practically, and so I've always been around it. But him working and he's still like moderately drinking now. They've got divorced.
Okay.
She was like, what, screw it, I'm done. And he's remarried and he's still drinking. And I'm just like, it's so hard for me to see him drink.
Sure.
And know that, and he left my mom after they were married for 25 years. And yet he, and I have to forgive him. And it's like, I'm sure you had people call that it sucks when you have to be your parent's parent. Yeah. And that's what I feel like I'm being.
Well, I mean, again, it's very frustrating, but you can't make somebody get sober. So your choice is, do you leave him until he gets sober, out of your life, and risk him, or do you just kind of accept him for what he is right now and, keep a distance but keep a relationship? I mean, there might be a way to do that. As long as his drinking and drugging is not totally fucking up your life. If you just don't like them...
Yeah, we live in separate towns. I've got a 2-year-old son that he wants to be a grandparent to, and so that's the part where our paths do cross.
Sure.
And it's not like he's a flaming lunatic, alcoholic addict when he's around my kid. He keeps him moderate. He'll have a couple of beers or something like that, but like just the fact that like he wants everyone else to let it go because he's let it go. It's like, where the fuck do you get off? To say, after 5 years of putting us through the ringer of lying, cheating, and stealing, to buy drugs,
Yeah, I mean, that is a tough one, and I understand why you're resentful. And again, the decision you have to make is, are you mad at him enough to cut the relationship totally off, or can you just kind of, as they say, live and let live? As long as it's not affecting you or your family, that's a big plus. I mean, a big asterisk. If it's not affecting you or your family, sometimes live and let live. If that's what he chooses to do, and you still love him, and you know that he can still be a good grandparent, just keep a distance and just be careful with it. But I wouldn't suggest cutting him out of your life because, you being there might be one of the more sane things he has in his life because he's hurting more than he's letting on. Whether he's letting it on or not, it's still bothering him deep down.
Well, and healthy anchors are important too, so I mean, maybe that's my part of giving back for him being my dad, even though, everyone makes mistakes.
Yeah, of course, man. I mean, you can't make him get sober, and you don't need to totally cut somebody out of their life just because they're drinking. I would just suggest don't let them wreck your life and be very cognizant of that or aware of that, okay?
Right. Thanks, buddy.
Good luck. Sorry, guys, we couldn't get to you. The guy who's been dating an ex-escort, enjoy it. She'll probably fuck you well. The guy who wants to ask where I got sober, in New Jersey. And is a table shower illegal? I don't know. And to the guy who called up and said, what's my technique for jerking off? I grab my dick and I pull it. And I put it back, and I pull it, and I put it back. Repeat. Thank you guys very much. See you tomorrow on the Opie and Anthony Show, and next week on My Advice Show. Ron and Sam.
Jim Norton is now done dealing with your bullshit. He'll be back next Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 Pacific. But you can listen to episodes of The Jim Norton Show whenever you want. Go to SiriusXM.com/on-demand for details.